Everybody, and welcome to the show. Today is a Thursday. Tomorrow is the Friday, the big day, as we get into a bus, head up to Albany, New York, where I will hopefully be celebrating.
You have high hopes.
I have high hopes that I will be the gubernatorial candidate for the Libertarian Party.
I saw at the end of Hard Copy that they're following you on the campaign trail.
Oh, they are too?
That's what it said.
Yeah, it seems like tomorrow is going to be one wild scene. Those creeps at Comedy Central are following us. I'm sick of them. I really hate their guts. World's worst channel. Good. And don't ever ask me to read another Comedy Central commercial again. I will not. I refuse. I will rip it up and throw it away. Because they are the most uninspired, unoriginal channel on the planet. Thank you. No, they really pissed me off. I read in the paper today, Comedy Central will be following Howard Stern and presenting the half-hour program, Howard Stern the Candidate. Was it featuring, It's like, dudes, why don't you do something original and pay someone for once?
They're just going to take programming.
Yeah, just going to take programming. Put together a little cheapo program, piece of garbage. I mean, I welcome all reporters to come and follow me on the campaign trail. No problem. I have no problem with that.
And you can do a newscast.
Yeah, but, I mean, come on. Dudes. Those guys have always been after me for free programming. They really suck. Bloodsuckers. They follow around, what's that guy from Politically Incorrect?
Bill Maher?
Yeah, your buddy.
Nothing's happening.
Bill Maher. Follow Bill Maher around for the day.
What's he doing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
He's sitting there waiting for the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson to come back on the air.
He's trying to find another old joke that hasn't been used in a while.
Yeah. Rework it into that tired act. Anyway, so tomorrow, you want the itinerary? Here's the way. We went through this yesterday, but let's go through it again.
We didn't do it for you, so.
Right. Fa-fa-foo, you want to come in and tell everyone what's going on? Tomorrow, let me see if I got this right, Robin. We'll get off the air here, and around noon or so, we'll be taking to the bus.
Yeah.
And once we're on the bus, we'll have some broadcast equipment, and also we're going to allow selected members of the press to tour the gubernatorial bus.
Right.
And we could speak to some of those people today and, let them know that you're going to reward them.
Yeah, there's a lot going on today on today's show because I'll be interviewing potential lieutenant governors.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Still got to pick a running mate.
Everyone I interview declines the job.
Well, you've only talked to one person so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get it off.
I don't know.
Well, I have a feeling that the second guy that you speak to will be into taking the job.
Good.
He doesn't hold any public office currently.
Good. Well,
we need the unemployed.
Yeah. Well, we need guys who would be good, but they just can't get elected.
Yeah.
For one reason or another. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of Khalid Muhammad. He seems to get a lot of press.
Well, he's a good speaker. Gets everybody fired up.
So, okay, let me get this straight now. So everybody understands. So at noon tomorrow, we're on the bus, and then for about half hour to an hour, we'll be entertaining the press, selected members of the press that has rewarded us with certain good stories.
Yeah, people we like.
Yeah, people we like. Certain members of the press will get to tour the facilities, get an inside look at our tour bus. Make sure all the broads have scanty clothing on.
Called them all yesterday, told them to bring bikinis.
Excellent.
Up close and personal with the gubernatorial hopeful.
They get to see me in a relaxed atmosphere on my campaign bus, dressed in casual wear.
Relaxing, if you will.
Yeah, relaxing. You'll see me laying on my bed because we have 12 beds in there.
Right. We have births.
Yeah, we have births. I'll be giving births. And they'll get to see the candidate relax and kick up his heels and get down. Is that what it is? Kick up his heels?
Yeah.
Put his I guess that's what it is.
Should we bring some of your favorite CDs and some of your favorite books to leave around, give a flavor of what you're about?
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be a nice touch.
Lots of Metallica and AC/DC.
No. What you want to do is have some like Nietzsche books and you know what I mean. Get some Plato,
Socrates.
Yeah, I am a lover of Greek philosophy. Like the Greeks ever gave us anything good besides diners. But
that they got down, though.
Yeah, that and philosophy. Greeks give us the best diners. Don't ever kid yourself. There's something in their blood. Try to get an entire encyclopedia on the bus. That might look real good for the press. Yeah, I just like to read the encyclopedia once in a while. The entire history of man.
Well, let me look that up.
Yeah. That's a very good question, and I'll admit I don't know the answer, but I certainly have my resources and my encyclopedia.
Get the World Book.
Yeah.
You want me to scatter a few, like the Washington Post, make it look like you read all the different...
Yeah, what's that, the Wall Street Journal?
Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, stuff like that. Only intellectual stuff. Throw a Mad Magazine in, too, just for the hell of it. Little humor. So that the candidate has a sensitive side. Funny side. You get lots of books about how to deal with cancer and stuff like that. How to get in touch with the inner self. Things that show that I'm the...
Women Who Run with the Wolves. That's a good one.
Yeah. Medical journals. You know what I mean? I like to read up on the latest in medicine. I'm up on all the arts. Everything.
Yeah.
Show me as the well-rounded candidate. Rhodes Scholar, if you will.
But there won't be any room for us. You got the book.
Right. Robin, you might have to stay home. I don't know if I got room for you next to me. I have so many...
You just took up my bed space.
Yeah, I have so many medical journals and books that I don't know if I can really take anyone with me. So that'll look good. That'll be funny on camera. Surrounded by medical journals and encyclopedias, the candidate...
You want to have 1-800-52-CERTAIN, the pay-per-view box.
Yeah, please. Our new exciting videotape and poster. Get the poster, too. Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, we're going to give like a tour of the bus for about half hour or so to selected members of the press. And then, Robin, we will begin our long trip to Albany.
Yes.
And, we'll do a radio show from there, so Monday we'll air that.
Do we have a full list of who will be on the bus now?
Yeah. We know exactly who will be on the bus. Although I hear there's a lot of hostility toward Ratso. Is Ratso on the bus?
No. And it's not hostility.
No, about his room, about his hotel room.
From him?
No.
I don't understand what you mean.
Then why are we paying for Ratso's hotel room? That's the thing. We have 15 hotel rooms. See?
I see what you mean.
Yeah. I was into having Ratso come because I thought he's pretty good at scouting stuff out.
He's actually doubling up with somebody.
Yeah, I know.
It's like half of that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I explained. They said, hey, the guy's also pretty good at scouting some stuff out. And, he's my advance man.
Because Jackie was complaining.
Yeah. Was Jackie complaining?
No.
Oh.
We just picked the rooms yesterday. Peggy and I set up, how it's going to be.
And, Ralph does my makeup and hair, and he's been calling. It is very important that I have the room next to Howard's. What is he, a retard?
Well, let me tell you what he did yesterday.
Yeah, well, you tell him on purpose now.
He can't walk down a hall.
No room next to me. I don't want to see him. I don't want him near me.
He called yesterday and said, I need the itinerary right away.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm working on it. I'll get it to you as soon as I can. He goes, well, late this afternoon would be best because I need to prepare.
He does.
What is he preparing?
He has to prepare my outfits for the convention.
Right.
He has to prepare my various makeup for various press conferences.
You'll be doing different characters, I suppose.
Yes, I will. Well, I like my evening makeup one way and my morning makeup another way.
You can't go from day to evening.
Yeah, people don't realize the pressure of being a candidate and having to look one's best. And what a mess I am.
I need you to explain something on the air.
Yeah.
I think that Ralph feels, since I'm irritated at him from earlier in the week, he thinks it's me that's keeping him off the bus.
No, I am keeping him off the bus. I explained that to him yesterday because there is no room for him on the bus.
Because he called me yesterday and he's like, come on, man, get me on the bus. And I was like,
he offered Ronnie $1,000 to get him on the bus.
Oh, no.
I don't even know that Ronnie's going to be on the bus.
I don't know that Ralph has $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I can't believe.
Car.
Yeah. Because I hear Tom's taking his car. He might have to take a few people.
Now it's 2 cars. Originally it was 1 car.
Right.
And it was going to be Peggy, our engineer, and Ratso and Ralph.
Yeah, I know.
So now that Tom's coming, it's grown to 2 cars.
I know. Everyone wants to be on the bus with us, except they don't have the room.
Right.
And I got to do a radio show.
We're up to 17 people on the bus.
I thought it was 18, but go ahead.
Because your agent has joined us.
Yes.
He's on the bus?
And Heather Barrett has joined us.
Oh, well, of course. There's always room for her.
There you go. So I think we're up to like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And it's really, it says 15 comfortably.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Our general manager is insisting that he be on the bus so he can blow the horn, the car horn. He loves that.
He thought there was a whistle, and he wanted to be pulling the string for that. But if there's no whistle, he'll blow the horn.
Yeah, he wants to be able to honk the bus driver's horn. Because he says that's the most fun for him.
And wear the hat?
Like a retard. He likes to blow the horn.
And wear the hat?
Yeah, and wear the hat. The conductor's hat.
Engineer Tom.
Yeah. Hoo-hoo.
Can I do it now?
So anyway, let me give you the rest of the itinerary. So at noon, and this is let's just keep going over this. Now, there's going to be 2 unscheduled stops along the campaign trail where I will, I like to call them press the flesh.
Meet and greet.
Meet and greets. Where I will stop off and give impromptu speeches to citizens.
And just say hello.
Also, if we want, we can stop off in the town of, I think it's Waterton, and meet with the...
Oh, yes.
Wait, hold on. I brought it in. Hold on. I got it right here. Now, listen to this, Robin. There's a public official who wants to meet and discuss some of the problems of his area. I'm not kidding. City of Watertown, New York. This is from the... Let's see. Congratulations on your recently announced candidacy for governor of the state of New York. I am sure you will find it an interesting odyssey meeting the people and seeing the many beautiful regions of this state. While your radio program is not carried in the Watertown market, many people up here have followed your career and enjoyed your New Year's Eve special. I hope as you campaign for this office, you will take time to visit Watertown and the adjacent Thousand Islands region. I am sure you will find our part of the state a welcome respite from the hustle and bustle of Manhattan. Should you need assistance during your campaign and petition gathering, I'd be glad to help also.
Howard?
Yes.
I don't know how familiar you are with the geography of New York State, but if I'm not mistaken, the Thousand Island region is
further.
It's like the Canadian border, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, dear.
Too bad. This would have been cool because we could have stopped off there and met with Jeffrey E. Graham.
Well, we will have him petitioning for us.
Yeah.
Should you win the nomination.
What is his title?
I think he's the mayor.
Wow. I could have met with the mayor of Watertown and had a political meeting.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you find out what towns are on our way up? Maybe I can meet with the mayor or something.
I don't think it's that...
It'd be a good photo op.
I'm not sure he's right. We got to get a map. I don't think Watertown's that far up for some reason.
Well, he said the Thousand Island regions.
I thought Thousand Island meant like Niagara Falls or something.
Yeah, it is up towards that way.
Buffalo or something.
But we'll be about... Albany's like 250 miles away from Buffalo.
Yeah, New York State is really big. I'm learning. And I've been in my studies.
You're going to govern the whole state.
Yeah, I've been learning.
You don't know how big it was.
Yeah, I've been learning that it's very, very big.
You know you would be taking over the most populous state in the country.
Yeah, because I know, like, my niece goes to school in upstate New York, one of the state schools, and I said, yeah, you can come over and visit me. And she goes, Uncle Hal, it's like, that's what I'm called, Uncle Hal. It's like 3.5 hours from where I am to Albany. And I said, oh, I thought it was all very close.
Long Island.
Robert, does New York now have the most electoral votes?
Yes.
I would hope.
We assume we wouldn't know. I'm only going to be governor.
Yeah, but you can control those, to a degree.
Yes, I do control those. I control those anyway, whether I'm governor or not. Anyway, Robin, I thought it would have been nice to contact other officials.
Why don't you give me that? I'll look into that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because essentially they will have to work with you in solving some of these problems.
Yeah. Anyway, so then on the way up, like maybe I'll stop off and do a meet and greet. Maybe I'll run into a church and give a little political speech. You know what I'm saying?
Church?
Yeah.
On a Friday night?
I don't want too many people there.
We were thinking about more like a Roy Rogers.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That's our church.
You think a church or Roy Rogers will have more people on a Friday night? I guess a Roy Rogers. So, so I'm going to certainly stop off and make a few campaign speeches and relax with the people, a little meet and greet. And then, of course, make my way up to the hotel where we're staying.
Yes.
Candidate will relax in his suite.
It's the executive suite.
Thank you.
That's the gubernatorial suite.
Ironically, I will overlook the governor's mansion, will I not?
That is true.
Yes.
Your future home.
Right. Get a list of the Roy Rogers en route to Albany so that we can make stops.
I know where they all are.
Right. Jackie gets hungry.
You talk, I'll eat.
Right. I'll do the speeches, you eat.
He needs a breast every few miles.
Yeah.
We should see how much chicken Jackie can eat in, like, a certain amount of time.
That would be an interesting...
like, get Jackie a bucket and just watch him eat it.
A bucket?
Stopping at a bucket?
A bucket's 5 minutes. Anyway, so let me just say that then that will be Friday night. Friday night I will hold some impromptu meetings with my speechwriters and my confidants.
The inner circle.
Inner circle. Perhaps I will meet with some members of the Libertarian Party. I don't know. There's only 200 of them. We could probably all meet in my room.
Your room's bigger than the hall we're meeting in.
Yeah. And I will, I will discuss my platform, and also I will probably discuss my running mate, and my plea for unity in the party.
I see.
It seems that the party is split all over the place. You have no idea what's going on. As a matter of fact, one of the guys who will be voting, Ronald L. Mund, received a letter yesterday from the Libertarian Party. There's an anti-Stern faction.
How come I haven't gotten that letter?
I don't know. But they've been asking people through the mail saying, hey, we know you're probably going to vote for Howard Stern, but please do not vote for him. Vote for me. Oh. It's from this other guy.
Well, I spoke to the
candidate.
I spoke to the leader of that anti-Stern faction. He denied that it was an anti-Stern faction.
Well, it is anti-Stern.
He said that he just wants a lot of those candidates have been there way before you.
Right.
And they're not known by
He just wants them all to be thought of fairly. And I said, isn't there a Stop Stern slate? He said, that is a lie.
I see. Well, there's a lot of... We'll see what's going on when we get up there.
And then I'll tell you, there's some more controversy from the Libertarians. I spoke to them yesterday.
Yeah.
They're upset that you're even talking to potential lieutenant governors from established parties.
Well, sorry. I told them, if they want to win...
They can have a hissy fit about whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, this is why, I cannot trust a party that has only 200 members. That went from 600 members to 200 members. That means they're doing something wrong. They need someone to come in there and revitalize the party. Now, I'm all for getting behind these guys and making things happen. But I'm not going to put up with nonsense.
Well, they said that, the Republicans and Democrats are the reason why they became Libertarians, and they're not into established parties. And they said that by you talking to a Ruth Messenger, they gave me an analogy.
Yeah.
They said it's like the equivalent of somebody saying, listen to Howard's show and then tune over to another radio station.
Right.
And they're very upset by that.
Well, they're trying to govern me, and I thought they were for less government. So that's all I have to say on it. No, they've got to understand something. If we really want to get votes and win this thing, my whole campaign is based. I really don't need them. I can do this independently. I can get 15,000 signatures. I could send you out on the street for 2 days and get 15,000 signatures. There's no problem with that. But I'm willing to do it through them. I'm a libertarian, and I'm the one who's going to get them. You know what the libertarians need? What do you think they need? They need more than 50,000 votes so that they become an established party. If you don't have 50,000 votes, you might as well just be an independent. You might as well, it doesn't make a difference.
You might as well not be a party because you aren't.
Yeah, what they need from me is to bring a lot of votes to the party. So I'll tell them what I'm going to do as a candidate. Tell them to stop the nonsense. Either that or go back into obscurity. Thank you. I'm gonna lecture. Wait till I get I'm gonna be taking part in a debate Saturday morning. Wait till I get my chance to get a hold of those libertarians and give them a piece of my mind. I will lecture. Anyway, Saturday I will appear at the convention at 9:30, preparing for my 10 o'clock debate, where I will debate the other 5 candidates.
First, you'll be nominated.
Oh, really?
I mean, someone has to step up at 10 o'clock and nominate you and second you.
Yes, and by the way, our microphones will be there as Elephant Boy and Kenneth Keith Kallenbach nominate me.
And second you.
And second me.
Dude.
What?
I can't wait till Ludwig tries to understand that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so then we'll have that. I'll be officially entered in as a candidate, and then I will debate.
Yeah. The other candidate.
I will assume I will win the debate, only because I am a master debater.
Speeches.
Yes. Mostly speeches, but I will probably take a few digs at the other candidates.
I would say.
But as the front runner, I certainly will be
gracious.
Yes.
In victory.
Thank you.
The national publicity director for the Libertarian Party will board the bus at around 9:30 and explain the day's events to you.
Oh, yes. So that's something to look forward to.
So we'll learn what they have to do.
Woman?
Yes, tomorrow.
Nice looking?
Tomorrow. I haven't met her yet.
How old?
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
Tomorrow.
I'll ask her to send a picture.
Tomorrow, I love you, tomorrow.
You're hoping it's that hooker candidate.
Yeah, that would be cool. Tomorrow. Tomorrow, I need a rub down. So then, so after that, after the debate, will actually come the voting.
The balloting.
Right. I will be meeting with the press also before the debate. I will talk to the press. I will address them, Robin.
Yes.
I will also address the press after I hopefully win the nomination.
It would be kind of embarrassing to address the press after you've lost.
Yeah.
You will speak to the press nonetheless.
All right, but let's recognize I could lose. I doubt it. If all our listeners show up.
Can I tell you a really funny aspect of this whole convention?
Yes.
The Italian American Community Center, serves a lot of purposes, and they do a lot of weddings there.
Right.
There's a wedding scheduled for 6 o'clock.
Right.
So, if I don't know what's going to happen if the balloting goes farther. It could take us into late in the afternoon.
Right.
And
oh, my God.
We may have to push this wedding aside.
Well, I could always perform the wedding. I'm also an ordained minister. Hey, let's go to the wedding.
Extra table.
See, who will be my date? Miss Howard Stern or Debbie Tay, the space alien?
Well, you can't forget Elena.
Or Heather.
Right.
Heather looked great the other night.
Yeah? Right, then Heather it is.
A straw in the wind.
Hey, as long as Tamara's going to be there, bring a spare bikini for her. Who knows how she looks? And then, Robin, when I win the gubernatorial nomination, then there'll be celebration. The bikini girls will enter the room. It will be wild.
There has to be a big hoopla.
Hoopla.
To celebrate your nomination.
I'll put you in charge of the hoopla. All right?
I'm writing it down right now.
I want noisemakers.
Right.
The whole thing.
Just
People running through.
Steal all the stuff from the wedding that's coming up and then throw it around.
Party favors.
Party favors. Get the wedding cake.
Kidnap the bride.
Right. Anyway, so then, then I'll address the press, and then after that, Robin, we will board our tour bus, and we will make our way back to...
Triumphantly.
In celebration.
Yeah, in celebration. We will make our way back to campaign headquarters.
Yes.
600 Madison Avenue. And there it is. Our itinerary, if you will.
All right.
Sounds like a scary 24 hours.
Yeah. Should be fun. Our microphones will be there all the way, and...
we will take you with us.
Yes, and hopefully you'll come with us. Where is it in Albany? Give people the address of where this is going to be.
I have to go get
For anyone who feels like taking a ride this weekend and showing up at the convention.
Yeah, what do you got to do?
Yeah, Fafa Fui will give you that address in just 2 seconds. Too bad I wanted to meet with the mayor of Watertown, but I'll find another dignitary to meet with.
Yes, maybe we can check a map.
Yeah.
And see what towns are between here and there.
Yeah, what else does a candidate do on his way to the convention? He will meet with some people, the regular people, the voters of New York State.
And some officials.
Some officials. I need to meet with officials. And who else can I could stop to pray. We should stop off at a church and pray. A prayer session.
Or we could just pull over to the side of the road and pray. You have impromptu sessions.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, they do that.
I think when the reporters step up onto our tour bus, we should be with rosary beads and big crosses and be praying. People love that image. Right, Robin?
Well, you're not running as a religious candidate.
No, but I want to show...
There is a separation between church and state.
Yeah, but it's good to show the people that you're a religious man. They like that.
All right.
They feel more comfortable with it.
We're going to be at the Italian American Community Center. It's on 257 Washington Avenue Extension.
Right.
I hope we can find it.
I think we're going to run into Indians and stuff up there. It's like, I don't know. It seems very unpopulated.
Are some of those...
what?
Somebody should ride shotgun.
Yeah.
Are some of those reservation casinos on the way?
I'd love to stop.
That's in Connecticut.
Is that right? Too bad.
Oh, darn.
But it's not...
Can we make a side trip to Connecticut? Gamble for a couple hours?
It's not as bad as it sounds, but there is like a mile of woods between the Italian American Community Center, and then there's like a mall, and then it's just woods.
It'd be nice, too, if there was a massage parlor on the way where we could stop and get rub-downs before the big event.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know.
Massage.
Bring our microphones with us.
You got to really research.
Yeah, we got to get a nice little rub-down.
From some Oriental women.
Couldn't I address West Point on the way up? Isn't that somewhere around there? Maybe I could address the graduating class of West Point. What?
I think that's in the other direction. I think it's like you just go to the south.
Oh. Hey, Fred, maybe you're more qualified to be governor. You seem to know the state a lot better than I do.
Maybe you could address some high school.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe I'll address a high school.
That would work.
Yeah, sure, they'll let me in.
They don't even let them to the prom.
They wouldn't even let that girl from Baywatch address a high school because she'd appeared in Playboy.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Robin, that is my itinerary. So that you're aware of it and everyone is aware of what the candidate will be doing.
Very good.
Right. Very exciting. Very exciting. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, on the way, I want to also stop and kiss babies. All right? I must kiss babies.
Maybe you should tour a hospital.
Ooh. But we look into a hospital, if I may tour one of the state's hospitals.
And you can stand there, look caringly at some sick baby or something.
Yeah. And make sure the press is with us when I am looking at the sick baby. Photo op.
You're not going to hold an AIDS baby or anything like that.
No need to risk my own life.
You can kiss the feet of an AIDS baby.
You kiss the feet of the AIDS baby, and I'll stand there and watch.
We could find a construction site and, have a picture taken with the shovels.
With a hard hat.
In with the, right.
Yeah, right.
You know what would be funny? If you were like in a spacesuit and you were holding an AIDS baby.
Yeah. Get a picture of me in a spacesuit holding an AIDS baby.
I don't think you want that picture.
Yeah, that might be bad for my image.
I do love all those pictures of candidates wearing the assorted hats of wherever they go. Like
a hard hat and a fire hat.
And then you see them wearing like a Boy Scout hat. With the
and I like when they stand behind the counter at a deli and serve pastrami.
With a deli hat.
Regular guy.
Right, regular, normal guy.
Suit and a tie and an apron.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You got to get pictures of me with little black children. That's always good.
I know where to go for that.
Good.
You do?
Yeah, McDonald's.
No, we'll stop up in we can stop up in Newburgh along the way. Home of what's that woman's name?
Oh yeah. Where they have all the homeless. Tawana Brawley.
Well, hug her.
I'll hug her. I'll spread feces on her.
There you go. Wash her.
What would you like to write?
Accidentally.
Right.
Governor Stern.
I'll write words in her.
Well, spell them correctly.
Right.
1-800.
52 Stern.
There you go.
But it'll be good for me to be with young black children. Show me helping them. Like the great white Tarzan. As I walk into the neighborhood to help.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh, yes. Of course I'm a candidate, Robin.
You're usually scared in black neighborhoods.
I won't be scared if you're holding my wallet. Robin, you'll hold my wallet.
Okay.
Robin's allowed to walk among the black people. All right, very good. I will be seen helping black people. There it is. I've decided. Thank you. All right, more discussion of my candidacy and some of the things that we'll be doing, Robin, in just a moment. I will open up the telephones. Also, I have many things to read to you, various letters that are coming in around the country. We're hearing from all of our constituents in Boston, people from out of state who want to be with us up in Albany. Should be quite a happening out there. A lot of guys getting laid, I think. You never know.
You know what? Now that you've been screaming about construction on the roads and everything, they've started construction right downstairs.
I know, it's a nightmare. No more construction on the roads, period. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right. All right, thank you. Woo-hoo. I like that song.
I was going to say, this is a great song for Jackie's woo-hoo.
Yeah, we have that. Oh, yeah. We have that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Anyway, let me take a phone call. What the hell? Here we go. Live it up. Go wild. That's what I always say. Rochester, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Howard. I'm calling from Syracuse. If you were interested in gambling, the gambling's about an hour away from Albany towards Syracuse.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I figured there had to be some Indians gambling here in
Yeah, it's in Oneida, New York. Right. It's been open for about a year now, and it's quite an operation. You should come up and check it out once you're governor.
So it's about an hour ride from Albany?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll make it up there Friday night.
You never know.
You never know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. New Orleans, you're on the air.
Hey, is this Howard?
Yeah.
I cannot friggin' believe it.
Well, you're on the air, and welcome. Hey, by the way, I hope that you've ordered your your videotape.
I haven't.
Well, I don't know why. There's a lot of people in our audience who haven't ordered, and I must tell you something. First of all, you should make your collection complete, because I've seen all of our products. Once we take them off the market, that's it. Especially the Leroy Neiman poster. That's it. We don't make any more. They become collector's items. I'm reading a classified ad yesterday. $250 for this, $1,000 for one of these underpants parties, $1,500 for a signed book. I see the market for this stuff, and I'm not. I can't guarantee that it will go up. But not only that, the videotape is wild. I mean, it is wild. You get to see everything that went on
before and after the show.
Yeah, it's wild, and we're getting faxes and letters. What is this?
There's a great letter. Just received.
Dear Howard, just finished watching your new video, and that's the thing we want to stress. There's a lot of new material on this thing. Howard Stern's New Year's Rotten Eve 94. It is an extremely entertaining video, and the poster is also fantastic. What shocked me the most about the video was not the looks of some of the vile contestants, but Fred Norris's looks. Fred looks like a serial killer. He also looks like he would cut your throat if you said the wrong thing to him. No wonder everyone on the show is afraid to badmouth Fred. Now, what this person is referring to is that the format of our new video is all of us sitting around, goofing on one another and watching the backstage tapes.
Yes.
And Fred is particularly vicious.
And no one ever turns on Fred.
No. You'll see us turning on one another, but never on Fred. No individual will turn on Fred.
We'd rather bite off our own arm than mess with Fred.
You'll get to see us hanging out and being goofy. The funniest parts on the video, this is back to the letter, are Gary Delabate doing the Baba Booey dance and seeing him get his earpiece knocked out of his ear by the thing when he's doing the Baba Booey dance. There's a whole sequence in this new tape where you will see what goes on backstage.
After Baba Booey has done his performance.
You'll love it. The best part of the video is the contestants making out with each other at the end of the tape. Now, what they're referring to is the big backstage party. And I don't know how any real fan of the show wouldn't get this, but we'll have it on the market for a while, and then I'll take it off, and that'll be the end of it, and you'll never see it again.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'll have to hurry up and call. But
why wouldn't you? I don't understand. I think a lot of people think it's just the New Year's show.
Old show.
And it's not. This is a new tape with also the New Year's show included and the poster.
Well.
Anyway, this letter finishes off by saying, splendid video. I recommend it to all of your listeners. Sincerely, Joe. P.S. I am returning the big box that the video and poster came in. There's no room for it in my apartment. Well, I've often said stick it in your pants and make it look like you've got a big tool. There you go.
Well, the reason I'm calling this morning is I hear...
Anyway, the number is 1-800-52-STERN, S-T-E-R-N. Feel free to call. It's $39.95. You get the poster, the video, everything, and you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
All right? And you must be 18 or older to order.
Okay.
Brought to you by... You know what? I'm gonna bleep that off. I'm gonna bleep that off.
What was that? One of the people who works for him?
Yeah. Well, why would I promote that? Why would I promote that? I had to bleep him. I'm sorry. Fresh young man.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Don't ever speak to me that way again.
Let's just say if I talk about what this man just brought up, I will blow a gasket in my head. Of course, he's allowed to do that, but when I go to do it, everyone wants to be paid. NBC.
Hello.
NBC. Why are you saying NBC?
NBC. That's where we used to work. That's where all my hostility comes from still to this day. Yes, you're on the... Hey, by the way, I want to say something. This fat jackass...
Which one?
Well, I'm getting worked up. Who do you think I'm talking about?
Let me think. Fat jackass.
I bet you know.
Rush Limbaugh?
Okay. Rush Limbaugh. No, not Jackie. Not this time, anyway.
Oh, thanks.
All right. That fat jackass Jackie... No. That fat jackass Rush Limbaugh... who basically owes his entire career to me. And don't kid yourself if you think I'm like some kind of delusional man that thinks that I'm responsible for the world. I'm just telling you the facts the way I know them to be. This fat pig, this big fat blob, didn't have a clue as to what to do in radio. Here's a guy, there's evidence in my favor that this guy was on the radio for years. His daddy owned a radio station.
Couldn't he make that work?
Couldn't make that work. Went to other radio stations. He was a top 40 disc jockey because he did what everyone else did. He sat there and spun records like a big fat blobhead that he is. And he did that badly. So he couldn't figure out what to do in radio. He left radio. And about 3 or 4 years ago, after my huge success for the past 15 years, it finally dawned on him, oh, I'll be like Howard. I'll speak out. I'll speak my mind. And while he might deal with political issues, and I'm dealing with things that are more fun and sort of more frivolous, it's a basic attitude about how to use radio, how to talk, how to have fun. Same with that gnarly jackass Imus. I listen to people tell me, oh, gee, well, he talks for a couple of hours. He does a show like yours. I go, yeah, when did he start doing that? The guy never even would speak for more than 2 minutes at a clip.
He wasn't awake.
And I said, you know, it's an attitude about radio, how to handle radio. None of these guys were doing anything. And anyone who's on any of these guys' team are enemies of mine. And I'll tell you something. This guy Limbaugh left radio. And for years, all he did with radio was listen to it and listen to me. And then while he would listen to me, he would pack food in his fat head, further expanding his head with fat. because, quite frankly, he was jealous out of his mind. Wait a second, my daddy owned radio stations. I should be doing this. Got the shakes or something. So, of course, he's not a funny guy, and he doesn't have the ability to do humor, so he does what they call outrageous political commentary. Now, as a guy, I didn't know what to do with radio. So after listening to me for all these years and eating because he was tortured by me, and at this point his head was the size of a beach ball, I gave him a career. When his head hit the weight of 68 pounds, he went back into radio and got on the air and suddenly became Howard Stern Jr. And when he first got back on the air, every day he used to go, well, you know, guys like me and Howard Stern are at the top of our craft. And always me and Howard Stern, me comparing himself. And suddenly he got on a bunch of radio stations. And how did he get on a bunch of radio stations? He got on a bunch of radio stations by offering his show for free to all these loser AM radio stations. The reports of his income are greatly exaggerated.
He lives next door to Gary, for goodness sake.
He lives in the same building as my producer. Gary ran into him the other day in his building.
Oh, yeah?
And Limbaugh ran away, wouldn't go on the elevator with him. And Gary says he walks around with a full-time bodyguard, even in his apartment building.
Yeah, well, I guess he would need one.
Yeah, it's fun to walk around with another guy all day.
He certainly couldn't defend himself. He can't move those arms around that fat belly.
Yeah. I guess he's afraid the people in his building might jump him, like guys like Gary and Paul Schaefer.
Dogs chase.
Yeah. Humpty Dumpty, big fat
pig. So dogs chase.
Now, the big fat pig might be wondering why I'm on a particularly vicious tirade today. Well, the big fat pig had the balls to mention me on his show. Usually he avoids talking about me.
What did he say?
He called me Eaglebeak. He called me Eaglebeak and the Schnoz. Oh, nice. And he doesn't refer to me by name, but he calls me the Schnoz. Now, let me tell you about the Schnoz, okay? I like that name, the Schnoz. This Schnoz has more brains in his schnoz than you have in your old fat beach ball head body, you stupid dick. You get down and kiss my feet. Let me tell you something, fat slob. You're going to need that bodyguard, because if I ever see you, I'm going to take your big fat head with your big fat full lips and make you kiss my beautiful feet. And I will make you wash them with your fat, ugly tongue. You beach ball bastard. I don't walk around with no bodyguard. Come on and meet me, you fat pig. You fat skeeve who can't even... A big fat skeeve who can't even admit who his mentor was. Is that what you call somebody who... Yes. I love these guys. You give them a career, and what's the thanks you get? They got a bad mouth.
Radio, and they have those small minds of radio people. And they have to crap where they live. And
let me tell you something else, Needle Dick. I'm going to tell you something else. You beach ball headed bastard. I would take a good look in the mirror before you start making fun of my nose.
Oh, he's got a woman walking around with him now. He claims he's going to get married.
Oh, wait till you take a look at her. If you think Barbara Bush was wasted, wait till you see this one. I hope she's a good cook. I've heard from very reliable sources this is no beauty. You know, it's funny. I saw a newspaper clipping the other day with Beach Ball Head, this big fat pig. I saw him holding the very beautiful Marky Post. He got a shot on the sitcom,
right?
Hearts of Fire or something. I don't know what it is. Called. And Marky Post, a good-looking woman, and the plot of the story is that the big fat slob goes on the Marky Post show, and Marky Post falls in love with this big fat cow, with Rush Limbaugh. She falls in love with him.
Now, obviously, this is fiction.
That was real believable, because we see the woman you get in real life. And this is a famous guy. He still can't get himself a good-looking woman. Now listen, fatso, open your mouth about me again, and your master will come over there and whip your ass. You and your bodyguard. And I don't even have to whip your ass physically. I'll just open. You come near me, and I'll talk to you, and I'll make you grovel like the fat pig that you are, you swine. Your mentor will come. Remember Darth Vader?
Yeah.
When he talked to the Luke Skywalker?
Right.
I'm your Darth Vader, you nitwit. I'm your father. What is it, Baba Booey?
I hate to interrupt, Wolf.
Yeah.
On the phone is Mark Green. He's
Good.
New York City's public advocate, and there's his background.
Now, I happen to like, as you know, Robin, I am looking for a lieutenant governor.
Yes.
I'm looking for someone to run with me under the premise that I will become the next governor of New York State. There are certain people who have been serving New York State
very well
and New York City very well. There are guys, though, who are unelectable. For some reason, they never get the big office. I don't know why. This guy, Mark Green, every time I see him, he's making sense. I like him. I like Mark Green. I'm not even sure why I like him, but I like him. He is one of those guys that works hard in one of those thankless jobs. Public advocate. What the hell is that?
Well, that's a brand new one.
And he's an intelligent guy. I looked over he's a Harvard Law School graduate. Did you know that?
Yes.
And as much as I hate lawyers, here is one lawyer who is willing to be a public advocate.
Yeah, he's not running around chasing ambulances.
Right. It means he's got a certain level of intelligence. So what I'm looking for is...
Well, what you're looking for is integrity. There's a lot of intelligent people.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, anyway, you like Mark Green?
Yes.
Okay. I thought he would be an excellent lieutenant governor. Now, why would I want him as lieutenant governor? Because what I will propose to Mark Green right now, I'm going to say to Mark Green, listen, Mark, let me run for governor. I'll win. And then in 6 or 7 months, I'll sweep you into office, and right from day one, you'll have a 6 or 7 month period to prepare for your governorship. I will step down, and you're the governor of New York. I'm going to say to Mark, you don't even have to like me. I want to make you the governor. I like you, therefore you will be the governor.
All right.
Now, I will talk with potential candidate, Mark Green. Mr. Green?
Good morning.
Now, let me first say something to you, Mr. Green.
Is Mario listening?
I hope he is. Mr. Green, let me say something. First of all, you're way more intelligent than I am. I recognize that. When a guy is a Harvard Law School graduate, he sees things differently than the rest of us. You understand, Robin?
Well,
there are all levels of intelligence.
I have noticed that, yes.
If someone has an IQ of 50...
The world looks completely different.
Looks completely to the guy with an IQ of 114.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that I am like a guy with an IQ of 50. But I realize Mr. Green sees things on a more dramatic level than I do.
He's probably got a bigger picture.
He has a bigger picture, and he gets more out of life than I do. I recognize that, Mr. Green. You understand that? May I call you Mark?
Please.
Thank you. Oh, after I just
I know.
kissed your ass like that, I mean, for God's sakes.
Let me call you Mark.
I appreciate your flattering, and I hope accurate remark.
Now, let me inform my audience why I selected Mark Green for my short list. 48 years old. I like his age.
Yes, he's young.
He's young, but not too young. It means he's been around. He was a public interest lawyer. Now, let me ask you something. When you came out of Harvard Law School, Mr. Green...
What did all your other buddies do?
What did all your other buddies do? Right away, right? Corporate law. Am I correct?
That is true. I intended to be the lowest income earner out of the Harvard Law class of 70, and Howard, I'm about right there.
What is the salary for public advocate?
$105,000.
$105,000. What does the typical 48-year-old Harvard Law School graduate earn, would you say, now in 1994, who graduated from your class?
$300.
Minimum, right?
I haven't checked, but I would guess.
And Lord knows.
I can tell you today because I saw statistics that say the average Ivy League graduate who's just an executive of a company makes $167,000 a year.
Well, another way to look at it, Robin, is the immediate law school graduate going into a Wall Street firm probably starts. This is a 25-year-old at 90, 95.
Now, here is a guy who could have been anything in life. When you're a Harvard Law School graduate, forget about it. I knew a guy who was
doors are just thrown open.
I could not have been a professional Olympic skater.
Maybe not, but who knows?
No way.
If you could hit somebody in the knee, though.
Yeah, you could have taken someone out. I knew a guy graduated Yale Law School. This guy, from the day he was in Yale Law School, they used to come to him, big businesses, and they would say, listen, we want to give you a summer job, and here's what we want to give you, a car, we want to give you... I'm telling you, Mark Green turned down big money. First of all, that to me right away spells integrity. With a capital... How do you spell integrity?
I.
With a capital I. So he becomes a public interest lawyer. All right? You didn't come from a wealthy background, did you?
No.
Middle class?
Upper middle class.
All right. Yeah. Very good. Very nice.
Elmont and Great Neck.
Oh, okay.
All right. Very good.
Long Islanders, are you listening? Interesting. Rudy Giuliani and I, though we keep it covert, both fundamentally grew up on Long Island.
Right. Now, let's continue with your qualification, why I like you. All right. So then you become, look at the kinds of jobs you took. Former Commissioner, City Department of Consumer Affairs. Former Director, Public Citizen Corporate Accountability Research Group, Cornell University, Harvard Law School graduate. I like this background, but what did he do? Health advocate on insurance, hospitals, HMOs, hopes to promote racial reconciliation. That's good. Racial reconciliation.
It's impossible, but good.
Right. I mean, not that he's ever going to be able to do anything about it, but it's a nice
Even
thing to have.
Even a man of his intelligence.
Exactly. Let's be honest, right, Mark? I mean, as much as you want to...
you haven't gotten very far.
Bringing the races together is impossible. I don't know. It's impossible. Believe me, I grew up in Roosevelt, Long Island. Trust me, it's impossible.
Howard, I got a majority of the Jewish and the black and the Latino vote, and if I got your vote, that's all four races.
Exactly.
But the whites just don't come along with you when you got those groups.
Let's put it this way, Mark. For some reason, you have been unable to become, let's say, a mayor or a governor. And what I want to offer you today is... And I know you're a supporter of Mario Cuomo, right?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to offer you, though, is a chance of a lifetime. You don't even have to go out and campaign. What I want to say to the voters are, because a lot of people want to vote for me, but they want to know who is going to be the governor once I step down. I think you'd make an excellent governor. Your name will be on the ballot. And when I step down, I am not going to be governor for long.
And you will step down. You're not going to get power hungry.
I won't get power hungry. I'll sign a document if you want between us. I will step down and make you the governor. In fact, from day one, you can behave like the governor. You can.
Yeah, because you can already start on the budget and all that other.
Yeah, all the important stuff that governors have to do, which I think you are fully capable of handling. In fact, I think you would be a breath of fresh air. And you know what? You could still even be for Mario Cuomo. You can go out and endorse him. I don't even care.
Give him a job if you want to in the administration.
That's right. Give him a job in the administration. Say, hey, I hope Mario wins. I don't even want Howard to win. I don't care what you say.
Judge.
Allow me to use your name, and then tell me that you will be the governor if I win. That's all I want. Go ahead.
This is an offer I can't refuse. And since I've been told, given your ratings, no one's listening, I accept.
Thank you.
Just don't tell Mario. Now, the only trick, though, Howard, is you think you're offering me something that's new. Realize that if I accepted your offer, I'd be next in line to the governor.
That's right.
In case you resigned or something.
I will resign. I am guaranteeing you I will resign.
You don't know.
I have a film career going. I have a television career and radio career. I can't sit and be the governor.
What you don't know is, while under the city charter, I am next in line to the mayor. That's actually true.
Yes.
Rudy Giuliani and I have the same agreement.
So
what I'm telling you is something he has not told anyone else.
Right.
He was running. He said, Mark, even though you're the other party, I know you're going to win.
Right.
Even the consumer advocate and like the public advocate. I think I'm going to beat Dinkins. If I win, I'm going to rock and roll. I'm going to be in everyone's face for 6 months. I'm going to change everything.
Right.
And then I'll resign, and you can become mayor.
And then you see now he's power hungry. But I am telling you,
why is your offer better?
Because I am honestly telling you, I am going to resign as governor. That is the agreement I have. I have 3 things to work on. It'll take me maybe a couple of months tops, and then I will resign. And then you are the governor.
This is tempting because...
Of course, why not? What do you got to lose?
Well, it makes such natural sense that you and I would run together on the librarian ticket.
Yes, well, close enough. I think it doesn't matter what the ticket is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Doesn't even matter if you're a libertarian.
Why? Libertarian?
Right.
No. I was absolutely told by my staff, because you write books, and I write books.
Librarian.
Librarian ticket, and I thought...
Mark, wait a second. I really do need someone to run with me.
Oh.
Now, I'm asking you.
Begging.
I'm begging you. Please allow me to enter your name, and you don't have to lift a finger. Why not? What do you got to lose?
But I made the deal with Rudy that...
Forget Rudy. Now stop this shtick. Stop that. He's not resigning anything. I want you to fire your joke writers right now. You're a Harvard graduate, but you're not funny. Listen to me.
Howard, I have to tell you one thing. No one briefed me for this. That's the problem.
I know no one briefed you. What I am saying is, think about it. I tell you what I want to do. I am leaving for Albany tomorrow. I want to know that I can announce to my party at the convention that you will be my running mate. Come on.
Now, you have
And you don't have to do a thing. You don't have to appear with me. You don't have to appear on television. You don't have to even...
You don't even have to agree with those issues.
You don't even have to agree with what I'm about.
Did you laud and exaggerate my integrity at the top of the show?
No. I'm telling you...
Hold it, stop. I'm allowed to answer.
You have integrity. I like it.
Now, here's the problem. If I have integrity, I have a small problem. You're running on 3 issues.
Yes.
The toll lines are too long. We got to radically change that because it adds to wasted time and environmental pollution.
You can't be against that.
I agree.
Good.
Night work on roads.
You got to agree with that.
Got to agree.
The average guy can't get to work, for God's sakes, in this town.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, thank you.
Third issue.
Death penalty.
Whoops.
Oh, now, hold it a second. Listen to me.
Mark.
Let's get over this. Mark, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to convince you in 2 seconds.
Okay.
And I use this example, and I used it yesterday with Ruth Messenger.
And he'll probably use it tomorrow if you turn him down.
Yeah, right.
Did Ruth turn you down?
No, she's
thinking about it.
She's thinking about it.
Okay.
All right, I've been less than honest. Okay, now listen to me. Here's the point. When I know this guy, I've spoken to him a couple of times, the father of Kelly Tinez.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
In Valley Stream, a young girl, a 10-year-old girl, was butchered by her neighbor.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you know the case.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And this guy, really, the kid is going to get out, who butchered his daughter, is going to get out of jail. I am saying whether or not the death penalty is a deterrent is irrelevant. We need retribution. If my daughter was killed in that fashion, I would need to know that the guy who did it was killed.
I don't blame the person for thinking that. I have to ask.
Let me tell you something. A crisp criminal is a rehabilitated criminal.
The kid who did this is an animal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Animal.
You believe in retribution.
Yes.
Should the teen who did this not only be executed, should he be butchered like he butchered the girl?
Personally, I would say yes, but I know that I'll never get that through. So I would say that we must have, in cases where murder has been committed, especially with guns, robberies, right. Cops being shot, we got to have retribution. And also, let me tell you something. You know it as well as I do, that the jails are filled, chock full, that we can't even keep animals in jail full time because there's no room. So all I am suggesting is some sort of retribution in these serious cases. I think you could get behind that. Believe me, I know you could. And you know what? A lot of people find it morally offensive to sign a bill like that. They feel they're going to go to hell. Me, I know I'm going to hell already, so I don't have any problem signing it. I think Mario is a little uptight. He's getting on in years. He's going to go before his maker soon, and he don't want to have on his conscience that he was the guy who signed the bill. Allow me to do it. I'll do it for everyone. People need this. The majority of New Yorkers are behind this. Let me handle it, and then I'll step down, and you'll be free to have all that integrity and run the state the way you see fit.
Well, it's a popular platform. I do agree with the premise that you should have some retribution in situations like this. The retribution is one strike and you're in forever, no parole, throw the kid in jail.
Nah, it'll never work. It'll never happen. Listen.
It's happening.
It won't happen.
All right.
Never happens. Listen to me, Mark.
Yeah.
We agree on most. Listen, you support President Clinton, but you don't agree with everything he does.
That's correct.
So you could just...
You're already in agreement with 2/3 of the platform.
It's more than most people.
Exactly.
I'm just jealous of you because your books sell more than I do.
Well,
That's
of course.
the problem. I have an envy problem.
Well, listen to me. Johnson and Kennedy ran together. 2 guys diametrically opposed on everything. They really were. They were probably bitter enemies. And yet they ran together and, listen...
For the good of the people.
Actually, your offer, Howard, is more authentic than Kennedy's. You've been very kind to me this morning.
Yes, and I've been up front.
Bobby Kennedy persuaded John Kennedy to offer it to Johnson, assuming the then majority leader would turn it down. And when LBJ accepted...
Yes.
John Kennedy said... He accepted?
I know. He was beside himself. He didn't want him.
And history was written accidentally.
Exactly. Now, listen to me. I am now offering you an opportunity of a lifetime to go from public advocate to governor. And I seriously have a shot at winning. I'm in the polls at 20% now. And I guarantee you once people see that I have a serious running mate, we're going to go through the roof. We're going to take the election. You're going to be the next governor of New York State. Now, listen to me. If you think I'm kidding, you've seen what I've done with my book. Every step of the way, I've been a winner. I just need a good man in the lieutenant governor seat. Now, I'm going to ask you, Mr. Mark Green, Harvard graduate. Robin, you might want to say for the future Governor Green. Just say it.
Yeah, Governor Green.
Governor Green.
It sounds good.
Bill is running. Bill Green.
No, forget Bill Green. I'm talking about Mark Green.
You're not calling the wrong Green, right?
No, I know who I'm calling.
Okay.
Governor Green, I am now turning to you and asking you, would you like to be the next governor of New York State?
If you win the Librarian or the Libertarian nomination tonight, we'll talk in a day.
I have to be able to. I have to be able to tell the convention.
I don't see much on the table, Howard. You're not even a nominee.
I'm going to the convention Saturday. I will win. I'm telling you, I will win, and then I will tell the convention that my lieutenant governor is Mark Green. I need to tell them that you are my lieutenant governor, Mark Green. I'm going to ask you a question right now.
Am I your second choice? You told me.
No, you are my first. Ask anyone who was in the meeting. Who was my first choice, Robin?
Mark Green.
Mark Green.
Then why is Ruth Messenger still?
She just happened to be the.
She was the easiest to get a hold of. We needed to get a hold of somebody.
Better scheduling than that.
Exactly. If you had been first, that would have been a whole different story. Now listen to me, Mr. Mark Green. Excellent candidate. I believe you should be governor. I'm the man who said I'm going to sell books. I did. I said I'd get a movie deal. I did.
It's
I do what I say.
obvious that you have a hankering for higher office.
You have a. That's right.
But I hold higher office.
Excuse me.
I've seen that office you hold. People forget about you in that office.
Didn't you run for Senate?
Of course he did. And you know where he ended up? He's a public advocate. Now listen to me. I'm offering you. You can still support Mario Cuomo even. I don't even care. All I'm saying is, if the long shot that I get into office, you become the governor after I step down. That's all I'm asking you, to serve the people of New York State any way you see fit.
Enticing, intriguing, tempting.
Mr. Green, please, don't blow me off as some kind of kook. I'm telling you, I got a serious platform. I want to be the next governor. I only want to be a governor for a few months, and then it's yours.
Ogden Nash once wrote, I can resist anything.
I'm a man who needs no one. Excuse me. I'm a man who needs no one, but I need you now.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Just answer yes or no. Are you...
He has one more question.
All right, one more question.
In 1981, Ed Koch won re-election for mayor, said he wanted to be mayor for life. Then he got tempted. Next year, broke his word, ran for governor.
Right.
Went in the toilet because the public didn't like that. Now, I just ran... Finally won elective office, not for lack of trying before, as you point out. I'm 3 months into it. What would the voting public think, who gave me 60% plus, that I'm now suddenly raising?
They think you'd be an even better governor.
Oh, come on. They'd be thrilled if you were governor. Listen to me. Come on. Just give me a yes, and I'm done. And then you don't even have to deal with me until I hand you the governorship.
If you're this persuasive on the stump, you would get elected, but I'm going to have to resist.
Come on, Mark, give me a break.
What's the pay? What's the pay?
What are you doing?
What is the pay?
Stop with it? Stop this. Why don't you want to be the governor? Why don't you admit it?
No, that's Bill Green wants to be the governor. You got the...
All right, Mark, thanks a lot. Thanks.
I am flattered, but as of this time, I want to stay public advocate. My daughter
You're going to be sorry.
My daughter is yelling in the other room, go for it, Dad.
Of course go for it. What is the big deal? Why is it so terrible to say, hey, I would like to be the governor, and if it should happen, let Stern do his campaign.
You don't have to do anything. You don't have to give up this job.
You don't even have to say that you're...
I have a contract with 60% of the voters to be their public advocate. Why should I go?
You're taking that way too serious.
Why should I go from one number two to another number two?
Come on, you know why you want public advocate. No one else wanted it. Public advocate's a crummy. It's no influence whatsoever. None. Zero. You're a man who's ready for political office, for serious political office.
Botanical Gardens or Zabars in Albany.
You've been unelectable as a Senate or higher office. I'm telling you, you deserve it. I'm handing it to you. I tell you what, I want you to do me a favor. I'm being serious.
Okay.
I want you to go think about it. Discuss it with your daughter.
Okay.
How old is your daughter?
15.
Right.
She's a good advisor.
Perfect age. Go discuss it with your daughter. Understand there are no attachments here between you and me. You're not saying I support Howard Stern.
We've never spoken
before. This is it. I'm just telling you, I think you would be a great governor. I really, truly believe you would be.
What did you think of my commercials in my public advocate campaign?
They were great. You won me over. What I'm telling you is...
Which one did you like?
Forget which one I liked. Who even remembers what your commercials are? They ran them 2 times.
Walking through the supermarket.
That was my son, the kid who played me as a child.
Yes.
My son.
You will be so sorry if you don't do this. I am telling you, you're going to be the governor.
Right.
Please. I know maybe this isn't the way you pictured it happening, but you're going to be the governor.
If you were nice enough to do all this, let me
just give me a yes.
About it.
Please think about it and get back to me.
It's a leaning no.
It's a leaning no. But think about it, and think about there are no strings attached.
Right.
Other than I have a selfish interest in seeing you become governor.
Well, there are worse motivations.
There's no downside.
There's no downside. If people want you as governor, why won't you accept?
But hold it. That's a premise that hasn't been demonstrated yet.
Sure it is.
How do you know they want
Because
to
they're
be
voting
governor?
for me. They're voting for me for one issue, and then they're voting for you as governor for the next 4 years. How long is the term for governor? 4 years?
4 years.
4 years.
There you go. I told you, I'm learning all about this stuff. I'm reading an encyclopedia. I have no desire to be the governor. I just have a desire for a death penalty. That's all.
How soon would you resign?
Within Robin, how long does it take to get the death penalty?
I would say you'd need a good 6 months.
6 months and I'm out. I'm out in 6 months.
By the way, if you were governor, it would take you 2 days to get the death penalty.
Oh, well, then he's out.
Really? Then I'm out in 2 days.
Because it would you could get it through both houses and sign it.
We just didn't know when they were seated.
I am telling you, the day it's done, I am out. 2 days, I'm out, and you're the governor.
Because you already agree with the other two issues. You're going to fix those.
I am dead serious, and I am telling you, you're going to be the governor. I'm going to win, and you know, as goofy as this is, you become the governor, and then that's it. You're the governor for the next 12 years.
He's serious. You could start work right away. It's not even like
I would love to have you in there. You're a good man. There's no reason why I shouldn't hand this over to you, and I'm telling you, I'm going to win. I'm already at 20% of the vote. There have been polls as high as 59%. Read the polls.
One last question. If I agreed, could I ask for one more thing? Could we co-author your next book?
No. I'm being dead serious about it.
Put his name on it.
See, I'm being serious about this, and I know Mark's blowing this off, but I know it's tempting to you.
Well,
you got to think about
it. The day I signed the death penalty bill, I signed my resignation. I can wrap that up in 2 or 3 days, and I'm out of there, and you're the governor.
It's part of the bill.
And you're going to be a fantastic governor. People are going to be thrilled with you. I am telling you, they are going to be more thrilled with you than any governor they've had in the past.
It is true you live in nice public housing if you're governor, but I'll tell you the problem. I have this pact.
Go think about it. Go think about it. No, forget about it. No.
They voted for
Forget
me.
the people.
3 months later, I'm out of there.
Yeah, I think that they'll be able to deal with it.
I don't know.
If God forbid we don't have you as public advocate, I think the world will change.
If that office is empty, the whole world will change.
Do you feel you're not up to the job of governor? Just be honest with me. Are you up to it?
Okay, now you're putting me in a tough place.
All right. Are you up to being the governor of New York State?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. I believe you are, too. I believe you're a good man who has been shut out of the system. I don't know why. Mark, what are you?
He doesn't play the game.
What is it? Are you Jewish?
Yes.
That's probably the reason. So we're going to sidestep all that.
Hey, I'm a citywide official. I'm having a good time.
No, listen to me.
Put that down.
You're going to be governor.
All right.
Listen to me.
Listen, you're very kind.
No. I want you to go think about it. I don't want you to give me an answer.
Hey, they named a tax auditing firm after you. H&R, listen.
Listen to me.
I will absolutely think about it.
Thank you.
I'm what's called a leaning no in the business.
Are you honest?
Yes.
Are you squeaky clean?
I don't know who says no to this question, and I'm among them.
You paid your taxes?
Yes.
You're a family man?
I got 3 people in my apartment, a wife and 2 children.
You're the perfect
for a lot
human.
of years.
You're a perfect human.
Okay.
Harvard background, public advocate. I love it. Please, you don't have to do a thing. You don't even have to leave the Democratic Party.
Right.
Nothing. Go think about it. Please call me back.
To be continued, H&R.
Thank you.
Thanks for the morning.
You're the man I need.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, Mark. You know, they're all afraid.
It wasn't a no.
It wasn't a no.
Yet.
I'm closer on this. Please, the man is... See, my problem is I'm perceived as a goof, which I am. I'm a goof.
Oh, right. I was going to say, your problem is you.
I am goofy. There's no question about it. But I could win this governor thing and step down.
Especially with a good running mate.
A guy like that, people will go, you know what? I'd like to give Mark Green a shot.
Sam Howard, he's serious.
I need this guy, and he thinks I'm a goof. I'm going to have a private meeting with him. How could I arrange that for me, Baba Booey, immediately? Tell him to get over here. Put him in a cab and get him over here.
Good idea.
Christ's sake. Seriously. Why? Doesn't this guy see I'm going to hand him...
It seemed like you had him going. Then
you know what his problem is? He doesn't want to seem like an enemy of Cuomo. I'm saying come out that day and say, I'm letting Howard as a goof have my name, but I'm all for Mario. Let him even say that so he can save the face.
For him.
I don't even care if he campaigns for him.
Accomplish a few things.
Now, all I need is a guy to take over the office should I win. I need a guy to take over. I don't want to be the governor.
And there are some things, I suppose, that need to be done right away. And like you say, he could start working right away.
Right. In 2 days, I'm out of there. Mark knows I can be done with the death penalty in 2 days. Fine, I'll be done with it. Maybe I should bribe this guy.
Hey.
All right, listen, sometimes you grease a palm here and there.
You think that's what was holding him up?
I wonder if he's got something that he's hiding. I don't think so with this guy. I think he's clean.
So. He's run for lots of offices.
I don't even care if he's stooping on the side.
Oh, stop.
I don't even care.
Then why don't you call Bill Clinton? Maybe he'll run. Right?
Well, he's already the president. I don't think he wants to step down and be the governor.
Well,
but a guy like Mark Green would have an opportunity to serve the people in a real, an important position.
And he wants to. That's why I don't understand why he's saying no.
He really does want to do it. His daughter wants him to do it.
He wants to be in control.
The only problem I have with Mark Green is that he's not tapping into his real feelings. That's the only problem I have with him, because he does want to do it. I know he wants to do it.
Oh, I do too.
Talk to his wife. Get his wife on the phone. That's the way to go.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Let me take a break here. I'll call back.
That's because Jackie's wife makes all his decisions.
That's right. Well, maybe it's the same kind of pussy whip situation that...
It's not a stupid idea. You'll get his true feelings.
In Jackie's house, if Jackie wanted to run for governor... Nancy, you think I could be governor?
You can break my balls all you want. You know it's a good
And then Nancy will say, well, what do I get to do? Jackie, what do I get to do while you're governor?
What's in it for me?
Yeah.
I'm coming over there. It's a good idea, and you know it.
All right, I got you.
You'll be first lady, Nancy.
You think that's governor bastard to you? Hey, let me tell you something. You think Mark Green's as pussy whipped as you are, Jackie? Then I'll call his wife. You don't think so?
No.
It's worth a shot.
If he is, then I don't want him as my running mate. All right.
You think he hasn't asked you?
Let me take a break. Everyone's got to calm down. We just had a very heavy political moment.
We should.
It's almost convention time. I'm going to the convention tomorrow, and I still don't have a running mate.
We should have started sooner.
Damn, you're right.
Who the hell can we get?
He'd be perfect. I love this guy, Mark Green. Perfect. I mean, the biggest negative is he's Jewish.
You don't have to tell. Lots of people can't tell.
And you can't tell with him. First of all, he's got that name, that anglicized name.
He went to Harvard.
Went to Harvard, for God's sakes.
Jesus.
He's as non-Jewish as a Jewish guy can get. So even the people, all the anti-Semites out there who hate Jews, can get behind this guy. Listen, you voted for an Italian, you can vote for a Jew. It's the difference. They're almost the same. That's what I'm saying. All right, we'll talk about it. We know there's a lot of people out there cannot stand Jews. We understand that. Understood. Just don't think about it. You're going to get a death penalty, and then Mark is going to make an excellent governor. Jews know how to run things.
And handle money.
Ooh la wee. Ooh la wee, I gotta pee. This guy's good, I'm telling you. I've checked him out. If you trust me, you'll trust him. He'll be excellent. This is a guy whose time is passing him by. He's a young guy who's anxious to serve. We have very few people like this. He's not worn out. He's not worn down. This is a guy...
You know, the only other people who are anxious to serve are the Kennedys.
Yeah, and look at them. They're a mess. This is a guy who has been relentless in his pursuit of serving the public. This is a wonderful man, this Mark Green, and I'm telling you, this is the guy I got to have. He can't reject me. I will not accept a rejection. I'm entering his name on the ballot.
Anyway. You're going to draft...
Can I do that?
I don't know. Why not?
My running mate is Mark Green. I don't care if he says yes or no. What do you think of that?
You'll give him the governorship whether he wants it or not.
Exactly. I'm going to hand it to him. He's going to...
There's a good premise to hold. You don't even have to say yes, Mark. I'm just giving it to you.
Yeah, you know what? And when I call him back, I'm going to tell him, you don't have to think about it anymore. You're my running mate. I've made the decision.
All right.
And if anyone out there is listening right now, knows this guy personally, call him and tell him to... Because it will be the greatest story of all time.
That's right, because he's going to be the next governor of New York.
I have to take a break, Robin.
All right.
We'll be back right after this. All right, I want to talk about the movie Brain Scan. It's good. I saw it. And for anyone who's a fan of like the Freddy Krueger stuff, it's that kind of film. Brain Scan, opening at local theaters on Friday, April 22nd. In fact, Stuttering John is on the soundtrack. Brain Scan is, it's about a kid, that kid Edward Furlong, the kid from Terminator 2, who's 16, but he looks about 12.
He's 16 and he's got a 29-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
They said, you want to interview him? And I said, yeah, sure. I'd like to know all about him. He's got a cool thing going on. He's 16 years old. He's got this hot piece of ass 29-year-old girlfriend. So they said, well, no, you're not allowed to ask him about that. I said, well, what the hell am I going to talk? What else has he got going on? He's 16 years old. But this kid is living the Hollywood fantasy. 16 years old. And the woman was married, so now she's kicked her husband out. He's moved in with her. Yeah. She's hot, man. They got another picture of her in Newsday today. She is hot. Damn, she kind of looks like Valerie Bertinelli, except better. They said they finally got rid of her as a tutor for him when they walked in and saw her and him wrestling on the floor together. Well, now the film company that has Brain Scan is like all freaked out because they want him to go out and publicize the movie. But, everybody wants to talk about his relationship. Yeah, so it's like real weird. They say they're even investigating her on statutory rape charges. Yeah. Well, if you're going to, which is ridiculous because everyone knows it's different for guys and girls. Like they had Amy Fisher, they said, well, how come Joey Buttafuoco has to go to jail? Because it's different. When it's a guy doing it to an older girl, it's cool. Excuse me? It's double standard, I know. I can't explain it, Robin. It's different. It's okay for a 16-year-old boy to be getting a 29-year-old woman.
It's a lot better than okay.
It's a dream come true. You two are ridiculous. For a 16-year-old girl to be... A child is a child for a 16-year-old girl... Oh, get with it. Yeah. A 16-year-old girl with a 29-year-old man. Now, that's wrong. That's sick. That's sick and wrong, and that's statutory rape. Punishable. Anyway, so this guy Trickster comes out of the TV, said he's like a Freddy Krueger type. Yeah. It's good, but you know how there's a lot of... get rid of him, right? Yeah, but it's not a Freddy Krueger ripoff. It's good. It's a different kind of movie, and it's fun, and I liked it a lot. And you know what? They don't even need that kid to go around and publicize it, because this kind of movie... takes care of itself. Yeah, there's a built-in audience. Brain Scan. Go see it April 22nd.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Ratso just called me and said that... Ratso, is that you? Hello?
Yeah.
Ratso.
Howard.
Ratso says he's friends with Mark Green. Oh, yeah? So why are you calling me? Why don't you call him and tell him what a good thing this would be?
I will. He'd be fantastic.
Thank you, Ratso.
I mean, I've known his wife, Denny, for 20 years. Wonderful. He's a family man. He's got wonderful kids.
So it'd be a good choice for him.
He's got a job now, the public advocate that they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Talk some sense into the guy. Just say, hey, listen, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to support Howard. Just say that you'll be the governor if someone forces it on you.
All right.
All right?
I'll call.
Go call the guy, seriously.
Okay. All right.
I like the guy.
Okay, he's a great guy.
All right. Ratso probably didn't even know him.
Calls us. Yeah, this is the number he's got.
Yeah.
Different Mark Green.
Different Mark Green. Oh, it's a different Mark Green.
I didn't know.
Jackie's going to... Saturday night, Jackie's going to be at the Riviera Hotel. This is Saturday night, April 30th.
Yes, not this coming Saturday.
Jackie's first big trip to Las Vegas.
Did you see the big marquee?
Yes. I'm very excited for Jackie. This is a big break, but he's been waiting for. So if you want more information on that...
Jackie in Vegas.
516-9222-WINE. Also to order Jackie's new comedy CD. It's $10 plus free shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-5464. Out in our hall right now, Robin, is a very beautiful woman.
Who?
This is a woman who has the biggest breasts, I think. What's her name again? Busty Love?
Lethal Weapons.
Lethal Weapons. You know her.
Busty Love.
Busty Love.
Chesty Curvy. Whatever.
Letha has some of the biggest... Hey, Letha, how are you?
On the planet.
Long time no see.
Look, I want to show you a picture of me.
Wow, look at that.
Letha, I don't even recognize you.
Letha, you're gorgeous. I tell you something. A lot of these women who have the breast implants, they put in the giant breast implants.
Yeah.
In order to work, part of their work, they become stripper extraordinaire.
I'm not ashamed.
You're not ashamed of that?
No.
There's a girl who I met when I was doing my Channel 9 show.
Right, but she didn't look like this.
Yeah, she looks better, doesn't she?
I lost all my baby fat,
You look good. You've been working out or something. She is one of the more beautiful ones. I've seen these girls.
Of ugly girls get these breast
They get the giant breast implants.
I'm also the youngest.
You're also the youngest?
Yeah, and I'm having a blow-up doll made in my image next week.
Is that right?
By
How old are you?
Johnson, 21.
You're 21?
Yeah, my birthday's July
35. Okay, so...
Howard, I can vouch that she's young.
We've known her 9 years. She just turned 21.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I ran into Melrose Larry Green outside, and he's talking about somebody claimed that he was stalking them or something.
Stay on the topic, will you?
Yeah, okay.
Too bad you can't see her chest, everyone at home. I'm telling you, it's a lot more fun. Yes?
I can vouch that she's young because when I used to call her to book her for the show, I talked to her mother.
Oh, is that right? Are you really 21?
Yeah, don't I look it?
You were 21 2 years ago, you told us. No, she said she was 19 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was 19.
She's consistent.
She was born on a leap year.
What year were you born?
72.
I was like 82.
You know, Eazy-E comes on your show, right? I did a rap video with him.
Who?
Any last words? Eazy-E?
Obviously, you have a sheet of paper in front of you and you want to mention a lot of things, but why don't you let me interview you?
Okay.
All right, because you're busy reading from that sheet of paper, Eazy-E, Melrose Larry Green, your blow-up doll. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, I want you to mellow out a little bit.
Okay.
All right, just relax.
Didn't maybe we her hair color?
She changed her hair color. She looks natural now. It's natural.
Natural.
Let me see your body.
Natural.
Stand up. Let me take a look at you.
Okay.
That's why we had you in here.
Look at my new shoes.
Oh, those are cute. Wow, you are cute. Wow, look at the size of those things.
How natural they look now. Isn't it great?
Yeah, they look very natural. Put your top back on. All right, take it off again. All right, listen to me. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
She came on to me one day. I had her on the Channel 9 TV show, and she sat on my lap, and she basically made it clear to me that she would have sex with me this second. Right?
Everyone always asks me if you're a cheater, and I say, no way. He is the biggest gentleman that ever lived.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of that.
Never tried anything.
I think that's why I have eye pain. I told my wife last night.
This is why you couldn't be governor.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure the reason I have eye pain is because I have so many young women who want to have sex with me. It's a very unusual position for a guy like me to be in.
It's this attitude you have that they want to have sex with you.
Yeah. Well, you would have sex with me, right, Letha?
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
But they don't want
You're like every woman's dream, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
'Cause you're tall and I hear you have a big one.
Well, I don't know who you heard that from. You didn't hear from Robin.
How many people could talk about it?
I figured if you did anything wrong, it would probably be all over, like the Inquirer and everything.
Yeah, especially from you. Because I tell you, that night, I really wanted to go into Letha's dressing room and have sex with her.
Well, what did she say exactly?
She basically let it be known that we could go into her dressing room, right? Didn't you? I mean, when you were sitting on my lap, you said, let's go to my dressing room.
When was this? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Was this the Channel 9 show when you were staying at the hotel and we almost went over there? You tried to fuck me and...
No, this was when
party.
She was dancing around for Baba Booey. We asked her to come and dance for Baba Booey.
Same night.
And she was sitting there and she said, hey, why don't you come back to my dressing room? Remember, you were sitting on my lap? You said that to me.
Yeah.
You did.
I'm sure.
No, you're acting like you don't remember. Not at all. I've been thinking about it.
To so many people.
Right.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for 2 years. Anyway, so Gary said...
Are you ready yet?
Yeah, I'm ready for you. I really would like to handle her. I think it would be a good roll in the hay.
Oh, boy.
But I love my wife too much, so I can't cheat on her. I have a dilemma, you know what I mean? But to me, it's not cheating. It's just having some sex with some young girls.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Right. It would be empty
and that would
shallow.
be okay with you.
Yeah, I can have empty and shallow sex.
You are empty and shallow.
I really am. I am really the emptiest and shallowest person in the world. I don't see why a man can't just go out and have some empty and shallow sex after 20 years of being faithful.
How come?
How come?
Yeah.
There's a magazine I saw about a whole bunch of Howard Stern ads. It's called the Laugh Factory magazine. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I've read that.
Oh, yeah, and you saw your ads in there?
Why can't you stay on the topic?
This is what you'd have to deal with.
You are goofy.
She must get like $100 per plug, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you have sex with guys who pay you sometimes?
Only on videos.
Really? Have you been in some adult videos?
I showed the cover I gave you is from
Savage
video.
Fury?
Maybe about 30.
Really?
Oh, you're a rookie.
You're a real slut.
I did just start.
You really are a slut, aren't you?
You just started and you've already done 30.
About 4 or 5 months ago.
30 and 30
When
days.
am I going to see these videos?
Well, that's the first one that's out. There's a whole bunch coming out now.
It's on Infinity Video? It is. Look what it says.
Stop it.
Look at that.
Well,
this is a lot of companies named Infinity.
On Score Magazine next month, they have a big, long interview with me, and you can buy videos through there. And there's also, you can get some videos through my fan club if you're nasty.
Hey, take off your clothes for a second. I just want to see your body if it's tight.
Okay.
Let me just see.
Okay.
Thanks. Oops. Oops.
I'm sorry, Lisa Weapons is dead
I want to see your
now.
buttocks and stuff.
It's really firm.
Let me see if you're firm. Let me see. Let me see what it would look like if you were in my hotel room. Let me see.
You are firm. You see, that's what I like about her. She's got the oversized breasts, but look at that.
She got in better shape.
You've gotten in better shape.
Little girl with those,
with the giant.
Isn't she the same girl who pretended to be me when I took off my top?
Yeah.
Yes.
They painted me black.
Girl.
Doesn't she look good?
Yeah. She looks completely different.
I'd like to marry you.
I accept.
There you go.
It's true love.
Where's my diamond?
I'll get it for you.
Robin, do you mean the woman who drew flies? That woman?
So anyway, you ran into Lethal where? What concert?
No, it was in Los Angeles. It was the Miss Howard Stern Los Angeles Finals.
Yeah, I had a little bit too much to drink that night, and I threw up everywhere.
Gary says you vomited all over the floor.
You fell in it or something.
Then you fell down in your own vomit.
Yeah.
You're a wild girl.
Then I went on the show. I still went on stage, and I was just out there.
You'd be a perfect wife. See, I'd like a wife that vomits on stage.
As soon as I
like that.
As soon as I walked in, she had a big highball glass full of tequila.
Right.
Somebody there kept buying me drinks. I don't know who it was.
Yeah. Well, it was their fault, not yours.
Probably Gary.
How dare they buy you drinks?
You were inebriated by the time I arrived.
So what happened? You showed up and you saw Letha and she didn't even recognize you.
No,
she was so lit.
She came up to me and she's like, "Hi."
Yeah.
She was really drunk. So then I had to go. We were doing this for video, so I had to interview the girls on videotape, and I was up in the dressing room, and you ask them a couple of questions that you guys fed me.
Yeah.
So as I'm doing it, like after girl number 3, the guy comes to me and he goes, "Man, Lethal Weapons, she's really out of control." And after I interviewed girl number 6, they go, "Oh man, she's really, really bad now." And after I interviewed because they had them all in the outside room.
Yeah.
And after I got to girl number 8, they said, "Forget it, she's out." She just threw up all over the room.
And then she fell in her own vomit.
They took me off the list, and then I said, "Okay, I'm ready." And
just because she threw up.
Hell.
Yeah, well, she was all over the place and throwing up and stuff. But then, much to my surprise, when I was on stage introducing the girls, I was flipped a note saying that Letha wasn't a contestant, but, she was going to sort of do an exhibition.
Right.
And then so she got up there, and she was wearing this thing that barely covered her chest. And you're not allowed to be nude in these clubs because they serve alcohol.
My breasts fell out.
Did they really?
She kept doing a split, right?
Yeah.
But she was doing a split. You know how you're supposed to go down slowly? She was so drunk.
She just
kept flopped, and she kept popping out of her dress. And the crowd was going nuts.
Oh, I'm sure they hated it.
Yeah. I like you now with this natural hairstyle. You used to dye your hair really blonde.
Yeah.
It made you look phony.
Yeah.
Now you look cute.
Yeah.
For these.
Well, I've changed a lot.
What are your breasts actually? What is the size? The bra size?
36H.
H? There is an H? 36 triple H, someone told me. Is that true?
Well, it's more like a double, I guess.
And there are certain guys that love to see these oversized breasts.
Yeah, people go crazy, When you walk down the street, they just act like they're so rude. They go, "Wow, oh my God." They're just beside themselves.
Well, you could see why. They're huge. And, I mean, there are guys who probably go, "Wow." Now when you do these porno movies and stuff, aren't you afraid of AIDS and all that kind of thing?
Well, no, not really, because...
You're AIDS proof?
Yeah, I have my AIDS test right here. You have to have an AIDS test like every couple of months when you do videos.
And nobody could possibly fake them or pay anybody.
Yeah, right.
Lisa, you did 30 movies in 4 months, so you had one test and you did 40 movies?
No. I've had a couple of tests, but I don't know if I've done that many.
Right.
You want to be in the next one?
Okay, you did 10 movies.
So they test all the guys before they have sex with you?
Well, the AIDS test has your name on it. Like, you have to be with an agent, and it's a whole...
thing.
Yeah. Complicated stuff.
I don't want to lose you. That's why I'm worried.
No.
So you just make love to these guys?
Yeah.
No, it's sex. It's not making
different.
love.
That's all I want to do is have sex with her. I don't want to make love.
And how many guys per movie?
Like 2 or 3, right?
Well, just one.
One?
And I've done a couple with 2.
And what about women? And
get in on the girls?
I've done that too.
Oh,
and
you are
chicken.
a firecracker.
Howard, I'll have to send you some.
Yeah, send me all of them.
Okay.
I want to watch.
You'll have a collection?
Yeah.
And how about my pictures? Will you hang them on the wall too?
Well, you wanted to plug something real quick.
Wait, you have to have sex with my blow-up doll in front of me.
All right, that'll be
fun. When it comes out.
Yeah, I'd love to.
That's not cheating.
No, that's not cheating. I know I can have a blow-up doll. My wife can't argue about that. I just think she'd be a lot of fun in the sack, huh, guys? Right?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be running for mayor of L.A.
Hey, good. Maybe you'll be my running mate.
Fraser Smith told me he would help me out and help me how to do it. I did
I'm
that
sure
show
he will.
on Saturday night in L.A.
She does seem like a little more perky. When we first met her, she was almost like medicated.
Yeah.
But now she's like a little bit more up.
Were you on drugs when I first met you?
No, not at all. I'm not on anything right now.
No, that's obvious.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to get my fan club address, they can call 213-722-3220.
Do you do everything in the sack? I mean, do you pretty much do it all?
Well, I don't really do anal.
Right.
Because I think that's the main way you get AIDS is from blood to semen.
Well, there's a good message from Lethal Weapons.
Yeah.
You're a professional.
Well, you learn a lot about these things when you're
in the porno industry.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you're learning, and we're certainly learning a lot.
Yeah, and I dig Robin's long hair now.
Oh,
you
thank
do?
you.
Are you attracted to Robin now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
She likes
lucky.
you.
I'm so lucky.
Well, I'd like to see the two of you hug. That would be something.
I don't
both
think
of
we
you.
could.
Robin is like Lethal Weapons also in that area.
Now, that'd be a movie.
Now, that's good. Well, anyway, you will eventually have those implants taken out, right? Or at some
No, why would you do that?
No.
Really? You're going to keep those the rest of your life?
I enjoy them.
You do? You like them that big? Is it hard to sleep on those? They're Triple
No,
H.
I sleep on my stomach all the time.
Really? And there's no problem?
Yeah, and I like them
She just
squeezed
has to
real
have
hard, too.
about 5 pillows or something.
Yeah, right. Do you have to have a lot of pillows under your head?
No.
No? And there's no pain? You don't have any pain from the breast
I
implant?
don't really sleep on my back, and my back, I don't have any problems.
Really?
That's the main question people ask.
I see.
What did you get? Is that just...
They're 7 pounds each, though.
Wow.
That's like, I didn't think about it, but that's like the size of a newborn baby on each.
That's right.
Right.
That's a lot of damn weight.
That's right. You're a good girl. You really are. You are a good little girl.
Well, it's always a pleasure seeing you guys.
Oh, it's a pleasure seeing you. Hey, when do I get my hug goodbye?
Oh, you want it now?
Now, that's a treat.
Okay.
All right.
That's why you have her in here, so you can say goodbye.
Yeah, I can't wait to say goodbye to you.
Lethal Weapons.
Yeah, come here, Letha.
Okay.
All right. Hey, she looks real good.
She does. She looks completely different.
I like those giant chests.
And she's still falling all over the
Come
place.
here, you. Give me a hug like you mean it. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I could get into this. I think I really could. I like this whole... I'm a breast man. I didn't realize it. When I married my wife, I didn't realize.
You were another kind of man.
You look good.
Well, thank you. I have a lot of fans from that Butt Bongo Fiesta video.
I would imagine.
They got a kick out of it,
You get me excited, like immediately. You really do. See? Well, a little bit.
Okay.
You're wild.
Yeah.
You're not wearing panties, obviously.
No. How'd you know?
I can tell.
Hey, and I have a hole in the crotch, too.
Let's see.
Oh, you see yeah. Brand new outfit. It's already messed up.
Well, depends on who you are.
Should have brought her to Albany with us.
Never thought of that.
What happened there?
Well, we're going up for the big campaign, but I don't know. You might be too much to handle.
Hey, maybe I should be your running mate.
Maybe you should. Let's discuss
it. I have to do it in L.A. I'm going to win. I can feel it this year.
Hey, guys at home, these things are seriously the size of cannonballs. They really are. They're like 2 big cannonballs on a cute girl.
They're more like small melons, I think.
I don't know about that.
No, big melons.
Big melons. Anyway,
Like
Lethal Weapons, and thank you for stopping by. And where can we see you anywhere in the area?
Well, I was supposed to be in New York Dolls this week, but my agent kind of booked me and someone else at the same club, so I won't be at New York Dolls till 2 weeks.
All right, so in 2 weeks, look for Lethal Weapons.
Yeah, and I'll have videos to sell, hopefully, then.
Oh, I'll buy a few.
I got to get some coffee.
Imagine if you were my Jackie O as I stepped into the governor's mansion. Boy, would that be a scene. Yeah, dress you up in a pillbox hat and very little else. All right, very good. Lethal Weapons. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Robin, as you know, I am running for governor of New York State.
Yes.
I have another guy on the phone who I happen to like. I have been looking for someone to be my lieutenant governor. I did offer the position to Mark Green.
He's thinking about it.
He is thinking about it.
So what if this guy says yes?
Well, then I'm going with him.
Oh, okay.
But I can't tell him right away, so it'll work. Here's a guy. This is exactly what I've been talking about. Here's a hard-working guy, wants to be a public servant, but he happens to keep running in one of those districts where everybody is a Democrat. They just decide, look, I'm a Democrat, I can't look at anybody else. Let me get him on the phone. This is James Dillon. Now, Mr. Dillon?
Yes, good morning,
Hi.
Howard.
Now, Mr. Dillon.
Good morning.
Good morning. Here's a guy who really would be a good public servant.
You got that right.
Yeah, he's a real hard-working guy. I'll give you his credentials. I'll tell my audience everything about him.
Are you telling me he's a Republican?
He's a Republican. As you know, I've interviewed Democrats and Republicans.
That's right.
And it makes little difference to me what party someone's from.
It's what kind of person you are.
I have voted Democrat. I have voted Republican. I like to look at a candidate. I've never really registered with any party.
Oh, you're registered as a party member.
Well, now I am because I'm running for governor.
Yes. But you're telling me you were an independent before?
Yeah. At one point I was a Republican, at one point I was a Democrat, and then I said, you know what, this is crazy. I don't really feel affiliated with any of these parties. What I feel is that there are good candidates from both parties. But because you happen to run in a district, Mr. Dillon, district number 26, which is always in other words, if
they can't not vote Democrat.
If you took a dead person and put him on the Democratic Party in District 26,
he would win.
He would win.
Overwhelmingly.
Am I correct?
Overwhelmingly.
All right. So I'm politically astute in this situation. Okay. So here's a guy. I'll give you his background. First of all, I like his master's degree from Cornell. It shows a commitment to higher education.
Yes.
I like that.
Cornell, a good school.
Good school.
What did he get it in?
Labor relations.
Which is good. I like that. I would like a governor who could relate to labor, would know how to talk to them. That's certainly something that is beneficial. In fact, in many ways, I like this better than a law degree. These lawyers, for the most part, are
haven't we had enough of them?
Yeah, they're a dime a dozen.
They're a dime a dozen. You got a guy here who at least can talk to labor.
We need some people who represent other factions.
Now, why do I like James Dillon? Why do I think he'd make a good governor? Because I'm going to cut through all the bull and get right to the point. The guy says he proposes to get rid of 10,000 needless political hacks on the city payroll.
Ooh.
Now, this is when he was running for in District 26. He was saying this. Imagine if James Dillon was governor. Just put
how many more heads would there be?
Maybe 20,000.
There would be heads rolling from here to tomorrow. I like his age. He's 44 years old. That's nice. He's still a young guy. Has the energy. The guy would get in office. He really would want
to do the job.
He wants to do
Still
something.
in good shape. We changed the way state government looked, even.
I also believe that he supports me on the death penalty issue. Am I right on that?
I sure do.
Oh, this is wonderful.
And I like a man with a hatchet, a guy who not only will hack the heads off of criminals, but also
state
workers and people who are lazy.
Political hacks. We can let most of the state workers slide, I think.
There you go. So there you go. This is a guy who would be this is someone, again, who has...
See, this man will cut the budget.
He has served in his community on various boards. He's been the chairman of community boards. I like that. This is a guy, in other words, who gives... he gives of himself without receiving money.
Yes.
Thank you, Howard.
I like that. There are a lot of politicians who get in it and make themselves rich men.
Right.
President Nixon got out of the presidency. He was a rich man. Ronald Reagan became a rich man after the presidency. LBJ became a rich man during his presidency. I like a guy who shows that he had public service without making money. I like this. So, in James Dillon, I see a guy who, after I bring the death penalty to New York State, he would step in and run government effectively.
We do a wonderful job, Howard.
Now, I got to ask you a question.
Now, it sounds to me like this guy wants this position.
Now, Mr. Dillon.
Without a doubt.
You would if I...
Please, call me Jim if we're going to be running mates.
Well, let me before we get so personal. What I am saying, Jim, is that we certainly see eye to eye on things.
Sure.
There's a good chance that I will be elected governor. I
think so.
I will give you my word, if you want me to sign a piece of paper, I will, that I would step down and once I get the death penalty in, I would step down and hand the governorship to you.
Howard, your word is good enough for me. We don't need contracts.
Is there any dirt in your past?
No,
Not too much?
Not too much.
Not too much dirt? I mean, in other words,
compared to most politicians.
I don't have time to do a real big check on you. I mean, you married?
No, I'm single, but I'm completely heterosexual.
All right.
Well, we don't care about your party affiliation there.
Yes, we do. Let's face it. In other words, the homosexual thing, while I have nothing against them, Mr. Dillon has nothing against them, the point is that we need a guy who's electable.
You mean...
That's right.
They wouldn't elect a homosexual?
Maybe not at this point.
All right. So while you were single, which I like because then you're not going to be busy.
You'll be dating now.
You will be dating as governor?
It's a great way to meet attractive young women.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. I would use it the same way.
Sure.
You lucky bastard. You really are. You really are lucky.
That Governor Manchin is going to
oh, man, are you lucky. But there's nothing wrong with that. You want to know something? I'd rather have a guy who's sexually satisfied, who's sitting there, you're not worrying about sex, you don't have to worry about sneaking around. There's a guy who can be out front and say, look, I'm the governor, I need a date too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all.
And then I like this guy because he's a straight-ahead kind of guy. He has nothing in your pay. You paid your taxes.
Yeah.
You never killed anyone.
No, occasionally we'd get, I'm from an Irish neighborhood, so occasionly on Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
By the way, I like that you're Irish.
Mm-hmm. That balances the ticket.
That's very, balances the ticket, very electable.
Mm-hmm.
Guy who's Irish, people will accept.
You think?
Oh, absolutely.
Law and order.
Irish Catholic, law and order, the whole thing.
You bet.
Believe me, that's
well, you're
terrific.
at the Catholic school?
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
And you're not a hard-drinking man or anything?
No, I'm off the sauce.
Okay, in fact, you would have a drink once in a while, but nothing major.
Nothing wild, no.
Listen, it's 8 a.m. He hasn't had a drink so far today, and that's good.
That's a good sign.
That's right. The bar's open in 20 minutes. So, in other words, if I was to say to you, Mr. Dillon, Mr. Dillon, I would like you to be my running mate, you would accept?
I certainly would.
Wow.
I'm shocked.
I'm not exactly Mark Green or Ruth Messenger. But,
no, they have a little more name recognition.
Without a doubt.
And I know I like what you stand for. I like your whole. You ever smoke pot?
Yes.
All right, good.
Did you inhale?
I inhaled even.
Very good. By the way, I see that as a positive.
Oh, sure. I mean, how can anyone here, from the late 60s? I went to college in the late 60s.
Right.
How could someone who was normal not have smoked pot?
I don't trust the guy who didn't try.
Exactly.
What do you think of that?
I agree completely with you.
All right, thank you. Hey, I think I got a running mate here.
I think you do.
All right, listen. I'm going to make my final decision.
We will be getting back to you.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a good opportunity here. You know what I mean? I think we're seeing eye to eye. I like you.
For me, it's the best opportunity that's ever come down.
Exactly. I mean, what the hell you got to lose?
Hey, I saw your Arbitron ratings yesterday, Howard.
Thank you.
I'm no dummy.
That's right. You know, this is a good shot we got here with a guy like you. You handle yourself. Are you media savvy?
Somewhat.
All right.
I'm not a country bumpkin.
Hey, you're handling yourself nice here.
Compared to most of the Albanians up there, I'll be very media savvy.
I think so. Wow. You know, it's almost like when you go out with a girl.
It's like getting a date.
It's like getting and she agrees, and you go, okay, what's wrong? You start to worry, Well, the other guys like her.
Well, geez.
This is really something. This was too easy, guys.
Well, you see my picture in the voters' guide. I look fairly normal.
You sure do.
Yeah,
nice,
I'm wearing an Izod shirt instead of a shirt and tie.
Can you get rid of that mustache?
I can trim it down some.
Thank you. All right. It's a little scary, a big, thick mustache like that. He might scare some of the voters. We've never had a governor with a big mustache, have we?
It doesn't have handlebars or anything.
Well, listen, I have really looked around for good candidates to run with me, and you are one of them. Obviously, you made the short list, and I like you. I like the way you sound. I like what you stand for. I like your educational background.
Thank you, Howard.
And I would like to pursue this further. I will be back to you by tomorrow morning on the air.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon.
Thank you, Howard.
All right.
Bye, Robin.
Bye-bye.
Well, there I have...
Wow.
Well, the guy's got an impeccable record. Queen's Coalition for Good Government, Republican conservative candidate. The only reason he didn't win his District 26 is because there's no way you can win in that if you're a Republican.
All right.
We use innovative strategies to clean up the streets. I will... city budget, workers, citizens, politicians, all the stuff right on the budget. He, good job he had, law student at City University of New York also.
What's he doing right now?
He's a retired senior investigator for State Office of Professional Medical Conduct.
He's retired?
Well, retired from that.
Oh.
I don't know what the hell he does right now. I've been sitting around collecting welfare or something. Served as chairman of Community Board 2 president, Allied Irish Artisan president. Good background. Hey. And the guy said yes.
We hardly had to ask.
Somebody wants it. I still would like to hear back from Mark Green as well, just so I have my options.
Well, that's why we said we'd get back to him.
Yeah, I mean, I want my options.
This might prod him a little bit.
Yeah, because I got news for you. James J. Dillon will be the governor after I am done.
It'll be Governor Dillon. Governor Dillon. Dillon.
Got a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, I didn't know this guy. Now he's my running mate.
Buddy.
White guy. Would like it better if he was married.
Straight.
Straight.
He says.
So he says. Listen, before I hand it over to him, I'm going to check out if you've had a towel snapping incident or anything like that.
We don't need any embarrassing things coming out while you're on the campaign trail.
You're in a locker room. There's a lot of guys. I don't think we're talking about sex. Something happened. People were drinking.
If anybody knows anything, call in.
That's right. I got to know everything about James J. Dillon.
We got one day to search this guy.
Yeah.
Of course it'll be exhausting.
But a good man. A good man is hard to find.
I know. Believe me, I know.
This is the kind of guy you want, a hungry guy.
I'm still looking for a good man.
Maybe he'll
be a candidate for my short list.
Robin Dillon.
Hey, I could be first lady.
Hey, a nice-looking man. I'm looking at his picture.
Hillary Quiver. The power behind the throne.
Let me check with the voters and see what they thought. Hey, what did you think of that guy? Did you like that guy? Hello?
Hello?
Did you like that guy?
Who?
James J. Dillon.
Absolutely.
Not bad, right?
No, absolutely. You have to go for it. Is this Howard?
Yes.
Okay, listen, Howard. You put in Giuliani. Mark Green is arch enemy. You can't put him in.
Why is he an arch enemy?
Well, he's a Democrat, Mark Green, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very liberal, in fact, and...
yeah, but he wouldn't be a bad running mate because, listen, people like the very liberal Mario Cuomo.
Not everyone likes him. I think, just as you've always said before, everyone's very tired of him. He absolutely will not put in the death penalty. I don't see how you can go with Mark Green.
Well, maybe I'll go with Dillon then.
You have to.
All right, people like this guy. That's good. The way Green was going, I'll tell you the truth. I don't know that I'd take him now.
Who?
Mark Green.
Mark Green. I got somebody on.
Oh, you can't.
Mark Green has more name recognition. That's what I was looking for.
If you like what Giuliani's done so far, you have to go with someone like Dillon.
Okay, and I do. All right. Well, that's a good point. I will take that into consideration. Thank you.
Sounds great.
I'm the most confused gubernatorial candidate. Robin, let me collect my thoughts. Let me collect my thoughts, please. Let me take a break. There's a lot of excitement in the room right now. Suddenly,
because it looks like we got a running mate.
Suddenly, there's a guy. Someone's available.
I thought everyone would turn you down.
I was in real trouble up until a few minutes ago.
Pretty cool. Like the whole tide shifted when that guy started saying yes, he'd take it.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
hold it a second.
What are we doing?
Wait.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
You know what show you're listening?
Oh, now I feel like I've got bargaining power with these other candidates.
Yeah.
I like this James J. Dillon, a guy who says, hey, look, why not?
He seizes opportunity.
Right.
He's smart. He read the arbitrage.
Hey, it's more than the other guys did. But what's with Mark Green? He'd rather be the public advocate, a position that they're thinking of eliminating?
I didn't like that one statement that he hadn't been briefed on this conversation.
Yeah, that's got to concern you.
There's a Harvard grad. What are you telling me?
Yeah.
He's doing stand-up.
And you know, this guy Dillon is looking more and more like a Giuliani type. Yep. I like that.
Yeah. And he's even on all three issues, right with us, right down the line.
Gotcha, man.
I think I might have my...
Well, let's talk to all the other candidates, too. Let's not jump. Just because, don't jump at the first person who says
let me just mellow out
You've
here.
made that mistake before.
There are other people that I have to talk to. Just everyone calm down here.
I mean... We hope tomorrow to be talking to people like Alan Hevesy and Liz Holtzman.
Right. There are people that we must talk to.
But they both hold public office.
But I will have to know who my running mate is by the end of tomorrow's show.
That's true.
And right now, James J. Dillon is the leading candidate.
Well, that's what the press can say.
Right. If the press... All right, let me make a press release right off the top of my head, Robin. Let me address the press. Give me a member of the press on the phone.
Okay, I can do that.
Who can you get? Give me Penny Crowan.
You got it.
Whatever her name
Penny
is.
Crowan?
Whatever. Crowan. It sounds like Cohen. What is she? And what is her religion?
Penny Crowan. I don't know. She could be Catholic.
Penny Crowan. Old Crowan. Penny Old Crowan. Penny Crowan, a representative of the media. Allow me to address the media right now. I have a statement to make. My advanced man, Fafa Fui, is getting her on the phone.
Did you see John's report on Channel 7 last night?
I had a weird experience. I'm walking down the hall here at the radio station yesterday, and I see Doug Johnson, a pretty respected reporter in this town. I see him in there doing an interview. I said, must be with, like, the head of the company or something. I look at his Stuttering John. That's with his record. Who's on the phone?
That would be Penny Crowan, Fox 5.
All right, let me announce... Penny?
Yes?
First of all, I am thinking of allowing you tomorrow. As you know, the campaign bus will be leaving here at noon. I think because you have been very fair recently...
I try.
I am thinking of allowing you to be one of the few reporters that will get to tour my bus before I actually leave for Albany.
Uh-huh.
So you might be one of the reporters allowed in to that inner sanctum.
Really?
Yes, that's if you behave.
Now, listen, can I ask a question?
No. Tomorrow at noon, I am ready to make a statement.
This is not a press conference.
I am in the middle. This is not a press conference. But I will give you this information that you can release when you see fit.
Okay.
I have been narrowing my selection for lieutenant governor.
Right.
There are several candidates still in the running.
Mark Green?
Mark Green is in the running.
Right.
But the leading candidate right now, that is not to say he will be the lieutenant governor.
Uh-huh.
The leading candidate right now is James J. Dillon.
Uh-huh.
That is my statement.
That's it?
That's it.
That's the only thing I can do today?
That's all you know.
But now you're going to let me on the bus?
I will let you on the bus for a tour. It's called seeing the candidate in his most relaxed state on his tour bus. And then I will officially address the press once I get to Albany.
Uh-huh.
On Saturday before the convention and then directly after the convention.
He might answer one or two personal questions, but nothing of a political nature.
On the bus, you will be allowed to ask personal questions.
Will your running mate be with you?
No.
No.
Not that I know of. Why should he have to go all the way up to Albany? It's a 3-hour trip. What was that, Fred?
You should meet with him in Albany, no?
You think I should meet with him?
Yeah.
I have plenty of time for that afterwards.
I think you should be on the bus with you.
Listen, beggars can't be choosers.
Listen, if it's between the lieutenant governor and Heather, we're going to have to go with Heather.
Yeah, I only have room for like 15 people, and Heather's in.
Can't you put him on the bus with you?
He might slow things down. He seems like a real serious guy. You know what I mean? We're looking to have some fun. We want to stop off at some places. It might get a little messy.
Well, couldn't he follow in his car?
He could follow us in his car.
He could meet us there.
Yeah, he could meet us there.
Could he go with Tom?
I would like him. Yeah, he could go in Tom's car.
You could have him on the bus for the press tour and then toss him out.
Toss him out into Tom's car? Let Tom talk to him. Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I will invite him to come to the convention.
That is much the way John Kennedy treated Vice
LBJ.
President Johnson.
Right.
Can we follow you in a car?
Yes, you may.
Can I stay on the bus, though?
No.
No.
Unless you're wearing a thong.
I'll wear a thong.
No, you cannot. But along the bus route, I will make several campaign stops. I will be stopping along the bus route.
Where?
I will make 2 or 3 stops. I will address. I will do a meet and greet. I will press the flesh. Along the campaign trail.
Kiss babies.
I will kiss babies. I will stop at a church to pray. And what else will I do?
We may be stopping at to visit some local politicians.
Yeah, we're going to. What we're going to do is probably stop and meet with some of the mayors of some of the towns in New York State.
But you can't give us your itinerary.
Oh, yes, I could.
Where are you going to stop?
No, he can't do that.
I can't do it right now because I don't know. I'm going to improvise a little. Just stay behind me on the bus.
Okay.
And then the spectacular event that I will do from the bus is I will moon Penny.
Get a good shot.
I'm now thinking maybe you ought to make one of those graveside visits to like a slain police officer.
Yes, I will be doing that. Robin, it's funny you bring that up. I have already planned that.
Oh, is that right?
Write that down, Baba Booey. I will visit the gravesite of slain police officers. Thank you. And that will demonstrate my commitment to the death penalty.
Endorsement of that police officer in the wheelchair.
I will be stopping off to visit Officer, quickly, Baba Booey, the name. Officer Joe Bolton.
It's Irish?
McDonald.
Officer McDonald. I will be stopping off and meeting with him.
Well, he's on Long Island. We're going to have to bring him upstate and put him somewhere.
All right, well, whatever. Put him up somewhere.
Will your windows be covered like,
No.
No?
Well, yes.
Yes?
Yes and no. The answer is yes and no.
Yeah, the driver will be able to see out.
Other than that, no one will be able to see you.
Oh, that's not... Really?
I will be making lots of campaign stops. There'll be plenty of photo opportunities.
Okay.
The windows will be covered by women.
Right. There'll be some bikini girls. You have to bring them because what would a convention be without... When they announce that I am the gubernatorial nominee, I want the girls to come streaming down.
So I get the tour, right, though?
Yeah.
Yes, you are one of the reporters who will get the tour.
Who else is going to do that?
2 or 3 others.
Yeah, we should have some print.
Probably Betty Lou Hebron and others.
We're offering it to a guy from the Daily News.
Right.
And to CNN. So Peg...
What about our friend Bill Hoffman?
Bill is always allowed in. And so is Richard Johnson.
How about Chauncey?
Chauncey? No. Chauncey's out.
Stepping Out magazine will not be represented.
All right, Penny, that's all I have to say to the press right now.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Penny Crone, Fox Media, many media types following this campaign, and I am allowing certain of them access.
A little more access.
A little more, not much more.
Than the general press.
Exactly. You have to do that. That's called yanking their crank.
That's called getting positive press.
Right.
Is that a political expression?
I believe so.
The yank of the crank.
This is very exciting for our audience being involved in the political process, I know.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful.
It's opening up the process.
It is. We'll be sick of it in 2 or 3 days. Don't worry. What is it?
David Brenner's here.
Oh,
and
does he want to support me?
Yeah, and he's got a page full of interesting things going on.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Is he fighting with a new girlfriend? Or?
Well, he does have 2 lawsuits going on.
Oh, does he? All right. Well, David Brenner will stop in for a few minutes. It's good to mix things up with politics and entertainment.
They're always strange bedfellows.
Yeah, and it's always good for a politician to have friends who are in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
Is he here with his manager, Steve?
Well, that's one of the things we're going to talk about.
Really?
I thought that was over.
It is over. They broke up.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Not possible.
He is currently being managed by Rory Rosegarden.
He is?
Yes.
Who is Rory?
I can't believe
Rosegarden?
it.
Rory Rosegarden manages lots of people. He had Uncle Floyd for a very long time. And
did he really?
And now he's got Robert Klein.
How did he lose Uncle Floyd?
I don't know.
All right, let's find... Listen, obviously David Brenner has a lot to explain.
Yes. I just saw his new commercial for the Claridge Hotel.
I saw that.
He's a spokesperson.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, I'd like a job like that. I wonder what you get paid for something like that. I'd like to be a spokesperson.
We can find out. David's right in the other room.
And he's going to be... You know where he'll be spending his entire summer?
In the bedroom of a young 22-year-old blonde.
That might be true, but that will be in Branson, Missouri.
Is that right? You're kidding.
Did you know that Wayne Newton got fired from his own theater in Branson?
You're kidding me. All right, let's take a break. There's obviously a lot going on that everyone needs to address right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Bring in David Brenner, for God's sakes. There's 3 minutes left for me. Unbelievable. I got to have a meeting with Tom. We got to really talk about...
I thought you were dealing with this.
Well, I have to deal with so much. We're David Brenner. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Hiya.
Hey, what do you say? What do you say, pal?
Gov. How you doing,
How you doing? Look at
you don't mind Gov, right?
No, not at all. I will be the governor of New York. You know, people still, David's saying it with a smile on his face.
No, I'm proud of you.
You guys are going to see.
Smirk in your voice.
I am telling you, I will be. My fans will make me the governor of New York.
You can.
I'm at 20% now, and I guarantee you, once I select a running mate and we go through the convention this weekend, I guarantee you, I will be somewhere in the 40 to 50 range.
And you know what is? Your fans will vote. That's the difference.
They will.
See, yours will come out and vote. They're
well, right now,
enough to, you know what I mean? They'll do it.
We have people registering who have not voted in the last 30 years.
Yeah, never voted.
Never voted.
Right.
And they will vote. They will get out and vote. That is the difference. You see, right now they do polls. Why are polls wrong?
Truman, polls. We know polls have been wrong.
Mayor Koch was supposed to be the governor. He wasn't. Cuomo was. Why are the polls wrong? The polls are wrong because they go out and poll anyway. They walk up to you, they say, who would you vote for? They don't know that you're going to go and vote.
And they don't have your demographic mixed into the poll.
That's right.
Your demographic, which maybe votes, like, let's say 10% of your fans normally vote, and now 80% are going to vote. They don't count that.
A woman wrote me a letter. She has agoraphobia, it's called.
Uh-huh.
Is that the
she doesn't want to come out of the house.
No, she's fear of spiders. No, which one is that? What is agoraphobia?
She's afraid of Al Gore.
Right.
She's a fear of Al Gore. Isn't that it?
No, agoraphobia means she will not come out of the house.
Yes, afraid to come out of the house.
And she says, Howard, I am leaving my house to vote for you.
Wow.
Oh, my, that is something.
Gee, I wish that was true.
That is something. It's not a trailer.
No, I just made that up. But I'm saying it probably is true. There are people who do suffer from agoraphobia who will be voting.
Listen to this show.
Right. I'm very important to them. It seems reasonable, doesn't it?
You probably have a big agoraphobia following.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because, you know, the house people who don't leave, what do? They listen to you all the time.
Look at you.
Your most dedicated fans.
David Brenner, who really has a charmed life. Here's a guy who...
Yes, I'm very lucky.
Not only is he single, where he can date as much as he wants. And he was married twice.
Wait a minute.
Yes, he was married twice.
Yeah, but I have a girlfriend.
Excuse me. I'll tell you why you're lucky.
Go ahead.
You have a girlfriend. Your girlfriend, you can dump like you dumped all the others. You will eventually dump this.
that will eventually end.
No, this is it. I'm done.
Then marry her.
This is your permanent girlfriend.
No, we don't want to get married.
Yeah. No, you don't want to get married.
The oceanographer.
We don't want to get married. Yeah, I met that. That's some oceanographer.
Yeah, right.
You wish.
Wouldn't you like to meet that on the water?
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time she saw water?
The other day we were in the Caribbean.
I said to David, his girlfriend, gorgeous. I said, she's like a can. He goes, what do you mean like a can? I go, she can always be traded in. She can always be traded in. And that's really his philosophy. He was married twice.
Right.
But he was smart enough not to have any kids.
Yes, but this was before he even got into comedy.
Yeah, he didn't have to give up any of his big money.
No, none of the money.
He got married.
Matter of fact, I got money.
Right.
In those days, I got like $80.
Right.
They had to pay you alimony.
One gave me 80, one gave me 90.
One of your wives paid you alimony.
Yeah, $80. I settled out of court.
Right.
I settled for a flat fee. $80. Give me $80 and I'm out of your life.
You leave.
So Well, he was married, but then got that all out of his system, the marriage bug.
Really got out of my system fast.
And he took off. He became this big star, big comedian off the Johnny Carson show.
He started to see that parade.
He
I heard that parade.
He hosted the Tonight Show. All the big things that a comedian could pray for, he got in his career. And the flow of women came in, and I've seen the endless parade of women that this guy has had.
There was a flow.
This is not a guy who needs to masturbate because all his fantasies are in his bedroom.
Oh, sometimes still.
You're very lucky. I bet you never get eye pain or anything, do you?
No, I never had a whiteout.
Well, wait a minute. He had that back pain, though.
Back pain.
That was just so he had an excuse to do coke.
Oh,
that was from the flow.
Right.
And that was also the flow. That was a flow pain.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you've had
an incredible life.
Incredible.
Okay.
Yes.
And by the way, how was your back?
My back's good.
Do you still get the cocaine for your back?
No. It's Ponticaine. I haven't. I'm
an addict. I think Ponticaine.
Yeah, I'm okay now. Yeah, I'm okay.
He's at the doctor's office with Q-tips up his nose with cocaine. He's not an addict. All right. Anyway, regardless of that,
he's got a yardstick up his nose.
Right. That's why he can't be my running mate.
Robin, you've never done a nose joke before. You know, you really just because you're going to be in the governor's house, there's no reason for you to suddenly turn on me.
I'm sorry.
You notice Jackie and Fred have not approached me as to what their role will be in the governor's mansion?
No, they haven't said a word.
No one has approached me.
That's a lie.
What have you approached me about?
I wanted to be chef.
Oh, get out of here.
I thought he said sheriff. I got nervous.
Somebody wants
sheriff.
He wants to be the sheriff of New York.
Yeah, sheriff.
All right, anyway. Yes. There's a lot of joy in the room today. Everyone's excited. I might have a running mate. There's a lot of joy.
Okay, a lot of things happening.
I have a lot of things to talk to you about.
Wonderful.
So you have this great life going. And, of course, now Steve, who a lot of people at home don't know who Steve is, but David and Steve was like a marriage.
They've been together for how many years?
17 years.
Wow.
Steve
started as a road manager.
Steve was David's road manager, became his manager, and you two guys have been what we call a-hole buddies.
We're best friends.
A-hole buddies?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, yes.
That's a good way of describing it.
And now we all have to say Steve who, because Steve is no longer here. This is the first time I've seen you without Steve.
Yeah, Roy Rosegarden's with me now.
Now, what happened? Now, why Roy over Steve?
Okay, here's what happened. Not that. Steve had a golden business opportunity. He had enough of the show business thing. And
what was the opportunity?
He's got a thing with a manufacturing thing he's working on.
Wow.
Yeah. And he just didn't
Sounds like you're fired.
Very vague. Very vague.
And I said, look, if you want to
work... Are you telling the truth?
You know
your nose is growing?
No, the truth.
Go ahead.
The truth is he had enough of that, and I wanted to get back. The custody was over. I wanted to rejuvenate the career.
Right.
Steve said, look, he didn't want to go kill himself again. He did it. He did the number.
Right. He made enough money.
He did the number.
Right.
So he said, look, this isn't for me. And I said, look, I want to get back into the main parade.
You still talk to each other?
Of course, we're best friends.
Really?
Yes.
Let's call him.
What's his number?
What do you mean you don't know that? Let's call Steve.
The day after we split, he changed it to an unlisted and hasn't given it to him.
You know who's manufacturing? You know who's in manufacturing you? You're manufacturing a story now that I don't believe.
You are the manufacturer.
What do you mean he's in manufacturing?
Yeah, I don't want to blow his deal, but he has a business. He doesn't want to be in the business, so he took off for about.
Was it a case that he wouldn't want to be in the business, hanging around with you and meeting beautiful women?
He didn't want to knock himself out again.
Nah, he wouldn't want that.
Work in a plant.
He liked it better when you were involved in a custody battle? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, don't forget, we worked at that time. We were only working like 4 months a year.
Yeah.
Because I had to be with the custody thing.
Right.
So once I'm back into the fold and I can work hard, he didn't want to go. And he didn't want to
be a part of all that fun.
So
it wasn't fun anymore.
No, it's not fun.
No, it isn't fun. He's probably sitting here listening right now to the show.
All right,
That's
listen.
what he does.
If you don't tell the truth right now, I'm going to ask Rory to tell me what happened.
You can ask Rory. I'm telling you what happened.
But you really don't have Steve's phone number? I mean, you wouldn't call Steve right now, would you?
This early in the morning, no.
Right. Would you call him, let's say, 12 hours from now?
12 hours tomorrow morning, you mean?
No.
I will call him from the bus tomorrow.
So in his
campaign bus.
In his manufacturing job, is he a foreman or a shop steward?
What he's trying to do, he's going to represent on the East Coast a product, you see.
I see.
And not leave New York. He doesn't want to go on the road.
Have you two spoken since? Do you two speak to each other? Really?
Sure.
But you can't call him.
Yeah, I can call him. I'm not going to call him now. What do you know? I'm going to put him on
the
spot. No, I'm not going to call him now.
Something happened.
No, it didn't happen.
How'd you break it to him?
We've been talking about it for a long time, actually.
Really?
And when the custody ended, I said, I'm going to get back in and I want to do this and that.
David got custody of his son.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I'm still involved in a lawsuit, though.
Are you?
I decided what I want to become.
You're always involved in lawsuits.
I want to tell you what to become.
What happened?
You become a lawyer, and I'll tell you what you do. You get a woman as a client in a case with custody.
Right.
And you churn up fake charges.
Right.
And every time you go to court for those fake charges, and they're thrown out.
Right.
Boy's not allowed to talk to his mother, and the judge sees the phone bills. The boy is talking to his mother, and it's thrown out.
Right.
You get paid X number of dollars an hour.
All right. What you're referring to?
What you're referring to is that my son's mother's lawyer, who was in the case for 1 year and got $20,000 up front.
Right.
Didn't sue, but filed for $115,000 and has been awarded $73,000 for all fake claims against me, everyone thrown out of court.
All right, so what you're referring to is if I go to get a divorce, you're telling me that not only do I have to pay my lawyer, I have to pay my wife's lawyer.
And not only pay her lawyer, but everything he charges you with, even if it's thrown out of court, fake claims.
Right.
Like he says, he was naked in a nightclub with other women.
Right.
And you come in and you say, I happen to be in church that night.
Right.
Dysfunction. You prove it. And it's thrown, and the judge says, throw it out of court.
So in your case, you're saying you paid your lawyer $20,000.
Yeah.
And you have to now pay your
I
girlfriend.
paid my lawyer more than that. I paid her. I paid my son's lawyer $20,000. He filed for another $115,000.
So he wants more. He wants $115,000 more dollars from you.
Which he got 73 of it. He's supposed to get 73. Of course, they're going to fight. I'll take it to the Supreme
So you paid
Court.
already $73,000.
I paid 20, and he wants another 73.
He wants another 73.
No, he won 115. He got 73.
All right. So you do not want to pay him the rest of the money.
No, because it was all fake charges. They were all thrown out of court.
And you're saying, hey, wait a second. Why do I have to pay a lawyer? Well, I wasn't supervising what he did, and I wasn't in charge. Now you're saying all of a sudden $73,000?
Yeah, and it isn't like it was just charges. Like he would say, my son's in danger. So the court made me fly into New York with Cole and appear in a court, and Cole testified and said he didn't know what the danger was. No one knew what the danger was, and it was thrown out of court. But he prepared 30, 40 hours to prepare for this court appearance, and he gets $350 an hour. He's making $12,000, $15,000 on a fake claim.
So what would you say that this entire thing cost you? In other words, you had it, first of all,
the get-go?
Not only to get your son the custody, to fight it, to start flying back and forth, to also now that you have custody, you have to pay all the
fees. I can tell you what legal fees.
Are you paying some alimony out of this, or any kind of alimony?
I did pay.
You paid off. So how much to add it all up and give me a ballpark figure?
Legal fees alone were
including rubbers, everything.
All right. No, if there were rubbers, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Right. Go ahead.
I would say $4 right now.
Why did you go to bed without a rubber? Seriously, that's the question I got to ask you.
I had protection. I had a knife.
Were you no? Come on. Were you wearing protection that night?
Of course not. How could I be wearing protection?
Weren't you afraid of disease?
No, in those days there was no disease.
There was none.
Cole's 12 years old.
I see.
Yeah, this is when, cigarettes and stuff.
And what did you feel? That you could withdraw and you had full control over your...
No, what he said once upon a time was that he was told that there was birth control being used.
Oh,
how do you know? What are you going to say?
See.
A woman says, and she's taking a pill. What do you think? You're going to check the pill?
I would still wear a rubber. You want to know something? Howard Stern, a young Howard Stern, was in the sack once with a very beautiful woman, believe it or not.
Once upon a time.
Yes. Tell me she was on the... Real stuff. This is going back now because...
By the way, your book was fabulous.
Thank you, David.
Your book was fabulous.
David was one of those people that inspired me. Because we talked while I was writing the book.
Not only was the book well written, I was in Indonesia, and I'm on a ship, and a guy's on a Stairmaster. His back is to me, and the guy's laughing. And I'm thinking, what is so funny about being on a Stairmaster? I hate exercise. And he's hysterical.
Right.
And he comes in the next day, he's hysterical. So I get up, I go to the pool, I want to see what the guy's face, what kind of wacko is it? And on the stand is your book.
Oh, that's a great compliment.
Yeah. So then when I got home, I had your book, and I read it. I want to say, not only was it was so interesting, but it was really well written.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. Well, when I was writing this book, I said to David, because David's written 2 books, I said, well, man, this is really difficult. I mean, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And he kept saying to me, yes, it is. It is the hardest thing you did. And you don't have to feel...
well, that's a lot of encouragement.
You don't have to feel like a failure because you're having such difficulty with it. Just keep plugging away and keep doing it. And he told me that. And,
but it was well written. It wasn't just funny and clever and interesting. I mean, you really can write.
Well, I threw the critics for a loop on this book because
you're David, it seems.
Yeah, evidently David thought I was a moron too.
I thought it'd be funny, be interesting, but I never expected it to be literary. I mean, well written.
Right.
Very well written.
But I did wear a rubber. Even
while he was writing the book.
That
was what I didn't do when I wrote my book. And that's a problem.
I wore a rubber, even though this girl told me she had birth control. She had the pill. I did wear a rubber. And I just said, who the hell? I am very paranoid. And of course, I had nothing to be paranoid about. Who would want to have my baby? An 18-year-old Howard Stern.
With nothing.
With nothing, still getting $100 $100 a month from his father. So the point is, you didn't wear the rubber.
I never did ever in my life. You know what I mean? It was always like everyone had birth control. You make mistakes, man. I've obviously paid for the
You've had some incredible sex, haven't you?
Yeah, and
an
incredible costly one.
Yes.
There's one.
So give me the sum total before I take a break here.
I would say the sum total over the 7.5-year custody battle.
Let me take a guess. $500,000?
I would say. Oh, the lawyer fees were $600,000.
All right, go ahead.
I would say approximately with time loss and I'd say between $2 and $3 million.
And now. But, of course, you were honorable. You said to yourself, I cannot leave my son in this situation.
Yeah, right.
All right. Take it easy.
Right.
Just everyone calm down now.
Right.
Rory, sit back, please. All right. The point is that after all of this now, rather than just pay the additional couple of, what is it? It's a lot of money. $73,000.
The principal,
You will now go to court and spend more money.
At any cost,
to fight.
Yeah, because lawyers like this should be this guy should really be stopped because he's going to do it to other clients.
All right, well, there you go.
Is there any way
you're a man on fire.
And this is the fourth lawyer I've taken to court.
Have you won in each case?
I won in each case.
But did you really win because you had to spend more money than you would have had to pay out?
I sometimes spent more money than it would have cost me, but the lawyers can't get away with this.
That's how lawyers.
Let me ask you
But that's how lawyers get away with it.
Can you go to the state bar and then say, look at these guys, they file frivolous
lawsuits? Well, I tried that. That's very difficult.
You'll never get other lawyers. You'll never get other lawyers to disbar other lawyers.
Ridiculous.
It's a big club.
Yeah, but you can drill this guy good, you know, and I'm going to drill him good.
Well, there you go.
The Clarence? Let's talk about positive.
All right. Let me take a break, and I'll talk to you about a few positives.
Yeah, I was shocked to see David working.
Yes.
I'm going to be wearing a rubber at the Clarence, by the way, this weekend.
Yes, smart man.
Every show I'll have a rubber one.
You will enjoy some of the women in the audience, I'm sure, and you should wear a rubber.
Are you telling us you're monogamous?
No, I'm telling you, I wear one 24 hours a day.
He has a regular girlfriend, but he does cheat on her.
No, I don't.
Tell the truth.
No, I don't.
Come on.
The truth is, I'm through with that. I'm retired, honest to God.
Really?
That's the one area. Yeah, I'm retired.
You're tired of teaching?
3 years living together, and I'm very happy. I'm tired of teaching, and I'm tired of learning.
With the last girlfriend, I'll tell you something. He was the same way. I'm tired. I'm faithful to the blonde.
This is it.
And then she took me on the tour of David's apartment, this blonde, and she says to me, "We're going to sell. This is our bedroom. We're going to sell this apartment."
This is a truthful thing.
I was getting a tour.
He told me. He flew me in. He said, "What is this hour in my and we?"
Yes.
I said, "What are you talking about? This is mine." He said, "Not according to her."
His girlfriend's walking me through the apartment. She goes, "David and I are thinking of selling the apartment across the street. We don't know what we're going to do."
Yeah.
So I just said, we. So I said to David, let me ask you something. What's this we, white man?
And I'm saying, what are you talking about, we? What do you mean we?
And then the next thing I know, about a month later, he was broken up.
Right.
So this new one never says we.
No. She says, me, my, I.
But you support her. I mean, you keep her in
she's self-supporting. She's an artist. And she sells her art.
She's Van Gogh.
He buys it.
She draws, he buys.
Yeah, right.
Very good. Okay. Well, I want to learn more about how she is self-supporting.
Well, you know why I say to David that he's tired of teaching? Because I'll never forget the day I saw him walking down Madison Avenue with one of these young beauties.
Yeah.
And David was giving a lecture.
Yeah.
You know, this is how you cross the street. You know, you have to look both ways, and you have to watch these signs.
He has to train him.
Because they're
wipe your nose.
young.
Remember, wipe your nose. Wipe your nose.
Robin says you didn't even notice.
High heels yet. You'll trip on the curb. Wipe
you didn't
your
notice Robin because you were busy training her.
Right.
I said, here. No, and then I saw an older woman in her early 20s, and I said, oh, it's Robin.
Yeah. So wait a second.
Yeah.
You're saying to me that this girlfriend now, she draws, what, pictures?
No, she paints. She's an artist.
She paints like paintings.
She's a real painter, yeah. And
finger painter.
And she sells it.
And oils?
Yeah, oils.
And what does she do?
Mixed media.
She's so hot. Can you imagine her sitting around in like a little smock with high heels, painting?
With the great rear end. Remember with the great rear end?
Yeah, remember her dancing?
Yeah. You'll never forget that. Forget the artist.
Ooh, man, you lucky bastard.
Yeah.
So wait a second. So then she paints these so-called pictures.
Yeah.
And so-called.
Yeah.
What are the subjects? What is it?
Well, she does abstract. She does based on the
squares.
Based on antiquities, like in Pompeii, the murals that were on the walls.
Oh, Pompeii, like an Italian restaurant.
Remember those guys who couldn't draw?
Yeah. So she paints that.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? What do you guys go down to a art show and they sell this stuff?
Has she had showings in galleries?
And she gets hundreds of thousands of dollars for
No, not that much. She was in a range of 20 to 40,000.
20 to 40 per picture.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a lucky man.
Yeah. Does she have a deal with any kind of choreographer? Or?
No, she had her own gallery here in,
really?
New York.
So she's not looking for any money from you?
She deals with Japan all
no. But she gets to stay at your villa in
Aspen. She's in my villa there, and I got a place. I sold my place, by the way.
Oh, you did,
York.
here in Manhattan?
Yeah, I'm down in Soho. I got a loft in Soho.
All right, so she gets to share all the accoutrements.
Of course.
All right.
No, I'm going to let her go to West Philadelphia. She's going to get an apartment in my own neighborhood.
I would like to see these paintings. I want to see these.
There's a woman that loves you.
I want to see these $40,000.
You can live in West Philly, and I won't wear rubber, and she still loves you. Yes.
And who is her client? Stevie Wonder would buy these pictures?
No, Steve. No, it's like Sly Stallone buys.
Oh, really? He does?
No. She has a client because she had her own gallery. So she has her own client.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
And you know, I guess you were
also
surprised.
Jewelry design. She sells jewelry. She designs, sells jewelry.
I guess it didn't shock you like it shocked the rest of us that Billy Joel, a guy who really looks like a troll.
No, that shocked me.
It probably didn't, because I said, gee, you think when you get a piece of ass like Christy Brinkley, you never get tired of it. But you're a man who's had pieces of ass bigger than Christy Brinkley. You really have.
Yeah, right.
And you get tired too. I mean, you ditch them and you go on to the next beauty.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, you were not shocked by the Billy Joel situation. True?
Well, I was shocked because he had the family, and I thought they were pretty tight. But I'm not shocked by anyone who breaks up. You know, and anyone. I mean, it's very difficult.
You wouldn't be shocked by Howard breaking up.
I would be shocked by
Howard breaking up.
Because Howard is one of maybe 3 of my friends who I truly, and I hope, are really happily married. And Howard's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends like that, and that's a shocker. And it's like, I had one guy, I couldn't believe it. I heard he was married, and it's the greatest marriage. Like, I asked him why. I said, I heard you and your wife, I didn't know the guy.
Right.
I said, how? What do you know? Because I couldn't understand it.
Right.
And he said, well, we went to a reader who told us that we were together in 6 former lives.
Yeah, that's what they told me and my wife.
I swear to God they did. Why didn't you tell the reader, when I said, how much did it cost you? He said, $75. I said, why don't you tell the reader, don't you remember in 3 of those lives, I went to you, and I serviced you as a dentist. I fixed your teeth. You owe me $800.
You never paid.
Yeah, give me.
Exactly.
So it's a real strange.
I see.
So I think, no, Howard would shock me. Howard would shock me.
Okay.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I don't have to do it just to shock you.
I would just, no way.
I got to tell you, though, man, it must be great to get... Let me tell you something. It must be great to get those young girls. I got to tell you something, boy. There isn't a day I don't think about it.
Yeah.
I think about it. I got to be honest with you. I think about it.
I don't. I think about being married, having 3 kids, living in the suburbs.
You do?
I think about your life.
I doubt it.
You see?
I somehow doubt it.
Sometimes when I'm having sex,
I'll tell you what, then. I don't think my wife would object. I'm going to turn you on to my wife, and you'll sit there with the 3 kids. I'll go off with your painter.
I love your wife. Fabulous. I think she's fabulous. I love your wife.
He would never date a 40-year-old, though.
Huh?
You know what I'm talking
40?
about. 40.
40?
What's that?
David Brenner. By the way, David Brenner, he's got his Amsterdam Billiards. He's got the Claridge Hotel, where he's become the spokesman. I will now quiz you on the Claridge Hotel deal.
Yeah.
When we come back.
Okay,
I want to talk to you about that.
Great.
And you'll be able to see him this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend.
In Atlantic City.
Right.
At the Claridge.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about this Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, my goodness. You know what people in show business call Branson, Missouri?
What?
They call it show business prison. Right? Am I right? True?
Well, do you know who the biggest star is in Branson, Missouri?
Tell. This
is a little Oriental guy
Japanese,
who sings country
fiddler.
Western music.
A fiddler.
But David will go down there and make a fortune.
Yes, he will.
So I understand what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
I know what you're saying. I understand what you're doing.
Those 17-year-old women, boy, I'm still paying for some of them.
That's right.
Forget the custody and the lawyer.
I bet you they pay better in Branson than at the Claridge.
I bet you they
True or false?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, bigger money.
Well, there you go.
Bigger money.
Let's take a break. David Brenner's here. Come back and find out about this very lucrative spokesperson deal with the Claridge.
Lucrative
right after he better be lucrative. He's suing every lawyer in New York State.
He needs some money.
I need this. I need more
He's fighting lawyers.
Are you worth $50 million?
I'm worth...
You must be worth $50 million.
No, but I'm suing another person. We'll get to.
Oh, okay. There's another lawsuit.
A Politico.
You're suing politicians now.
A politician, yes.
This is an interesting career move. Doing the comedy and also just suing.
I'm a lunatic.
All right, just calm down.
He's everywhere. He's in the clubs. He's in the courts.
He's in court.
It's amazing.
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere, man. I make appearances. You name it, I'm out here.
We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right. Oh, yeah. David Brenner's here. Hey, David, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, okay.
Robin, now here's David Brenner being interviewed, okay? By Chauncey from Steppin' Out Magazine.
Yeah.
All right. You know about this?
No.
Right.
I don't read my stuff.
Okay.
You know that. No, they write things about you that you can't believe, or things that you never said.
No, I don't know. This guy's pretty accurate. I know this guy.
Yeah. What he's
nuts, but he's accurate.
Is this the one with Howard Stern?
Well, let me read to you. Excuse
out.
me. Here's the question that was posed to you.
Okay. If Howard,
and you've always been a big supporter of mine. I understand that. Always. Even when I first started.
That's right.
Even when you were in Washington, I was a fan of yours.
Exactly.
Major. Go ahead.
Really? In Washington?
Yeah.
We never met you then.
No, I heard him on the radio in Washington, and I said, we got to make a note. This guy's going to go. Make a note. We got to do his show one day.
Really?
Honestly.
All right. Okay. Because he is, and I mentioned this in my book, David Brenner.
Down in Washington, D.C.
I even talk about it in my book. David Brenner is one of those guys who went into management for me at NBC and said, why don't you get off this guy's ass already and let him do his thing.
Yeah,
so, okay, so you know how I feel about you. But
what does he say?
I think your analysis here is a little off, and I want to take it up with you. They asked David Brenner the following question. Radio personality Howard Stern believes he could knock everybody out of the box if given his own network talk show. Do you believe that Stern has what it takes to beat Letterman in the ratings? Here's what David Brenner said.
Why don't I tell you what I said, and then we'll see how he wrote it, because I didn't read this.
I'm going to tell you what you said.
Oh, you want to tell what he said?
Yeah, he records everything, this guy. This is accurate.
Go ahead.
I'm a big fan of the Howard Stern Show.
I didn't say it like that.
All right. How did he say it, Fred?
I'm a big fan of the Howard Stern Show. Now you're doing an impression of Howard doing David Brenner.
Right.
No, this is getting so removed. Robin, do him doing me doing him.
I'm a big fan.
Look at this.
I'm a big fan of Howard Stern. All right, you said the following.
She's not bad. No, Robin was pretty.
She did it better.
Yeah, she was good.
I'm a big fan of Howard Stern, and I've been on his show a zillion times, so I may sound a little biased. I think Howard Stern, allowed to be Howard Stern on television, would capture all the people who are interested in that kind of a program.
Right.
And what is that saying?
I don't know.
His fans.
All right, my fans. All right, which are sizable. Sizable amount. Okay.
Major.
All right. He would suck the lifeblood out of everyone who is doing that kind of a show. Now, as you know, no one is doing
what
my
kind of a show.
I mean,
is
kind of a show where it's revolutionary.
There's nobody doing anything
bombastic.
revolutionary.
No, but I mean, a lot of people have that scandal stuff on. That's in the realm.
Oh, you're saying compared to what, like hard copy or something?
Well, like the hard copy, Donahue, when Oprah has on people that are, weird. Like you have people call up that are strange, She has them on the air.
All right, now wait a second.
That's what I'm talking about.
However, he says, he would not be able to beat David Letterman in the ratings. Because the fans who watch Letterman are not the same fans who listen to Howard Stern.
Are not all the same fans.
Same thing with Leno and Arsenio. Leno fans aren't going to leave Leno for Howard, and Arsenio fans aren't going to leave Arsenio for Howard. Now,
excuse me, everybody has left Arsenio already.
Yeah, but forget about Arsenio fans. There aren't any left.
Is that always said?
Leno fans, Letterman fans don't have any choice at night other than Leno and Letterman.
Right.
Given a third choice, I don't think there's any loyalty. When I first came to New York, they said, well, Imus, you can never beat Imus because his loyalty. He's been here 15 years. In 2 seconds, I beat that guy.
Right.
It didn't take but a second.
That's true.
Letterman is a very big talent for what he does. But if I came on with my attitude, my fresh attitude where I come on and say what's on my mind, no phony television, I would beat Letterman and Leno in seconds. What is it, Fafafui?
Well, the interviewer just wants to defend himself. He says he's, got the whole thing on tape.
Tell him to shut up. David's not denying anything you said.
I'm not denying it.
I will beat them.
Yeah.
I will beat them. No one ever believes that I will beat them, but I will beat them.
I think you would get a large following, have a successful show.
Let me ask you something. You think Letterman has a big audience?
I think it's a big audience.
It's a 6 share.
And it's dedicated, but a dedicated following.
Excuse me, you think none of those people are Howard Stern fans?
I think there'll be crossover. I think there are crossover, but I think that Letterman would stay on the air and stay up there.
We didn't say he'd have to leave the airwaves.
Right. Now, let me tell you something.
Who would win.
When I went on against Saturday Night Live, they had a 30 share.
Now, Saturday Night Live you could beat.
I beat them. I already proved it. I did it for 2 seasons.
Yeah, but I can see how you could beat Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Because you're given a choice between the two.
I won every week.
I could see that. But Letterman and Leno, I don't think,
We're not even going to beat Leno?
Well, I think Leno fans are staying in with Leno.
Boy, I'd love a chance to prove that one. Oh, boy.
David,
I think I could.
Disappointed in you.
Hold it. Now, let me hear this. Who could you beat?
You and I are different kind of performers.
Right, that's true.
We have a little bit of crossover, not a lot.
We're different kind of performers.
They might flick to see me and flick back to see you. That a little bit.
You are different.
Right. We're different.
Right.
But I'm not that different from Leno and Letterman. That different.
Right.
See, I'm in more of that ilk.
Yeah.
You would bring in a whole new audience that doesn't even watch late-night television.
Oh, I would bring in everyone. I guarantee you, there are people ready to leave Letterman and Leno. They're ready to leave. I'm telling you, David, they're ready to leave. They have nothing to leave to. Trust me, they want excitement at night. They want real energy. They want danger.
You know that years ago, before you ever did television, I pitched the How Weird show with you starring. Before you even did the old show of yours.
That's right.
I was pitching you for television back then because I know that you're a powerhouse in television.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. All right. Okay.
So
all right. I wanted to bring it up. It was sticking in the back of my craw.
The How Weird show was my idea years before you ever did TV.
Because if he was on television late night, David and Jay would be fighting over the one person left.
That's right.
Who didn't want to watch him.
That's right. You wait and see. They all listen. Everyone thinks I can't do it. I always prove them wrong.
You think people want to watch David Letterman when everybody's going to be talking about what Howard did the night before?
After I make duty on stage, I'm going to make a duty on stage.
Making a duty on stage
is a big draw.
Is a draw, especially if it's pre-announced.
That's right.
If you're flicking the dial and you see a duty on stage, you're not sure you saw it.
Gotta watch.
You're not sure you saw it. But if you read in TV Guide, Howard will make a duty on stage tonight. You're going to watch it. I don't deny that.
And my show will even have
I don't deny that.
My show will even have an unusual name. It'll be called 11:30 with the governor. Imagine you get with the governor.
Here's the thing: you become governor and you broadcast every week from the square room or whatever they have.
Never mind me. I didn't bring you in here to talk about me. Okay, I did bring you in here to talk about me, but let me talk about you. Let me talk about you.
How about my political lawsuit?
Forget about that. Let me talk to you about the Claridge Hotel.
Yes.
So I see on all these commercials, radio and TV, you are the spokesman for the Claridge Hotel.
Right.
That's got to be a major. I mean, that's a lot of money.
How do they get
a lot
you?
of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
do you get that?
Custody ended, right?
Custody battle ended.
Career's going to start.
Yes.
I called up the Claridge Hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
And I called up and I spoke to them. I said, listen, here's the idea. And I pitched the idea.
Sounds like you didn't get any money for it.
Put it in writing. Call me back. Few phone calls. Struck the deal.
That was it.
That easily.
And they paid you even though you called them asking them for the job?
Yeah, that easily.
Wow.
And it's great. It's really, they're great. They're really great. I thought, well, I'm getting a deal and I'll make money and I'll do the job and I'll get out. Right. They're really they're
nice
great.
people.
They hardly have a turnover in employees. They're really great. We're doing a show. I'll give you an example. Monday, I'm staying over an extra night because the Claridge is going to do an employees talent show.
Right.
And I said, all right, I'll host it.
Right.
You imagine a company saying, hey, and they give them the showroom, and they're giving them everything, and they're going to have, and they're all going to get in free.
Decent of them.
That's damn decent, isn't it?
We never have. How come we don't have a company talent show, Robin?
We don't have anything.
Yeah, if they ever did, I'm not going. Anyway, here's the point.
Yeah.
If you want to see David Brenner, by the way, I hope you win the talent contest.
The talent contest?
Yeah, I hope you win.
No, I got a whole thing for
Are you going to be in it?
Can you imagine if David gets beat by a waiter?
Oh, my God. David, what happens if you compete in the talent contest and you lose?
Let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid of getting in there like an impressionist. I'm doing me, and I lose.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the David Brenner impressionist is, and I'm like in a disguise with a small nose, and I lose.
Now, you are the spokesman for the Claridge Hotel. That's happening, and you will be there this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then, of course, on Monday, the big talent show.
Right.
Yes.
And
beaten by a chambermaid.
Right.
Thanks, Rob.
I would like to tell a joke. All right, now.
Yes.
Also, you will be playing at the Ozark Theater in Branson, Missouri, all summer.
A variety show.
All right, David
variety show. What do you mean by that?
Well, we have all different acts. Magicians and everything. It's a variety. Plus, I do my show.
It's like the old Ed Sullivan show.
It is.
Right.
Exactly. Okay.
Wonderful.
That's it.
And not only are you suing your wife's attorney,
not wife,
girlfriend,
my
lover, son's mother.
Right.
See, he disavows even ever having a relationship with this woman. How she had his baby?
It's unbelievable.
Relationship we had. Living together, or a girlfriend, boyfriend, we never had.
You are also suing the Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania over a fundraiser.
Yeah. Well, he hired me. I don't know if he even knows about this. He hired me for a fundraiser's campaign. They drew up an agreement. Everything was set. And then he reneged, and they don't pay me.
What is it, Baba Booey?
The guy that David's suing just happened to call in.
Really?
He heard you talking about it earlier. This is the guy, the lieutenant governor of...
Is this John Saylor?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to talk to him.
Oh, good.
Great. This is good.
Mr. Lieutenant Governor?
Not yet, Howard, but thank you for the compliment.
I bet you he's a lawyer. I bet it's his lawyer. They never get on the phone themselves.
No, this is the Lieutenant Governor.
No, I'm not the lieutenant governor. I'm running for lieutenant governor.
Oh, good. Are you John Saylor?
Yes, sir.
John, let me tell you something. You know I'm a Philadelphia. You know I was going to do your campaign thing. I was all...
Wait a second. Let me get this straight. Let me act like Judge
Woffman. I don't even know why you're suing him.
Now this gentleman... I'm sorry, what is his name again?
John
Saylor. S-A-L-E-R. Howard, years ago...
John, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
All right. You were running for lieutenant governor. You were throwing a fundraiser. This is what I understand.
Sir.
Okay. You hired David Brenner to appear at the fundraiser?
No, we did not hire
Yes,
David Brenner.
you did. You verbally agreed to hire me. The contract was sent, and then you called up at a later date. And in show business, if you say, that's it, that's a deal, we agree to everything, that's a deal in show business.
Howard,
okay, and what happened, John?
Howard, may I say something?
All right, let John
I just heard what David had to say, all right?
Okay, go ahead.
I was in show business in a way. I was in television news. As a matter of fact, I interviewed you years ago when you were at DC 101.
Is that right?
I worked for David Susskind as an assistant to him and when he was an executive producer.
That must have been exhausting. Go ahead, yes.
I will tell you something. I did not negotiate this. One of my representatives did with an agent of Mr. Brenner's.
Right.
And there was in the contract a cancellation clause that Mr. Brenner puts in his contract, 60 days.
Right.
My attorneys wanted to change that clause. And his agent said, fine, go ahead and do it.
Right.
But we never, ever signed a contract. We never agreed verbally, from what I know, as a candidate. Remember, we're talking about a campaign committee here and a representative of the campaign committee.
All right, but you're still the man at the top.
Let me say something.
You're still the man at the top, and you're accountable.
I know that, Howard, and you're running for governor of New York, and you'll see what it's like. But
that's why I don't have any committee. Yes.
Howard,
yes.
A mutual friend of David Brenner's called me and threatened me that if we didn't go ahead and settle with him, that he would trash me on the Howard Stern show.
Who said that? Who's this personal friend?
You know who it is, Howard. You called her in Philadelphia.
Who is the personal friend?
I'm not saying it on air.
Say it on the air, because I don't have a personal friend that would ever do that.
Howard.
I don't even know anything about
this. You said it was a her?
Howard and I did.
Howard.
A representative of David Brenner's?
Howard. Let me say this.
Well, listen, I'm not involved in this. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Howard.
Yeah, that is. He's
Howard.
You
yes,
now.
Go ahead.
David Brenner wants to sue this campaign committee. His lawyers have sent me 4 letters threatening
him
already.
Well, he admits that he wants to sue you.
We would be glad to subpoena that person in court. I'm not saying it over the air. The fact of the matter is that I don't like to be threatened, particularly when it's 3 weeks out from a campaign on May 10th, the Pennsylvania primary, particularly from a gentleman who has deserted this state and deserted his hometown and trashed West Philadelphia about an hour ago.
Who did that?
I just heard on the show he was trashing West Philadelphia.
You heard somebody say that. He didn't say anything about West Philadelphia.
John, wait a second. You got to cool down here.
Yeah.
Well, Howard, I got to tell you something.
If you get elected, you got to get your facts straight if you're going to be elected.
Howard, I do get my facts straight, David.
Let me get this. Maybe I can settle this. Maybe I can settle this.
Are you a lawyer?
No, I am not, thank goodness.
Well, I am, so you're fortunate. Let me settle
But
this.
I know that David has sued about 16 of them in his career.
Well, let me ask you something. There's nothing wrong with suing. There's nothing wrong with suing a lawyer.
You know why? I'm something politicians rarely are. It's called principled.
Well, let me say something here. Let me settle this with you two guys. Maybe I can work it out. Let's not be so hostile. All right, be a little more hostile, and then I'll calm you down. John,
I abandoned my city. Can you imagine doing
David,
a Tonight
let me understand
show from
something. I don't understand
Can
this
you imagine going to Philadelphia to do the Tonight Show? I abandoned my city. What I do for Philadelphia, most
now, you're a big proponent of talking about Philadelphia.
Everyone in Philadelphia who's a fan of mine is going to hear this man claim this, and they're going to turn against him.
David, let me get this straight. Let me understand this, because I'm a bit of I'm running for governor. I'm going to be in situations like this where I have to solve problems.
That's right.
Let me practice in this.
You're going to be Solomon now.
Yeah, you got to be.
When you contracted for this, was Rory your manager at that point?
Yes.
All right, Rory, do you know anything about this case? Do you want to say something?
I know what our agent told us. We know that the offer came in. The agent relayed the offer to me.
That it was a political fundraiser.
Absolutely.
And what normally happens, John, at your fundraiser? In other words, a comedian will appear, he's paid, and then you attract people around the event, and then they make campaign
Correct. In this particular case, yes. But I will say one thing, that I understand there was an agent change, David, correct?
No, not on this.
No.
You didn't change agents.
No,
you changed managers.
We originally had sent to a representative who had notified us that there was another agent, but I believe your agent's name is Carisi or Caruso or something.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you had an agent. So David was booked on the date, and you signed a contract.
No. Howard, he really wasn't booked because nothing was signed and nothing was agreed upon. That's the whole fact.
In other words, it was a verbal agreement.
A verbal agreement went into the agent who relayed the offer to me. I spoke with David. We agreed to do it because of where it was.
Right.
We told the agent it was okay. He called them back, approved the date. They said, fine, send us a contract. The contract was sent, and then we were told the date's not happening.
That's the deal.
All right. So now, if the deal's not happening, what would you like? Would you like
normally?
Would you like to just be paid the full amount?
Now, let me tell you what normally. Normally, someone calls up and says, "Listen, we're having a problem." There was a round trip first class ticket, and we're having a problem. We like to do it. And when those kind of things happen, and you talk nice to a person,
you say, "Hey, forget it."
Look, you know what? I'm sorry it happened. I wish you a lot of luck, and I let it go. You know how many times that happens? You don't send. We're not going to pay you, and we're not going.
But at the same point, you cannot make a bunch of commitments for things verbally. Listen to me. And all of a sudden, have people cancel them because you could have booked another day.
I couldn't book another night. It was too late for me to book, so I lost the appointment.
So are you saying that they didn't? In other words, they can't. In other words, you don't want to get a reputation of a guy who doesn't go after people who cancel dates.
I have never canceled a date in all the years I've been a comedian.
You've always been there.
And no one's lost money with me. And if a business has ever lost, I reimburse the people. This is how I'm an upstanding, upfront, loyal guy. Never had a problem except this one time.
All right, now let me ask you something. Now, John, would you be willing to settle this case right now?
Let me
John, hold it a second. Now,
Howard,
listen.
I believe that David Brenner is a fine person. There's no question about it. I am not attacking him personally.
He's a very popular figure.
Let me say something, Howard. This is a fact. That when I worked in the show business industry, I saw a lot of agents who maybe were inaccurate. I didn't negotiate.
John, listen.
I'm not casting any aspersions.
John, I know David Brenner to be honest. Let's do it this way.
I think David Brenner is a good guy, and I don't.
Why did you cancel the fundraiser?
But I want to tell you something.
But why shouldn't he get paid something?
Why should we be threatened?
Because you know why? Here's what I think the guy is saying.
I'm just suing you.
The guy is saying that he feels that if he had been called back in a way and was described the problem or something, it was very harsh. They were like, "Hey, screw you."
No.
Now, it might have been done in your it might have been done without your knowledge. John, listen to me. Listen to me. Just listen.
Go ahead.
It might have been done without your knowledge. So what happens is you're in the awkward position now that suddenly you're at war.
Your name is in the suit.
With David Brenner. So what you ought to do? Here's what I would do. First thing I would do is say, "Hey, look, David, I'm sorry this happened. I don't know how it happened. Obviously, when you start with a new organization, new people, it happens. People make commitments. It just got out of hand."
Yeah, we made a mistake.
And what I like to do is, I tell you what, if this would solve the whole case, what can I do to solve the case? How much money could I...
Let's
negotiate a little, man to man.
Howard,
say that. Let me hear you say that.
Howard,
say it like a man.
Howard,
go ahead, John.
Howard, may I say something a minute? I believe that my attorneys or my campaign committees...
You've got a chance here. You'll erase this whole lawsuit.
Howard.
You could almost get David to go along for almost no money if you handled it right.
Howard, please. Let me just
finish. It's an issue of principle.
Howard, let me finish.
Yes.
We received a letter from his attorney.
Go ahead.
So my campaign committee attorneys responded. We didn't go out there with attorneys and legalese and say, we're not doing A, B, or C. I believe in good faith that my campaign representative represented this campaign. We are not...
John, listen to me. John, I'm going to teach you something. John, no, you got to hear me out.
2 minutes.
You got the guy sitting right here, David Brenner. You got forget the lawyers. Forget that his lawyer sent the letter. That's what lawyers do. You got that's red tape. You got the guy sitting right here. Just listen.
Howard, let me say something.
John, you can end the whole problem right now. You're hung up on you're macho. You're being too macho about it.
Howard, I'm not being macho at all. The fact of the matter is these negotiations took place, I believe, around October, November, I believe, and don't hold me to the accuracy, but the end of January to February, I believe, or March.
Let's get rid of the case. Why should lawyers make money?
Wait. The fact of the matter is, let me ask you a question.
Do you feel bad for David Brenner's position?
Howard,
do you understand his position?
He was given more than 60 days in his own contract, which we never signed, to be told that we couldn't do it. We were not doing it.
So in other words, you canceled the contract within 60
Howard,
days?
Let me ask you a question.
I'm asking you a question. Did you cancel the contract within 60 days?
Way before. It's like 3-4 months. We never even signed a contract to cancel it. But the fact of the matter is that his organization, his people, were called. A letter was sent. At least 2 months before, and we have that to back up. But in addition to that, the fact of the matter is, Howard, that I don't like when people do that to people in show business, to people in politics, because many times people are very, very well-meaning. I think David Brenner's a well-meaning guy. And
but you got to understand something. People in show business have gotten screwed traditionally. I'll tell you how.
Let me tell you the first thing. Let me tell you the first thing.
They make an agreement. There's no time. You know how long it takes to sign contracts? If they say, okay, listen, you guys want me, you can book me, I'll be available that day.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Wait, let me tell you why I took the gig, okay? I did two things. I got in touch with my Philadelphia friends. I said, give me a readout on this guy, John Staler. Is he a good guy? Is he a right-winger? What is his story? You know what I mean?
Right.
And if he's a good guy, let me check. So they came back and they said you were a good guy. Then, anything for Philadelphia. I mean, I have always busted my chops for Philadelphia. So I figured the combination of you and Philadelphia, why not? Because I don't get involved with politicians because basically I don't like them.
It's also not a good
Philadelphia,
thing.
And he was a good guy, and he had a pretty good record, and why not? And boom, and it was at a nice theater, and I get back to Philly. Most of my friends still live in Philly.
So you booked the date.
So I booked the date. Everything was fine. It was all set. We wrote. Everything was set. Then all of a sudden they cancel us like this, and they no retribution, and that's not show business.
And there should have been a personal call.
Wait a minute. Hold it.
John, that's what I'm saying. You got the guy here. You can see what he's looking for. He's looking for a satisfaction from you.
Howard.
John, read the situation.
Howard.
Yes.
Two things, please. One.
Oh boy.
This was canceled more than 60 days.
All right. Let's say you're right, John. Let's say you're right.
Howard. Hold on, Howard.
Who cares who's right? Say to the man, I'm sorry what happened.
Howard.
He's looking for an apology.
Howard, I am sorry what happened, but I will tell you something, Howard.
It wasn't 60 days.
Howard, wait a minute. Please, David, let me just say two things under 2 minutes. The first thing is that it was canceled over 60 days, and in addition to that, if you go and, let's say, buy an airplane ticket, right, and you don't want to go, there's a certain cancellation period.
Yeah, because they can sell the seat again.
Wait a minute.
They can get a job again.
And you get your money back.
No, but
the fact of the matter is, in good faith...
John, are you absolutely sure? So you didn't do any of these things.
How do you know?
No, wait a minute, because you know what I authorized?
What?
I authorized in good faith, not bearing any guilt, that we would offer David Brenner first-class airfare from Colorado to New York in case he had any dates around that time that he was coming to, all right? We did that in good faith without admittance of guilt, because there was no guilt. We never signed a contract. Guess what? It was refused. Okay? And I have the documentation. So don't tell me that we're not compassionate.
Is that true? Did you guys get offered that?
No, I don't know anything about that.
I don't
know anything about that.
It was sent certified. It was sent Federal Express.
Who was it sent to?
Who?
It was sent to the same people who claimed that we had signed or that we had agreed on a contract. That's who it was signed. I don't have the file here.
Well,
Howard,
let me
Howard.
tell you
Well, is there a way to bring you guys together on
one
this?
thing I want to tell you.
Yes.
If it's true, let's say he had signed a contract. Let's say it was within a 60 days.
We never signed a contract, David.
Even if he did, okay, he would still owe the deposit. Even if he's right, he still owes me a deposit.
Because you booked the date.
He still owes me 50% of the date legally.
Right.
Forget the fact that But all I wanted, you see...
David, we never signed a contract.
Yeah,
but you verbally agreed.
It doesn't matter.
Excuse me.
We all agree that it was a verbal agreement.
No, we don't.
We don't?
He never agreed to that.
But John, don't you agree that you wanted David Brenner and they called him and made an overture and he said yes?
And
I wanted David Brenner. I also wanted I also wanted Barbara Streisand. I wanted Henny Youngman.
Why would you want
I wanted Alan King.
Why would you want me if you think that I abandoned Philadelphia and you're running in my hometown? Why would you I abandoned Philadelphia and you want me? And I trashed Philadelphia and you want me? I mean, if this is all true, that I'm such an anti-Philadelphia guy, I'm the last guy you'd ever want. You know why you wanted me? Because I'm a heavy draw and a heavy power in Philadelphia and you needed the votes and I could get you the votes. Now you're in trouble.
It's like a pay-per-view special.
Now you're in trouble because you got a favorite son who's PO'd at you.
David,
look, I'm not running for votes. I don't need votes.
Why don't you guys get together on this?
David,
I just need
What is it, Stuttering John?
David, we all need some laughs. David, we all need some laughs because the problem with the state right now is it's not funny.
Wait a second. David's agent is on the phone now. Here, let's go.
Ben's on the phone.
Ben, is that you?
That's me.
All right, now what do you say?
I'm looking at the cancellation letter that's dated December 27th, 1993.
When was the date?
February 20th.
See, that's less than 60 days, first of all.
Well, I have to. I don't have.
All right, well, listen to this.
Look, do you guys really want to go to court over this, or would you like to settle it now?
Crazy?
Howard,
John, is there some sort of?
Howard, I got to tell you something, Howard. Howard,
Ben, go ahead and say your piece then. If Ben wants to say something, go ahead. Ben, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah. What else about that letter?
I can read it to you over the phone. It says,
well, don't read the whole letter.
Well, it's short. With less than 2 months until the scheduled February 20th, 1999 performance of David Brenner, our campaign coordinators have met to review the feasibility of promoting and sponsoring the event. The demand for our time and resources in other areas of the campaign has made it necessary to cancel David Brenner's performance to be sponsored by the John Saylor for Lieutenant Governor campaign. John Saylor has agreed that if we did not have the resources to conduct a first-class event, we should not proceed.
All right. Well, okay, so here it is. Here's an opportunity. I have all the less than 60 days. John, what do you think of that?
And he owes me a deposit.
Sounds like there was a contract or some kind of agreement.
Well, you know what? Really, here's a fact. I am not ditching this. This is a campaign.
But you guys know that I don't think David Brenner's looking to hold you up here.
That letter acknowledges there's a deal. That letter acknowledges
a deal.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad that we got Felix Frankfurter and Judge Brandeis all in one room in New York today. That's great.
Well, they're arguing their side.
Well, that's good, Howard. The fact of the matter is it's about 16 people to 1.
Well, let me say something. I don't really care who's innocent. This is one of these gray areas.
It is a gray area.
And you guys are going to go to court and spend fortunes and on lawyers to solve this thing. What kind of money are we really talking about here? I mean, I don't know what the money negotiated was.
You give me the money and I'll give it to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital.
Howard, that's great. I'll tell you what, Howard.
Principle to say.
Howard,
yes.
I'll take it out of my own pocket and give it. I don't need you to do that to pander. I'm sorry, not Howard, David. I don't need you to pander like that because I give to a lot of charities.
I don't mean pander. I mean,
do me a favor.
Look, if it's a principle, it's not the money.
David.
He's a principled guy.
I know, David. You're real, David. I don't want to get on right here dealing with this situation because I'll tell you why. What you're starting to do is try to pull those little strings.
We read your letter. That's not pulling a string.
That was a letter of agreement. The fact that we did David, thank you very much.
Diesel.
Well, I'm running for office, so I can't say Jesus, you know.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, David, you started in a very, very legal sort of way to try to cajole, threaten, whatever for your money.
That's not true.
It is.
It is
David,
not true.
You had your lawyers send us letters ad nauseum. My lawyer in Philadelphia, Jeffrey.
But John, you know, what was he going to do? He has to get in touch with you.
What was he supposed to do? Call you on the phone?
I have a letter from your lawyer, first letter, threatening to sue me. How's that?
To sue you?
Yeah.
For what?
To sue me because I'm trying to get this money. He's going to sue me for false accusations and charges and all that.
Well, I'll tell you something. Everyone here is very angry.
Yeah, I think they should give the money to the Children's Hospital and forget about it and admit that they have we just read your letter of agreement. That's an agreement.
Howard, I'll tell you what.
You guys want to attempt to settle this right now?
I don't have a file at my access right now, Howard, and this is really highly unfair. I'll tell you what.
Then you're call.
David, you come down here next week with Howard Stern to WYSB. I'll bring my documents. And you bring yours.
Well, why don't you guys come right here on the air? We could do it next Friday. Come right here.
How do I know you're going to show up? I don't know if you're going to show up.
You know why?
We'll sign a contract.
Because I happen to love Howard Stern.
He does.
Well, so do I. But
at least we all have that together.
Right. So at least you have that.
Yeah, what is it, Gary? I could, John, if I was you, I could settle this thing in 2 seconds.
By the way, incidentally, I'm sorry. Guess what?
What?
My lawyer he's on the other line.
Good.
I'm told it's a 30-day cancellation.
30 days.
It just said 60 in the letter.
It said 60 in the letter.
I don't know. But
anyway,
that's what I'm told. He is in Philly. I'm in Ballackinwood, so I can't see this.
David's lawyer just called.
Yes.
Who is a guy that we know. He's also, oddly enough, Stuttering John's lawyer.
Yes.
And he said that he has a letter right in front of him, and the two key words are when they sent the letter is this is a formal offer. And in court, he said those words are golden.
Okay, well, listen, guys. John, between you and me...
I think you ought to
maybe
just
we ought to go to
care
court.
of this.
Why don't you guys, instead of going to court...
golden, I think I'll go to court.
No.
I haven't been golden in court.
Let me say something.
No. David,
I'm trying to get... John, I think here if you would just...
Children's Hospital. Now you're going back to court.
No.
Well, now he sees he can win.
Come on,
David.
You're not making me an offer.
David.
John, don't be hostile.
If I win, I'm going to give the money to
Now you need a mensch.
Don't start giving the Jewish stick back and forth now. Suddenly,
especially from Ballackinwood. You know what I mean? I know the Jewish guy from Ballackinwood.
John,
you're the guy we used to steal your bikes.
David, don't you deserve
I know you guys. You know, with cuffs on your underwear.
Can I say something? You two guys ought to get together.
Ballackinwood.
Give me Ballackinwood.
Right, David.
Ballackinwood, I'll trash Ballackinwood.
Here is what I'd like to propose. John, I'd like to propose the following. I
propose that David Brenner show up at my victory party.
No.
Your victory party.
Let me say something.
You think you're scoring votes today with me?
Let me say something.
Only with Howard Stern, David.
John, here's what I suggest.
He's a New Yorker.
I suggest just you and David.
Let me tell you something about Howard Stern.
Well, go ahead.
You got to tell me about Howard. This is a new one. You're going to tell me about Philadelphia and about Howard. Two things I don't know anything about.
Let me say
Tell me about sex with young, beautiful women.
David, let me talk to John for a second. Don't even listen to this. What I'm about to say.
I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to buzz.
John, listen to me.
Yes, sir.
Whether you're right, whether you're wrong, whatever.
No.
If you come on to a guy like David Brenner,
right?
I understand David Brenner. He's more into principle.
Tiger.
If you just
so am I,
I know. Listen to me.
It's bloody.
It looks a little bad for your side right now. This is what I would do. You're a candidate, so you can't offer him a piece of ass, which is probably what he'd like the best. So this is what you do.
Wait.
I've had him on Philadelphia.
I know. Listen to me.
I have a room full of people now. All of a sudden, I'm very popular. So go ahead.
No, listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You say to a guy like this, hey, David, for God's sakes, I'm running for lieutenant governor. I got people running around. They're making deals. We're getting it all together. And, we could fight this thing in court and all of that. And, maybe I'm right. Maybe you're right. Who knows? But listen, I think you're a tremendous comic.
Let us two Philly guys.
Here's the reason we contacted you is because I'm a big fan of yours.
Kinwood and Philly.
Listen to me.
What was that, David? I didn't hear that.
Ballard Kinwood and Philly.
Forget about Ballard Kinwood, all right?
Not Philly.
I am running from Montgomery County, but I am a Philadelphian.
All right, listen to me. Are you listening to me, John?
Yes.
John.
Go ahead.
And you say to a guy like this, listen, the reason I contacted you in the first place, I'm a tremendous David Brenner fan, and I know that he would have brought a great thing to my campaign and this and that. To have him on my team would have been great. Things get a little screwed up. These guys aren't used to show business, so they canceled. They probably were a little bit too...
This was done in my name. Done by me.
What can I do to satisfy this? We would love to fly you out to New York, first class. I'd like to make good on that.
I already did that,
listen, no, you didn't do...
John, you don't listen.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I will keep quiet. Go ahead.
Do it in a conciliatory tone. There's nothing wrong with that. So you back down a little, and the guy says, you know what? This guy Saylor's a good guy. Forget it already. Let's drop it. I'm not going to go sue this guy. And that's the end of it.
But let me ask you a question.
I understand
David,
what you're
why
saying.
do you need first class?
Wait, no. David is an entertainer. John,
I'm kidding.
David's an entertainer. He can't be sitting back and coach with people saying, oh, my God, look how bad David Brenner's doing. He can coach. All right? Right?
He had the best airplane jokes of any comic.
Right. Of course he does. He is a man who observes life. He's a tremendous comic.
But he observes it from first class.
He also has to protect his business life.
Right.
That's right.
I always thought it was baggage back there.
He has to protect... Listen to me. He has to protect his business life. In other words, this is the way he makes his money. He books these dates in advance. He's got to be... listen...
the calendar is what he lives by.
There's an ego here, too, involved with the man. Listen, he's had serious accomplishment. Okay, he's a big shot. Wants to be treated as such. Go ahead. Now, in light of what I just said, I want you to address David Brenner personally. Go ahead. Right now.
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
get this
but I
over
will
with.
tell you one
No. Don't tell me anything.
Okay.
Go ahead.
David.
Yes.
You're a great American.
You see, already.
No, I'm not.
You see, you're being sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic. You're a great Philadelphian. You really are. The fact of the matter is that in good faith and really based on nothing legal other than that, I personally...
I'm just saying good faith. Good faith was fine.
Could I finish?
I'm reading the guy's face.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
All right? I wish you could see. You were winning him over, and then right away you start with legal. Forget legal.
No. But no,
forget legal.
In good faith.
Are you a lawyer? No. Is he a lawyer? No.
In good faith, based on really my own feelings about you being a relatively good person.
Why do you just say relatively?
Why are you qualifying?
Come on.
Because sometimes he really does jerk people around, and we all know that.
How do you know? What do you...
Howard, you help me.
You guys got to go to court.
You know that?
No. You guys go to court on this. That's it.
You're not going to get through to this.
You guys settle this in court. I don't want any more to do with it. John, I got to go.
I mean, this guy, that was it.
I got to take a break.
David, I really, David?
Yeah.
David, I mean this, David.
Right.
We sent a letter saying that we would... and not based on anything legal, but would certainly pay any kind of round-trip airfare.
All right, listen, you guys got to sell. Let me have a commercial
David.
break.
And David, let me say something, all right, David? I really meant that because although I don't believe that what we did was in any way, I think we gave plenty of notice. The fact of the matter is I did feel that it was unfortunate that we couldn't have you here. And obviously one of the reasons we wanted you here so badly is because you are popular and you are liked in the city. I will apologize. I thought you trashed West Philadelphia. I certainly hope you didn't, but
he didn't.
But the fact is that that still stands. I don't think in good faith on your part it would be necessary to collect all of that because I think we did.
All right, you made an honest mistake.
Go ahead within reasonable time.
All right, I think David Brenner, I think, is ready to respond.
No, I'll respond to you. Right. John, I think you're relatively right. Okay? I think you accept the fact that I did not trash West Philadelphia because I spent my life living there, not out in Bella Cynwyd with the wealthy.
That's all right to say.
To me, a detached home was because neighbors' houses were condemned and they tore them down.
But how do you feel about this case?
In that particular case, I will say this to you.
Go ahead.
Nothing to do legally.
Go ahead.
I don't want to get into
lawyers.
Yeah. And Howard has helped me tremendously in settling a custody case, which was inflamed. So
no, and I know that.
It doesn't need to be brought up.
Let me say this.
But you can bring it up anyway.
I will, for no other reason than because this is the kind of person I am. I will accept a round-trip first-class ticket from Aspen to New York. And I will accept that. I will have to say that I would not vote for you, you understand. But I will accept this peace offering and will accept a first-class round-trip ticket.
And then we're done with it.
And I am done with it.
All right. That was magnanimous of you.
Yes,
David Brenner, of course, could have dragged us out. And John Saylor could have dragged us out. I think the two of you. And John, is that agreeable?
To you?
Oh, it's agreeable to me because I knew you were a mensch, Brenner. But here's one more thing, David. Really, you got to come back here if I do get elected or if I don't, and help us do some kind of charity.
No, he doesn't have to do that.
Well, no.
If he wants to do that, he doesn't need you to. Wait, John, I'm going to stop this. Hold it. John, I'm going to stop this right now.
Okay.
I don't know how Rory will get 15% of the ticket. I don't know how that's going to work, but I guess
we cashed in with 2 coach tickets so we could both.
Oh, that's right. I'm glad the two of you have settled it. If in any way I was a facilitator, thank you.
You were great. Howard, you are the King Solomon. You're media King Solomon.
Thank you. Why not? Because
you're media King Solomon.
Thank you.
John, they're all clapping in my office.
Congratulations to you on settling the case. David Brenner and Rory, congratulations on settling the case.
Thank you.
David Brenner, you are a true man. You went ahead and you said, I want to end this thing. There's been some differences, but let's forget it. Bygones be bygones. I'll accept your ticket and your apology. John, you were manly. You said, okay, I'm sorry if there was a misunderstanding, and you offered the ticket in good faith. It is not a wealthy campaign, so to pay for a ticket costs you money.
You will FedEx it, though, right?
Of course.
Yes, sir. As long as you tell your friends to pull the first ballot position in the Democratic primary on May 10th.
Well, thank you, John. In fact, the Democratic committee just called, and they said, you're off the ticket, and the Pirates just fired David Brenner. Both of you, congratulations.
Right.
All right, goodbye, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. What is it?
Not too bad.
What?
No, it was the guys running against John.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, wow. Hear from him.
Can you hold on? Unfortunately, I got all these commercials.
Sure.
I mean, I guess it's fortunate.
Sure.
What did you want to say real quick?
Well, I wanted this Sean Saylor is always like a wheeler dealer trying to make deals all the time, and Philadelphia Magazine sort of trashed him a little bit.
Well, hey, listen, you know what? It's over with now. But what's your name? We'll give you equal time.
You give me equal time?
Go ahead.
My name is Philip Berg. I'm a candidate, and I'd love to have Howard's endorsement. I'd like to talk to David Brenner because I was born and raised in Philadelphia. And I'll stay off of Saylor if you want.
Maybe you'll do a campaign thing for him.
Yeah, I'll campaign for him. If I was in New York, I'd like to be his lieutenant governor.
All right, very good.
Hello, you still there?
Yes.
I'm for the death penalty. I was the pro-choice candidate for governor 4 years ago in Pennsylvania.
Very good.
And we think a lot alike. And I love that. And my girlfriends and my girlfriend Carol Miller, my secretary here, sends their love to Howard, and I'll say that on the air.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
No, you're on the air.
Oh, I'm on.
Yeah.
Yes, you're on now.
I'm on.
Yeah.
How you, Howard?
Yeah,
Howard,
you're on.
Phil Berg.
All right, hold on, Phil. Hold on. You were just on, and you did very well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Well, let me take a break. I got to take a break. I got to take a break.
Never dull.
No, I got to take a break.
Howard, I need a partner.
I know. I will be back right after these words. What is this? Brain Scan, the movie. You seen this movie yet? Oh, actually, it opens Friday. I, of course, got an advance copy.
I was just going to say,
yes.
you rat,
yes.
you went premium.
Yeah, but you know what? I never get that.
Whoa.
I never get that. I've always wanted that. I always read about, like, guys in Hollywood who are powerful. They get the movies when they come out.
How come you don't, how come they don't do that with you?
Well, Brain Scan did it. Brain Scan did it.
Yeah, they did it.
I sat at home and watched Brain Scan. And it's good.
Yeah.
I can tell you it's good.
Yeah.
And I did make the statement on the air that anyone who sends me a movie in advance, I will give a positive review to.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually like this. I mean, I know it's hard for me to have any credibility after saying that.
How can you say that after that?
Yeah, that credibility's a little off.
I know, but I'm telling you, it's really good.
Yeah?
Brain Scan is a good movie. If anyone who liked like Freddy Krueger movies and stuff, which I happen to like, it's that kind of thing. Yeah, it's about this kid who's into computers. It's the kid from Terminator 2. 16-year-old kid. He's dating a 29-year-old woman now.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's the opposite of David.
Yeah, he dates older women.
No, he dates the same age women I do, except he's a kid.
Right.
I dated 20-year-old women when I was 16, and I never got out of the house.
That's right.
That's what happened.
Now you're still doing it.
You're right, yeah.
So here's the point.
Yeah.
This movie is good. It's this kid, he's into computers, and all of a sudden he's bored with all the video games and stuff. He gets a CD-ROM game. The game makes it like you're a murderer.
Sounds like my kid here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a murderer game.
Yeah. Oh.
And then all of a sudden, turns out
it's really happening.
It's really happening.
Whoa.
So and then there's a Freddy Krueger type of control. It's very good. Very nice. That's right. That's right.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Brain Scan opens April 22nd.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right, we're back. I want to apologize.
I want to give you the Friday forecast.
Hello. I didn't mean to keep you waiting on the phone. You there?
I'm here. How are you?
All right, this is candidate. What is your name?
My name is Philip Berg.
Philip Berg.
I'm a candidate for Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania.
All right, Philip wanted to get on the air after David had his argument with the other guy.
John Saylor.
Right, is David still there?
Yeah,
yes, he is.
Here. How you doing?
David, how are you? I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I went to Germantown High School.
I can tell. I can hear the accent.
And then I went to Temple University. David, if you, on May 3rd, I'm having a fundraiser. If you would come here, if we could work something out, we'd fax it. I would give 25% of the proceeds to Children's Hospital, and I would give 25% of the proceeds to the wellness community. That's cancer patients fighting for their own recovery. I'm a founding board member. Gilda Radner was involved in that during the last year of her life. And if you would come down and bring Howard here, we could raise money or other charities for you.
Listen. The point is this.
I'm working May 3rd.
Are you? Where are you going to be?
Where am I May 3rd?
He's somewhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
He's anywhere. He's anywhere, May 3rd.
Howard, you come down on May 3rd,
He wants
Howard, and I'll give the money to Children's Hospital.
He doesn't want you giving the money to Children's Hospital. He wants
I'm
Ash
going to
Cake. Oh, you're going to be in Branson.
Show,
now, let me tell you something.
Sure. I'm so busy and stressed, you know. Thank God.
Now you're all stressed out.
Thank God I'm so busy and stressed.
Philip,
it's so nice
listen, I like what you stand for. I heard some of the things you stand for.
What's that?
I said, I like what you stand for. I heard some of the things you stand for.
You handle yourself well on the phone.
You handle yourself well.
You, Howard?
Go ahead.
Philip Berg likes that Howard Stern says what he feels.
Right.
And it's a shame that other people can't or won't do that.
I see.
And that's why I respect you. And the issues, I wish I was in New York, because then I'd be your running mate for
Lieutenant
Governor.
You certainly would. Well, I'll tell you that.
But listen, I'm here in Philadelphia.
Right.
I'm in Pennsylvania, and I hope I'm number 2 on the ballot,
right.
And I want everyone's support because I speak out. The proudest thing I can say about myself is something similar to you, Howard. People always know where I stand.
Well, very good. Thanks for calling.
All right.
I appreciate your call.
Howard, will you come down on May 3rd?
No.
Why not?
He's working.
I'm working. I'll be in Branson, Missouri.
And he's busy being governor.
Send down Stuttering John, and I'll send the proceeds.
Yes, I would send him.
Can we do that?
I can't speak for him, but I would send him. It's no skin off my back.
I'll send him too. I will send.
And David Brenner will send him.
Well, how about can I talk to your producer and we'll arrange for Stuttering John to come down May 3rd?
Listen, there's a doorman in this building.
Philip, I got to be honest with you. I don't think anyone cares about either of these two dumb campaigns. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it a shame they don't?
Well, let me tell you something. They should care, and I think you're a very good man, and I want to thank you. I want to thank John for calling in, and I do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you about getting someone down there, okay?
Howard, how can I get your endorsement?
Oh, you have it. If you ask for it, you have it.
I have your
the other guy
endorsement?
didn't ask.
The other guy didn't ask, so he doesn't get it. You got it.
I'm endorsed by Howard Stern.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I can put out a press release to that effect today?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And can we meet so I can get a picture taken with you?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
I'm busy.
I'll come to you.
All right, now send me $5,000.
No, you send me.
And I want first-class round trip.
You're not kidding.
From Seattle
and I have
to
a contract.
Portland.
You know, Phil Berg really commends David Brenner because, David, that was very nice of you because John Saylor was wishy-washy as he is on everything else. But Phil
I thought David Brenner handled himself nicely.
But I am proud to be endorsed by you, Howard.
All right,
Send me
you.
a ticket.
David Brenner, will you endorse me?
Hey, what are you going to send me? You're going to send me a ticket?
David, will you endorse Phil Berg?
I'll tell you. How many guys are running?
There's 8 of us.
8 of us. See, I don't know who the other 6
He's a little more. He's not as easy with his endorsement.
Yeah,
I'm easy.
I got to worry. You know, I'm in so much trouble all the time.
Right.
I got to worry about endorsements.
Me, I don't care.
I would endorse C. Howard for anything.
I don't know anything about you, but you want to know something?
I don't know you.
If you were a hatchet murderer, I'd endorse you. I don't care. You asked for it.
Be careful. I'm not.
I know you're
I
not.
am the pro-choice candidate. I ran against the Governor Casey 4 years ago. I'm for the death penalty. I think your issues are terrific. I have an important issue you should talk about. We should cap interest rates on credit cards across this country.
I'm for that.
And and if we did, we should cap it at 3% above prime, and we'd put millions of dollars back in people's pockets, and we'd cut off this banking industry, which is horrendous.
How about capital punishment for bankers?
Absolutely. I'm for that. Hey, listen, guys, seriously, I'm way behind. I got to go.
And Howard, one last thing.
Philip, I really got to go.
Howard, one last thing.
You got to let me go off the hook.
Howard, one last thing.
Yes.
It's appalling to me that people around the world are fighting and dying for democracy, and yet people here aren't registered. In Pennsylvania, 2.5 million people who are eligible to vote aren't even registered.
May I say that people should register to vote? Thank
Everyone
you.
should register.
Thank you.
Get out there.
Thanks, Philip.
Leave your
Seriously.
position on so we can arrange someone to come down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Exercise your right.
Thank you, Philip Berg.
And vote for Phil Berg.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Well, a good man.
Good hustler, right? You can tell he's a
all right.
street
Look,
guy.
he's trying to get his name out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, right. He's right.
I gotta go rest.
What in the world happened here today?
What a show!
Wow, did we get it? I feel like I'm naked and the sun's on me.
David, it's the last time you're allowed in here. You caused
too much turmoil.
I'm like
I could have been on my way home already.
I'm one of the easiest going guys in the world.
We gotta leave here now and go up to Albany.
Every time I come in here, my whole life gets like exploded.
All right, let's review everything that happened today. First of all, David is getting a round trip plane ticket first class. Okay.
Right, from Aspen.
And Rory, your new manager, is getting squat.
Yeah, he's getting nothing of it.
Also, I did 5 hours of commercials today. Also, Philly is full of lots of candidates running for lots of lieutenant governor.
I'm going to be in Branson, Atlantic City this weekend.
All right, Atlantic City this weekend. Branson, you'll be at the Claridge. Branson, Missouri, all summer.
The Ozark Theater.
We're going to miss you because I won't be seeing you all summer, that means.
Right.
And
Amsterdam Billiard Club is in its 4th year and doing nicely.
That is the billiard club that David owns, and it's a lot of fun. I've been there. It's a lot of fun.
And I've been working very, very hard.
And Steve, your ex-manager, is very happy.
Yeah, he's very happy, and we all wish him the best.
Okay, and Rory is the new guy.
Rory's a good guy, and we wish him the best.
All right, very good.
All right.
David Brenner, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, David Brenner. Robin, you and I will sit here and do the news while David Brenner goes
everybody
party.
else gets to go home now.
Yeah, David goes to get sex.
Thanks, Howard.
Glad I settled your lawsuit.
Yeah, thanks. You always settle things.
You know, Howard, you should have been a lawyer.
I wanted to be one, but I am too stupid to get into medical school. Lawyer school, whatever that is. All right, hey, I'll see you, David. Thanks, man. Come again, but try to straighten out your situation.
Did you get your life straightened out before you come in?
Why do I have to straighten out your life on my show? I know, I always do.
Wonderful.
It's weird.
And I don't even know I have problems until I sit down.
It's weird. See you, Rory.
Bye-bye.
All right, take it easy, David.
The Howard Stern Show.
Baba Booey, pick up the lieutenant governor on the hotline, if you would. And tell him, somehow get us out of that. All right. Phil Berg and John Saylor and David Brenner. Full show today. Picking candidates for my bid for governor. We're going to be all weekend doing politics. It's wild stuff.
All of a sudden, this is a political show.
You know, there was hardly time to talk about masturbation today. We were so full of problems.
I don't think you mentioned penis once.
Yeah, let me mention it while we're here and while we're at this point in the show. Anybody want to talk about their penis?
I remember what show this is?
Yeah, I mean, what is going on here? Well, that was certainly fun. Robin, let's get into the day's news so we can find out what's going on.
Whew. I'm telling you.
Let's put that together, because tomorrow we're going to be very busy.
All right, first of all, let me just say that.
My eye hurts just thinking about it.
It is now confirmed that, here they say, in the Post, that roly-poly comic Dom DeLuise
I saw that.
Caught in the middle of a gay sex scandal.
Good, now we can make fun of it all we want.
DeLuise was charged with sexually touching a male hotel worker in Atlantic City last month, according to the cops. The complaint was filed by an unidentified employee of the Merv Griffin Resorts Casino Hotel where DeLuise was performing. The 60-year-old funny man and father of 3 has denied the charge. But a published report said that a muscular bellboy told police...
Muscular. I mean, look at that. I had to put that in there. Muscular. This is in the Post. A muscular bellboy.
Suntan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do they have to say muscular? I've never heard in any newspaper report about any case about a muscular bellboy. Only in this alleged gay situation.
And the roly-poly comedian.
Yeah.
Well, the muscular bellboy told police that the 300-pound star summoned him to his room 5 times. And began touching him intimately. In one visit, DeLuise allegedly touched his chest and muscles, saying, That's magnificent, according to the National Enquirer.
Robin, how are gay guys supposed to meet guys unless they make some sort of overture?
Unless they order room service.
Yeah. According to a cute policeman who was on the scene, the muscular bellboy allegedly...
In another visit, his left hand was pulling my pants off my waistline. As I started for the door, Mr. DeLuise grabbed me.
Sounds like me and Fred on the trip to Albany.
And held on to them until I opened the door and ran for the elevator.
Wow.
They say they have mailed a summons to Mr. DeLuise notifying him of the charges.
Imagine that summons comes to your house and your wife answers the door and gets it. What is this summons, officer? I don't understand. What,
this must be important. It's court papers. Let me open it immediately.
Yeah, and it's like... A muscular bellboy, alleged, according to a cute policeman. Oh, boy. Dom's busy. Gee, I wonder how the 3 kids will feel about this.
The police have added that the star was not arrested, and no court date has been set.
Very embarrassing to Mr. DeLuise.
The police chief said the pudgy DeLuise has denied any wrongdoing.
Muscular and pudgy. The pudgy DeLuise.
DeLuise's agent says he knows nothing about this.
Who is DeLuise's agent? Rory?
No, a guy named Robert Malcolm.
Oh, lucky guy.
They don't describe him, though.
No. Is he muscular?
Or is he cute?
Or is he pudgy?
They do not release the identity of the casino worker who filed the complaint.
I see. Well, Dom DeLuise in big trouble, Robin.
Well, he will have to answer those charges.
If I could get Mr. DeLuise and the muscular bellboy on the phone, I think I could settle it.
Maybe you could settle this whole thing without court proceeding.
Yeah, I mean, the guy went back 5 times to Mr. DeLuise's room.
I mean, how much more do you have to do? Don't you think that's a come-on after a while?
After a while, Mr. DeLuise gets the impression that maybe you want something.
Dom should sue him.
You know, listen, Dom DeLuise, obviously, in this case, maybe he wanted a
he could have been a little bit off balance. He started to fall forward and actually grabbed the guy's waistband, and then, the guy thinks he's pulling down his pants.
Is it possible that that Dom DeLuise is not gay and just was very impressed with the man's physical stature because he's so fat and just wanted to feel his muscles?
Yeah, he hasn't felt muscle in a while.
Ooh, is that your hot dog?
Why, that's magnificent.
May I feel your hot dog?
This ain't looking good.
No, it's not.
Well, it'll be an interesting court case. I hope that'll be on court TV.
Yeah, we want to watch that. You think that'll be on court TV? Ooh, that sounds fabulous. In that kind of case, a lawyer hopes that it'll just be settled. They'll throw a little money or something in there. If I was Dom DeLuise, I'd go all the way.
Fight it.
Yeah, it's hard for other guys. When the jury looks at 2 guys, they go, hey.
Look at Roly-Poly over there and look at Muscular.
Yeah, he could have left the room. I would go all the way with it.
How did Roly-Poly take advantage of him?
Yeah.
If I was the muscular bellboy, I'd call Playgirl and see if I can get in this month. That's funny, Dom DeLuise. We met him. We had him on the show once.
He never made one advance.
Yeah, not to me.
You're a good-looking guy.
I'm muscular. I'm a muscular bellboy.
Hey, I was sitting right next to him.
He didn't touch anybody here.
No, he was a perfect gentleman.
And Gary always gets picked up on.
Yeah. I think Dom might have been looking at his ass. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, all we can say is that no overtures were made here.
Right, Robin.
Former President Richard Nixon continues to lie in a New York hospital suffering from a stroke.
Oh, my stroke. Oh, my leg. What happened to the phlebitis?
The phlebitis cleared up.
That's the good thing about a stroke. You don't feel your phlebitis after you have one.
This is the most critical period for the former president, according to the doctors. For the next 48 to 72 hours,
it's time to make peace with my maker.
He is experiencing dangerous brain swelling.
Oh, it's time to visit the guy upstairs.
And they say this is when the brain swelling reaches its peak and they see how much or what kind of damage it's going to cause.
Pat, I'm coming. I'm coming for you, honey.
The family says they're in a wait-and-see mode.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It's touch and go for the former president. Could the family throw out more cliches?
It's touch and go. Wait and see. Our stitching time says 9. Oh, my God, my genitals have disappeared. Oh. Well, I'm 81 years old and I live a good life.
Are you finished with this world, Mr. President?
It's touch and go. Julie, Tricia. Oh.
Well, Tricia Nixon Cox has not left.
Oh, Cox. Oh.
And Mrs. Cox says...
Me and Mrs. Cox.
says that her father did recognize her when he opened his eyes.
Mr. President, are you all right? Bring me all the Cox. Excuse me, Mr. President? Bring me the Cox, please. The Coxes.
That's a Cox and that's a Cox.
Excuse me, Mr. President, what are you talking about? That Cox over there and that Cox over there. Bring them to me, all of them.
I recognize them. I know those Cox.
I certainly do. Mr. President.
He looked at the Cox and gave a thumb up.
Julie, Tricia, you. Where are the children? They're big Cocks now. All right.
Well, one of the younger Cocks was said to be fearful.
I'm fearful.
For the condition of the former president.
I'm trembling.
But the former president's old Whittier College classmates have only good things to say about him.
Whittier, oh Whittier, you are my alma mater.
Here is, what's his name? Hubert
Perry.
Yes.
My old college buddy. Is that right?
Yes.
He's a fighter. And anybody who would go out for football for 4 years and not earn a letter, take a beating every night, football practice.
It's stupid.
And then go out there and sit on the bench for 4 years. He's got to have something. You knew that he was smart enough and serious enough and so committed that whatever he got into, he was going to be successful.
I was always committed. As a matter of fact, they used to call me on the football team. I had a nickname. They called me Mr. Potato Head. You ever notice I look like Mr. Potato Head?
I never noticed that.
Oh, yeah. So? Yeah. Draw some side, a little bit of hair on their sides, and give them a ski nose. Oh.
Meanwhile, I got a report earlier today, and I'm not sure this is true, but I understand that Mrs. Onassis, Jackie O., who was in the same hospital, has been released and is doing okay. She had been treated for a bleeding ulcer earlier.
Jackie O.?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, Mr. Nixon, she was in the same hospital as you.
Yes, I understand. Oh, Jackie O. Oh.
There are more deaths and injuries reported as Bosnian Serb gunners continue pounding Gorazda, a Muslim enclave in Bosnia.
Gorazda. You get a load of these names? Anybody really know what's going on over there?
Yeah, they're killing each other.
Yeah. What am I going to do about it?
Now, do we lift the embargo and give the Muslims some guns, or do we bomb? That is the question.
We stay out of it.
The Russians are opposed to any NATO airstrikes of Bosnia. The Russians have a long-standing tie with the Serbs.
Los Serbs.
Barbra Streisand is in London, and they got a standing ovation before she opened those chops.
Big chops.
She gave her first concert in Britain in 28 years and acknowledged feeling nervous while she was singing. They say the second half of the concert was better than the first. She got her footing under her and went on and sang.
Hoo-ga.
They say that Elton John was in the audience.
Hoo-ha.
Along with Michael Caine, I think.
Michael Caine, our buddy?
Yeah. They say that she was so nervous that she had to sing every lyric from teleprompter, and even her ad-libs were written down. Now, is that an ad-lib when you write it down?
Nope.
Well, how could you write that in the newspaper?
You don't write down ad-libs. Unless you're doing a New Year's
with
special.
Those reporters?
Right. Thank you. Meanwhile, while Barbra Streisand sang for millions of dollars, her equally talented sister sang at one table at a sidewalk cafe.
Her sister doesn't have stage fright. Go to see her.
Right. She ad-libs. No teleprompter.
The trial of Joel Rifkin, the guy who's accused of killing one woman, actually, but he admitted to killing 17.
Right.
Starts today.
He's allowed to live, by the way.
His attorneys will admit that Rifkin is a serial killer.
Right.
So what's the deal? Just find him guilty.
Yeah.
But no, they're going to say that he's not guilty by reason of insanity.
He absolutely is insane. So what? Kill him. No death penalty. Vote for me.
Attorney John Lawrence says Rifkin is a paranoid schizophrenic who could not separate fantasy from reality.
A lot of people like that in this world, right, Fred?
Absolutely. Kill him, right?
That's right.
They don't deserve to live.
Right.
However, Assistant District Attorney Fred Klein says the facts will disprove the insanity claim, and he thinks Rifkin will be convicted of murder. They say that among the jury are many, many people who think that Rifkin has a problem, but they're willing to be open until they hear all the evidence. So we'll have to see what happens. Trial starts up today with opening arguments. Rifkin was stopped because he had no license plate on his truck, and they found a body.
Oops.
In the back. And that's how this whole thing started.
I'd like to take a carpenter into that room with Joel Rifkin and use one of those planes. You know that thing they use the planes on the wood? They plane his back right down to his ribs. Creep. Make me governor.
I see in the paper today that Khalid Mohammed is still out speaking.
Khalid Mohammed?
Khalid with a D.
He was on C-SPAN last night.
Was he?
Yeah, Khalid Mohammed. Him and that guy, Professor Leonard Jeffries, the other nudnik. The black professor who's the head of African Studies at City University.
What, are they doing tag team wrestling or something?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. And the black audience was stunned. I mean, Leonard Jeffries was screaming about the Jews and the Jews and the Jews and the Jews, as if that's going to solve some black guy's problem. And the Jews control Hollywood, and they made us look like Step and Fetch It, and the Jews control everything. And, you know, he was screaming. And I just said, boy. And he's there with the special African hat, that scary hat.
Yeah.
The hat that says, I'm angry. The hat that says, you know, look, stay away from me. I'm definitely African here. So he had on one of his African hats and dashiki.
Yes, he always wears African garb,
yeah.
Mr. Jeffries.
And he's holding up books, and you could see the guy Khalid Mohammed, the bald guy.
Right.
He's sitting there, he's talking through Jeffrey's whole speech. He's so bored out of his mind that, you know, they all can't stand to hear each other. They don't want to hear themselves talk. And the black audience is sitting there, and once in a while they applaud. I swear to you, I'm a reasonably intelligent guy. I did not know one thing this guy Jeffries was saying. I mean, I wish I could have taped this so you could hear what this guy was saying. I mean, I'm talking about he was rambling.
Yeah?
He's showing pictures of pyramids and the Washington Monument and the African...
Well, first you dull people into submission, and then you can make them take anything.
And you talk rapidly. That's the other thing. You talk like you know what you're talking about. And people start applauding in the most inappropriate places. He's showing up pyramids and the black man and the pyramid, and he made the pyramid and he made the Washington Monument. I said, how is this going to help a black guy stay with his family?
Get a job.
Yeah.
But the best thing I can say about Leonard Jeffries is that, you know, he was reinstated as a tenured professor at whatever CUNY college he was working at after they fired him for giving some speech, but they awarded him about $300,000 as a result. Well, he went to court, they appealed it, and a court said, yeah, you can keep your job, but we're taking away the money award.
Good. So, great. I mean, he wanted to get more money, but...
No, the college... I guess appeal.
I see.
Because they didn't want to pay. And they said...
That's great. Could that happen with Rodney King, I hope? Could someone... Maybe we'll come to our senses on the second trial. Well, I'll tell you something. You got to see this guy Leonard Jeffries when he speaks. He's not a Muslim, so he's got the dashiki and the big I hate you hat, I call it. I can't describe it other than I hate you hat. It's
a lot of colors.
Yeah, it's multicolored. It looks like a zebra. Just, you know, a multicolored zebra. And he's got like it looks almost, actually, you never see go to McDonald's and they wear those white hats, the round hats?
Yes.
That's what it kind of looks like.
It's probably a McDonald's hat modified.
That's what it is. It's a McDonald's hat. And he stands there and he pontificates and he bores you. And I mean, and all I do is I stare at this getup that he's wearing and listen to the garbage he's spewing. And I feel bad for these misguided black souls in the audience who sit there and applaud him. And I'll tell you something. You look at that hat, and you know what that hat says to me? It says, if you're white, then run hat. That's what I call it. It's an if you're white, then run hat.
Controversial Nation of Islam leader Khalid Mohammed Well, actually, he's just a member now because he was demoted. He told a Howard University audience last night that the Long Island Railroad gunman Colin Ferguson got a message from God to go to the Long Island Railroad and kill white people.
And the audience applauded.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think Howard University is... I don't know. I know that there is a guy named Walter Annenberg, a Jewish man, who left something like or donated $50 million to United Negro College Fund. And I would imagine, I don't know how it works, but Howard University must receive some of those funds. I don't know.
I'm sure they do.
By the way, Annenberg's a Jew. I'll tell you something. Any Jew should have his head examined before he gives any money to United Negro anything.
Well, see, now that's where you're wrong, Howard.
No, I'm
because
right.
This is one black man. This is not every black man.
Yeah, I saw all the applause at Howard University.
And those are stupid students.
Imagine the guy gets up, he says, hey, guess what? That guy, Colin Ferguson, he killed these lovely people who are going to work every day, just trying to make a living. They didn't do anything to anyone. He killed those white devils, and the audience applauds. Let me tell you something.
Well, I would say with this. I say any white school, just go get yourself a Klansman. And have a Klansman come and do the same thing.
The students at Howard University should have stood up when this guy Khalid said this, and they should have stoned him to death. They should have taken, what they did in, what do you call that, that riot in Los Angeles. Where was that happening again?
What, South Central?
South Central. Yeah, South Central. I hope that place blows up. South Central. Yeah, South Central. Yeah. I'll tell you something. They should have caned this guy.
God spoke to Colin Ferguson and said, catch the train.
If the students at Howard University had stood up and said, you know something?
Catch the train.
You're despicable, you bald-headed, bow-tied bastard. I'm going to take you and I'm going to smack you over the head with a cane. If they had done that kind of riot I would have appreciated.
He also targeted Jews, saying, I'm going to be like a pit bull. That is the way I'm going to be against the Jews. I'm going to bite the tail of the hunky.
That's how it would help. He's helping his black brothers.
He also criticized the federal government for giving money to Washington's Holocaust Museum.
No. Hit him in the nuts with a shovel. If that audience had done that, I would have said, Howard University, right on, baby. Right on, brother. My brother. Peace.
Ferguson is charged with gunning down commuters on a Long Island Railroad train on December 7th in an attack that left 6 people dead and 17 wounded.
One can pray that the next train Khalid Muhammad is on has a white Colin Ferguson on it. The opposite.
Ferguson, who got on the train, said he was looking for, whites, Asians, and Uncle Toms.
There you go. Unfortunately, he only found the whites. Isn't that a coincidence? Colin Ferguson. Can you imagine a man...
He's also going to be using an insanity defense when he goes to trial.
Who, Khalid or Colin?
Well, Khalid isn't charged with anything.
I see. Well, let me tell you something. When this Khalid said a remark like this at Howard University, they call it the Black Harvard. Let me tell you something. Let me see the average SAT score to get into Howard University before you call it the Black Harvard.
Excuse me. It used to be the Black Harvard when blacks couldn't get into white schools.
That ain't no Black Harvard. Black Harvard means 700 on the SAT for each category, math and English. Now listen to me.
You remember there was a time in this country that blacks couldn't get into Harvard, and if they were going to go to school, they were going to go to black colleges. So
I understand.
Are you saying that there were no smart black people?
But not in that audience last night. When that audience sat there and applauded that guy, I didn't see any rioting break out. Imagine that. Yeah, it's good that guy Colin Ferguson shot all those white people. What is this? What is this, a war? You want to go to war? Is that what everyone wants, a war? Does this microphone work? I'm going to go yell out the window. All right.
Tom Arnold has hired a PR person to do some spin doctoring on his problems with Roseanne.
A Puerto Rican or what is it, John?
Angry black guy.
Angry black guy, no time for him today.
Well, he's just upset about what you say about blacks.
I would argue with you, but I have no time today because of the David
Well, look,
Brenner
I'll
argument.
make it short. I really don't have time for you either.
Well, I don't have time for you, brother.
Okay, but listen.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. If you want to talk about right and wrong, go. Where are you? Why don't you go to Howard University and stand up and tell Khalid he's wrong before you come over on my show?
I wouldn't do that. You really should listen to
Because you're a
Robert.
pussy,
You
that's
can't
why.
pass judgment on all black people.
Pussy.
I'm not going to argue with you today.
I'm going to pass judgment on
I'm not
everyone
gonna
sitting on
argue
that
with you
Howard
today.
University who sat there and
I'm not gonna
applaud.
argue with you today. You should listen to Robert.
Kiss my black ass. I'm not going to listen to Robin or you or anyone else today. I'm listening to myself today.
Well, you can
and don't point to Robin. Why? Because she's black? Well, I should listen to Fred today.
She med a good point.
She didn't make any
Fred
point.
is an alien.
I make all the good points on this show.
How dare you say I didn't make a point?
I don't know if you did or didn't. I didn't listen to you.
Oh, well, it all comes down to
There's only one person stupider than you on this planet. You know who that is?
You.
No, that's you. You're stupider than you. How could you argue with me? You think that the people in the university, the Howard University, first of all, I wish my name wasn't on that university.
They had no business applauding, and I know that.
I'm so embarrassed that it's Howard University.
If you take a Klansman and do the same thing...
Sure, give me a cop-out.
I'm not giving you a cop-out. You don't know what you're talking about.
So you think that... So you're proud of the black brothers who sat there and applauded that statement. Are you a fan of Colin Ferguson? Are you a fan of Colin Ferguson?
No, I'm not.
All right, so shut your mouth. Big dummy. Go ahead, Rob.
Can I talk about Tom Arnold?
Nobody's stupider than that guy except Tom Arnold.
He's hired a top Hollywood public relations firm to do some spin control on the allegations that have come out in the divorce decree.
Who did he hire? Dan Flores?
Issued by Roseanne Barr the other day. He says he's not an abusive husband. He wants to reconcile with Roseanne.
Tom, here's what I think you ought to do.
He has hired David Brokaw.
Oh, David Brokaw?
Yeah.
From Huntley and Brokaw?
His client list includes Bill Cosby, Lou Rawls, Loretta Lynn, Dionne Warwick, Reba McEntire, and Malcolm Jamal Warner.
It's funny, I hate all those entertainers.
He continues to be extremely concerned and cannot be comfortable with the uncertainty of what he is dealing with right now.
I'll tell you what you're dealing with, Tom. In front of the whole country, you won over that fat slob. You had married her. You had to hump her a few times, and you're going to walk out, from what I understand, with about $40 million. I'd say you did good. And let her go off on her own already. You know, he's smart. He's even playing this one. Oh, I love her. I don't want to lose her.
I want to save my marriage.
There, yeah. You got $40 million. You're all set. It's enough already.
Roseanne has disappeared. Nobody knows exactly where she is, and she's not talking.
Roseanne is a girl who was disturbed. It's clear to everyone.
She was an easy mark.
And listen, I would marry her for 4 years for $40 million. I would do it. I'd sit there. I'd get on top of that big tub of lard.
You do your job.
I'd do my job, do my duty. I'd sit there. I'd go on the shows. I love Roseanne.
Some jobs are distasteful, but they have to be done.
I'd have a little bitch on the side.
Hey.
That's
Would you bring her home though?
No, that I would never do. I would not have the balls to do that.
See, that's where he lost it, I think.
It's unbelievable. And believe me, I'd sit there and listen to her talk and ramble on all day. Tom, I'd be, Howard.
You'd agree with everything she said?
Oh, yeah. Howard, bring me 2 turkeys and a rack of ribs, Howard. Oh, hey, I just remembered my kindergarten teacher got me pregnant with quintuplets, and I ate them. Oh, you remember that? Why don't you write it in a book, honey? All right.
Well, there is a story in the paper today about Roseanne going to Serendipity and ordering 2 of everything.
Oh, yeah. Like Noah's Ark. I read that. She had 2 hot dogs, 2 rack of lambs, 2 everything.
2 diet sodas.
2 diet sodas. Robin, I've been informed we have to take a break.
Oh, please. I'm wrapping up this newscast.
Well,
I don't care.
All right, go ahead. You go talk to management.
This is ridiculous.
Go ahead,
Stephen Stafford has been reinstated in his job. I forget what. Oh, he's a police officer.
Tom, you take it up with Robin.
Sacramento.
Thank you. And we do need, there is a business here.
Really?
And we are trying to run it.
I have a business, too.
Well, I understand.
She has her own, mind your own BI business, Tom.
I don't get into your business, don't get into mine.
Take a short break. We'll be right back.
The Howard Stern Show.
What is this? Oh, good. All right, where were we? I'm sorry. Excuse me. I hope that didn't get out over the air.
What happened?
Nothing.
I missed it.
A little action in my pants.
What?
The carpeting just peeled.
Oh.
Oof. So where were we in the news?
Oh, we can go back to that?
Yep.
I was about to tell you about a guy who works for the police department in Sacramento, Sacramento, California, who has just been reinstated in his job. He was fired, he says, because he has a high voice.
Really?
Here is Stephen Stafford.
Hey, that's right.
They asked him what he thought of his voice.
My voice kind of fluctuates, and, at times it is high, and I notice it myself if I hear myself on a recording.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that my early years on in the department, and progressively it maintained about the same level. The harassment that I put up with, not too many people would have put up with it.
What is his job?
He was a police officer.
Well, who would care what his voice is?
The other police officers.
Oh.
But I'll tell you, I thought it was a woman.
So what, they used to goof on his voice?
Yeah, here's what they did to him.
What does he want to do, file a suit?
He wanted his job back.
Oh, they took away his job.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Men taped about my locker, mimicking on the radio, given assignments that normal other officers wouldn't have been asked to handle.
Like what?
I don't know. He didn't go into details.
Camp on duty.
They would. Did you hear? They would paste naked men on his locker. So I guess they were trying to imply that he was gay. Jackie thinks that's funny.
After Jackie. Hey, let's put some naked men on his locker.
Break his jaw.
Yeah.
So he's gotten his job back.
All right, good. I'm glad.
Very happy to hear that. The father of Michael Fay, the boy who's facing a caning in Singapore. Oh, Jack, come on.
Yeah. He loves caning.
Is continuing his efforts to have his son pardoned. He says he's convinced that the Singapore authorities intend to carry out the sentence simply to make their son an example.
You got to remember that laugh. That's a funny one.
That was great.
That was a new one, wasn't
it? That was great.
Let me hear that one again.
I can't. That's
yeah, we got to get that one pulled off.
Yeah, have it there available.
Oh, that's funny.
Often.
Yeah.
So, the mother and the father are continuing their campaign to try to prevent this, but the only person now who could stop it is the president of the country.
Oh, and I heard.
Not that president.
Oh.
No. The president of Singapore.
Well, I think it's fabulous, the caning. I do. I think it's fabulous. I think that country has a lot going for it, Singapore. Beautiful streets. You can walk down the street of Singapore at 4 in the morning and not worry about being mugged.
Well, his mother says the guilty plea was her idea, and they believe their son is innocent.
Well, then I'd cane the parents, too. If the mother is telling him to plead guilty to something that he's not guilty of, then cane her as well.
She should take his beating.
Take his caning. Caning. It sounds so innocent, yet very, very powerful deterrent.
Yes.
Who says that this is not a deterrent, these forms of punishment? They certainly are.
He doesn't want to get it.
Look at how
guy's
he's trying to
fighting.
squirm out of this in the worst way
possible. If they said to this guy, do 3 years in jail, he'd say, what the hell? All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like such a bad deal.
The caning is freaking him out. You think twice before you commit acts of vandalism.
Police in Providence, Rhode Island, freed a dog that had apparently been buried alive for at least 2 days, with only its head above the ground.
We used to do that in Vietnam.
Oh, gee.
The animal died in surgery. It did remind me of some of the things you used to talk about.
So why was the animal in surgery?
Because when they pulled it out, I guess it needed something. It was trapped by debris and rocks.
It's cruel, cruel.
They rushed the dog to the Warwick Animal Hospital, where doctors performed exploratory surgery. Veterinarians found that the dog had sustained internal injuries, and there were also signs the dog, about 9 years old, had given birth between 4 and 8 weeks ago.
Hey, let me tell you something. If they can catch the individual, and there should be a manhunt, because usually this is someone who's on his way to becoming a mass murderer.
Yeah.
If you can be cruel to animals like this, bury it with its head just sticking out of the ground.
Yeah, the dog had ingested dirt indicating it had tried to dig itself out.
Yeah, I mean,
died in surgery.
If you're that type of human being that you could take a dog, you're supposed to have some kind of feeling. I am telling you that is probably a future mass murderer. It's like when you read about Jeffrey Dahmer and a lot of these other guys.
They started with animals.
They started with animals doing cruel and unusual punishment. Now, I know in war I was guilty of doing some of these kind of things, but I was in war.
Have you got yourself under control?
Yeah. In Nam, we would call the enemy the gooks because we wanted to dehumanize them.
Dehumanize, yes.
I don't say it was right, but in Nam we would bury the gooks up to their ears. And then we would carve out their eyes and put golf balls into the sockets. But it was
here
war.
is Lionel He-Too of the Rhode Island SPCA.
All right. Go for it, Lionel. Your 15 minutes of fame.
I can't accept any reason that one might give us for doing such a brutal thing. It's an unbelievable act of cruelty, and hopefully the person or persons responsible will be apprehended, and I'd like to see him do some long jail time.
Yeah, and that'll never happen.
We'll give him a slap on the wrist. They'll pay a $50 fine because it was just a dog.
You can bury human beings up to their neck in dirt and probably not do any jail time. I'm telling you, this country, there's no room for that kind of crime in jail.
That guy should be caned.
Good caning would serve him good. Nice caning.
There's a singer in England named...
Although it could have been a Polish guy who was thinking he was planting a dogwood tree.
Oh, no.
Right? I read a joke about that once. Did you hear about the Polish guy who wanted a dogwood tree?
No.
That's how it starts.
There's a singer in England named Abigail. And
I'm a big fan of hers.
Takes songs and she makes dance mixes out of them.
Yes.
And the latest song she's about to release is Kurt Cobain, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Okay.
Here's Abigail to tell us that she is not trying to capitalize on Kurt Cobain's death.
No.
That she had already planned to do this song.
Okay.
It was recorded in January. It was just unfortunate that the date went on promo was like a day after he shot himself. I think that was it was just bad timing, really. I mean, I do actually really like Nirvana.
Yeah, laugh. He's dead.
Yeah.
Laugh, why don't you?
You got any sample of this song?
Yes, here's the song.
I guess when he kicked, they stepped up production. You know what's funny about this song? Someone told me they went to that Kathy Lee Gifford charity concert.
Yes.
And one of the songs she does a whole rap about Nirvana and how unfortunate it is that he killed himself and that her son Cody liked the song, Teen Spirit.
Did she talk about that, or did it?
And then she sang the song.
I know she sang the song because it was the whole thing that this was one of Cody's favorite numbers.
And she actually did, like, hello, 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 hello. It was like a bad Bill Murray routine. Imitate us. Kathy Lee. Kathy Lee reaching out to all young people.
She's so relevant.
Nitwit. Hello, 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 you people.
I'm talking to you.
You, and you, and you, and you, hello, and you. Hi, Fred. Hi, Robin and Jackie. Hello to all of you as well. All of you, come to Carnival Cruise. Hello. Must have been some rip-roaring concert.
I'm sure everybody was glad they came.
Kathy Lee.
Told you the other day about this guy, Clifford Roby, this New Hampshire guy who cut off his own penis with a razor in jail.
Clifford Roby, Obi Kenobi.
And he flushed it down the toilet.
Bad move. Actually, they found it, didn't they?
Yes, they sent the maintenance people down to go through the pipes, and they did find it.
They had to sift through duty to find penis. What a good day on the job.
What are you looking for?
Penis.
Penis?
Yeah, we have to just sift through this duty. Oh, wow. Hey, you must really like your work.
Yeah, we got a break for lunch.
Yeah.
What are you putting it on ice for?
Hey, the future looks bright, doesn't it?
So the doctors did try to reattach it. I didn't have this information the other day. Just a little follow-up. The doctors did try to reattach the penis that had been covered in duty just moments before.
Did they clean it off?
I hope. But it didn't work.
It's a tract. Oh, it didn't take?
No, it did not work.
Oh, and that's it. Well, listen, the guy didn't obviously want his penis. He cut it off.
Yeah, he says that for some reason he felt that God didn't want him to have it anymore.
Then why did God give it to him?
It was the cause of all of his problems. So he is listed in good condition, though. I don't know how you could call that good condition.
Good condition. No, when you're not missing your penis, you're never in really good condition. Good condition. Tell that to his wife. He's real good. He has no sex life. Fantastic.
That's not good.
Yeah. Anything else, Robin?
Yeah, there's a Harvard psychiatrist who's been talking to people who've had close encounters.
Yeah.
And he's beginning to believe.
Yeah, I saw them on
Oprah.
Oprah.
Actually exist. John E. Mack, I think his name.
Johnny Mack.
Says that all of their stories are incredibly similar.
They experience a presence of some strange entities or beings around them, or a beam of light that shouldn't be there. They find themselves paralyzed, taken on that beam of light.
Yeah, there's a movie about this.
Down the hall, say, floated is a word they often use.
But they've all seen
They're
the movie.
terrified.
Or read
this
the book.
isn't supposed to be. They're taken through walls, through windows.
Yeah. So where are these aliens?
Up.
Why have I never seen them?
Why don't they take somebody with a lot of credibility? Like Walter Cronkite.
No, can't take him.
And in that enclosure,
Take
they're
Nixon.
subjected to a number of procedures.
Listen, this is incredible.
I got to tell you something.
Yeah, why don't they take... And why won't they... By the way, why won't any of these aliens appear before everyone? Why wouldn't they want to say, hey, we're here?
Yeah, if they have a message, because this is what these people are saying, that the aliens want us to know something.
Wait a second. I
They
have
also
tape,
say that
I have tape
what?
right now
What?
of what the aliens want to say. And here it is. You ready?
All right.
Okay. They want to say...
Well, they some of the people report having had even sexual encounters.
Oh, really?
With the aliens.
By the way, when you listen to this guy talk, you'll hear a phone ringing in the background. That's Oprah and Geraldo and Donahue all vying to get him on their show.
In the case of men, sperm samples taken against their will within the craft.
Oh, I love
by
that.
some kind of instrument.
Somebody take my sperm
that.
against my will. That's exactly what I want. Tie me up and take my
People
sperm.
are complaining.
Yeah.
That's applied to the penis. In the case of women...
What was applied?
There's some apparatus they apply to the penis.
Can you get me that? I need an apparatus that will take my sperm without my permission.
The experience of eggs removed from their bodies, reimplanted on later abductions, pregnancies removed, being taken to see babies being incubated within the UFOs, hybrid babies that they're asked to hold.
Hybrid babies. Yeah, sure.
And finally, why is all this happening? Why are the aliens visiting?
Oh, good. That's what I was. Now that's the question I was going to ask. Why are the aliens conducting themselves in this manner?
A very common part of the abduction experience is to have communicated to the experiencers.
The experiencers. They even have names for it. The experiencers.
Either telepathically, mind to mind, or shown on television monitors. Information, images about the destruction of the Earth, about the pollution of the Earth's environment.
You mean the aliens are upset about the way we're polluting the environment?
Yes, they're coming here to tell us to clean up.
You mean they're so worried about our environment, but they're not concerned about taking a woman's baby from her and hybriding it with an alien and taking her eggs and guy's sperm.
Or taking guy's sperm against their will.
So they're insensitive on the human level, but they're worried about us all being able to breathe.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So they're as rational as we are.
Did you say Harvard?
Yeah, that guy's from Harvard.
Oh, boy.
So is Mark Green, by the way.
Good news for all tenants of buildings with doormen in New York City. Landlords and building service workers have reached a tentative agreement on a new contract I was so happy this morning.
Oh, the doorman. Yeah,
the doorman was still
there.
Averting a strike that would have affected tens of thousands of New York City residents.
You don't think that the aliens' rocket ships emit
any pollutants
into our atmosphere?
No, they have fuel, apparently.
Who needs them flying around up there?
Doesn't hurt.
With no emission standards on those spaceships. They have special rocket fuel. Bastard aliens.
Says here in the Daily News that you might call this the Zubernatorial campaign.
Thank you.
Even in a profession known for strange bedfellows, nobody's seen anything like the gubernatorial campaign of radio shock jock Howard Stern.
Yeah, we've barely seen it.
It's part locker room joke and part gonzo politics.
Now, where are you reading this from?
In the Daily News.
Really? Well, thank you.
Stern will take his campaign, act, show, tour, circus on the road for the first time tomorrow to travel to Albany for the Libertarian Party's nominating convention on Saturday.
Right.
Stern pledged that if elected, he would resign after restoring the death penalty, ordering road crews to do traffic repairs at night, and fill potholes.
Tomorrow I'm announcing my running mate.
Stern will travel to Albany by chartered bus with 14 chosen friends and staffers. He promised cold beer, hot babes, and maybe a stopover at a strip club en route.
Well, we've researched that. There's no strip clubs on the way.
He will be trailed by a caravan of fans, groupies, and the media.
And I will be making campaign stops along the way.
He intends to make his royal entrance at the convention on Saturday with bikini babes on each arm.
Bikini babes.
Bikini babes. The Libertarians who will gather at the Italian-American Community Center to pick their statewide candidate joined up only after, they are saying a lot of people who will be at the convention joined up only after you announced your campaign.
Well, is something wrong with that?
Their influx has likely stacked the deck.
Thank you.
In your favor.
Yeah, that's called being a winner.
Some Libertarians say you're making a mockery out of their little political group.
Yeah, little is the key word. Yeah, it's called...
Some fear that you will drop your candidacy when you're forced by the federal regulations to either go off the air or grant equal time to your rival.
So what if I do? So that's my choice.
Well, they don't want that. They either want a candidate or they don't.
No. I'm doing the best I can. I haven't exactly looked into all the rules, okay? I'm trying to do this whole thing, and if it works out, it works out.
Ludwig Vogel.
Ludwig von Vogel.
The Libertarian state chairman who has been supportive of Stern says there will be fireworks.
There will be fireworks. All right, Robin.
That's what's happening, Howard.
Glad to see I'm in the news. I always like to make one appearance per newscast.
At least.
Yep. By the way, Jackie Joke Man, I do want to remind you that to order Jackie's new comedy CD, which is also available on cassette, $10 plus free shipping and handling. Call 1-800-323-5464. And Saturday night, April 30th, a big show for Jackie at the Riviera Hotel on the Strip in Las Vegas. If you need more information on any of this stuff, 516-922-WINE. Let's also say David Brenner will be at Fells Point Comedy Cabaret in Baltimore, Maryland, Saturday, April 30th and Sunday, May 1st. I didn't mention that while he was here. Stuttering John are going to be signing his self-titled debut album at the HMV Record Outlet on 72nd and Broadway today. That's today from 4 to 6 p.m. And Stuttering John, the band, will be appearing at Mulcahy's in Wanto, Long Island tonight. I don't know what this says. Go ahead. Come down and celebrate John's record something. I don't know. Larry Ratzel-Sloman will be playing in a benefit charity ice hockey game this Sunday, the 24th at 6 p.m. at the Bayonne High School rink in Bayonne, New Jersey. And what else we got? If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a great DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment toll-free from any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. If you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, call 718-BAG-5040. Okay, anything else?
I was just going to add one more thing to the end of Robin's news story about the Libertarians. You know, you've thrown that whole party into just a tizzy.
Yeah.
And I understand, they all call here anonymously or, they don't want to be, have their names told and tell me what's going on. And, like, probably Ludwig will not be reelected as state chair because of his handling of this whole thing.
There's only two.
That's one of the rumors.
Handling.
It's a rumor.
I decided to enter the race, and he said, you're more than welcome to enter the race. Why would you have... You know, that party sounded wacky. Wait till I get up there to Albany and lecture.
I think you're going to have to straighten out the party.
Gary, make a list of things that I have to talk about when I win. Number one, why Ludwig is a true libertarian, and the rest of these people might be confused as to what libertarianism is. For goodness sakes.
That was on hold for a while.
Oh, don't miss Gorilla at New York's Paradise Club on 50 West 33rd Street in Manhattan on Tuesday, April 26th from 9 to 11 with dancer model Ashley Lauren. That should be quite a coupling. Okay. Remind me, I have to address that at the convention. We'll see you tomorrow for more action.
97.1 The Eagle.